Okay, I'm live. I woke up. Map 3.
Now, both smokes up around this spot. While you've got Marshall in hand.
Nongshim versus Talon.
Just Primi.
Yep. Bit of silence. See if the numbers do sway in the favor of A or not, because, well, if they don't, then it's just an unfortunate series of events for Talon in the round.
It's already beginning to look like it's building up to that. You know, you got the smokes both going in towards A, and Talon were not entirely sure if the hit was going over. Just Primi on the A side, and it's
Okay, here we go. Nongshim one pistol.
For the overextensions, though,
They're
for
up
an individual
1-0.
member on this Nongshim side, but now you start to piece things
Track
together.
by track.
Oh, we've seen a
We'll
Taylor
see about
jumping
track by
across.
track.
We've seen a Vice. We've seen nothing at B yet. Maybe they might be surrounding A. I mean, eventually they'll start to consider the orb will be heard by Persia.
Let them have
There's a T1 Delta. Right, you're running into double senti on
Apart from
attack.
this,
Now,
just the
normally
pistols,
that's
so
not going to be a great
you're
thing
either
here
going
on
off
a
the
set.
bike or you're trying to find
But you got
some like
Francis
damage,
on
which
Harbor. You're playing
probably not
Omen
plausible.
Harbor, so you're going down the
You
kind
gotta-
of
you gotta make a
KC
move
direction.
At some point,
Yeah.
one way or another.
Dambi on
Considering that
Yoru,
someone
it's a
might have
straight.
pushed out
Well,
towards spawn, so it takes some time.
it's a call that makes sense
answer Pilski's
from
question a little bit earlier, Darby's
Nongshim.
played one instance.
And I think the
of
double
Yoru
controller is a
in
good way
his
of trying to
career.
counter double sentinel.
It's going to be the second.
I mean, I don't remember it. I don't think.
I mean, like
they
on
got
attack,
dubbed,
how
judging by stats, but I may be
how
wrong.
do Talon get
This
past
is
the
where we
harbor
need
wall on
our
attack?
resident Nongshim expert in Chobot to have the law. But this sort of round,
Fair enough.
it doesn't take an expert to kind of consider that Jit Boys is not going to win.
Wow, even with the grab net, yep.
And now we'll get the buyout to come through for Talon in the next round.
And this is where I do have to agree with what Morgan, Big Time, was saying on the desk as well. I mean, you can talk about the comps for sure, but it also comes down to composure, right? The mental game between both teams into this state. Because adaptability matters quite a bit, and if you're just completely surprised by this curveball and that tilts you for the rest of the map, the rest of the rounds, then you kind of just have to kiss your chances goodbye. Well, just don't want to have that happening.
So that's
This
already
is the
pretty
map that
interesting.
one of the teams will kiss their chances goodbye, potentially.
Actually,
for,
not a team that you like
stage 2,
associate
have
with this
more weight
kind
on your
of,
shoulders because
you know,
if you're going out here,
creativity,
you're not getting any
you know, they
playoff
kind of
points.
had
Right?
their
You got to get top 4
style.
for that.
If you thought.
Oh boy. For all the hype that has been built up, now we've got the high tide, the execute into A.
So it's just the
Talon,
Yoru
it's going to be
into
a
a round
catch-up rotation
3.
being played. They've got 4 players
now
already
they have-
somewhere.
Salvo's in. Jit Boys
No,
does
they
have
don't
ground
have
net
the
as well,
spike
but the
down
high
yet.
tide starts to fade.
Oh, and Margaret towards the back. Spotted out by the Steldro,
They
thankfully,
find the
but
first
still
kill.
the outlaw shot all the way from A main, blocking off the first point of contact.
Oh, Margaret's lurk.
Oh my god.
Depending on timing.
They're looking for this lurk.
Okay, just around the back of the crates, so Jit Boys has
But the
information to
second
go for
lurk
kill
gets a
now,
kill.
but in towards A main again. Still,
they're too slow,
Ivy,
no?
Persia, they're both able to block things off. It's
the
a
flash
pseudo
must have
crossfire considering hell, and it's a tough position for Cruz to fight off of. Pushed out of the door, and it's just thigh left.
And these
Oh,
rounds
look
where
at
you
that.
have
Pepper
Yoru,
shots over with the classic right click.
must-win
Francis from the
rounds.
back.
They are
It's
must-win.
Nongshim fanning all throughout, and they've picked up the bonus.
But Talon
that's
cannot
a
be playing
gorgeous
hard
round for
retake.
Nongshim, and again, this is the sort of scenario
But
which
for Nongshim, that's like
absolutely tests
perfect.
your
Right now
team's
they're back on the
coordination,
Nico.
your
Like if you start
IGLs,
4-0 here on
mid-rounding, game
attack,
plan
you're fucking
decisions,
swimming.
your coach intervention to recognize
they're
what
playing
can be
retake.
plausible, because with no one running a harbor, with you probably not doing your research
Outlaw
all the way
doing
back to
big
the
damage.
one instance that Sinpressa did run the harbor, it was, you know,
Nice.
highlighted. I think they said it in the interview
I've
that
seen
it was
Wolves.
like against Red Alert.
I think this game is more important than the lower final.
Yeah, this really comes
Lower
down to a lot of
finals
that
aren't
mid-round
really that
decisioning and
important,
what you can kind of recognize throughout the
But
rounds.
we'll turn
How
Wolves
much you're
on
able to
anytime.
gleam off of these little utilities thrown in your face. Meanwhile, for Talon, you might have the double sentinel, but how much can it really do when you're being tossed with so many uncertainties? Right now, it's Dabby down middle, but you have no idea that there are players all across the map.
Oh my
the
God.
shot's whiffed though,
Never
but
mind, I
Margaret
got
will be able to recover at least one.
You got
it
one.
does get a chuckle out of Dion. Oh my god.
That's a hurtful laugh as well, because
You don't
that
often get the
looks
right
absolutely
clicked.
just disgusting from Margaret, and not in the
Grab
good way.
it.
Now, though, maybe some stability, as it's just going to be Thigh left with 60 HP. Gun to be retrieved, but hunted maybe by Ivy. They're going to put more of a premium on just making sure the plant's there. The orb is already gone as well. You want to maximize getting this reckoning for Francis.
Thigh TP's away.
And now we have the podcast.
Okay,
Well,
this is 1-0
One thing's for
BLG.
sure,
Unlucky.
if we're going to launch this podcast episode, would be that Nongshim gets to you know, certainly build up towards a
Spell
lot
paper
more
retro?
for the
Did I just put
remainder rounds of
PRX?
this first
What is that?
half.
I literally
Meanwhile,
just
if you're
spelled it as
Talon, though-
PRX. What do you mean?
Mental form has been something that's affecting them.
Oh,
look at
Francis
that,
gets
even
off that as well.
Yeah, not able to
the
take the
sweep
gun.
from Francis.
Nice hunt at the end, remove the bird.
Yeah.
So now we'll get the proper buy-up to come through from Talon and Annihilation available for Jit Boys. Still waiting to sort of see what Premi's value is going to be back on towards this Jet as well. Not really given too much space around the map to play with. And these are the sort of scenarios where I'm also wondering, it doesn't really matter what agent comp that you're going up against. I still want to just see some sort of tandem plays come in on this defensive side, right? You're still running the Teo,
Okay,
you've got a
time out
deadlock.
4 rounds. Oh, no, not the Echo.
I don't really understand people that buy Guardian and walk into corners. Huh?
Corneas?
Why? Stingers? Bully dogs?
This is Valorant.
Zarastix!
He will moderate the confid until it just won't be on his stream till much later. Sorry chat.
Thanks for 20 months. Don't worry. The double countdown. Hello, people. How did Ye play yesterday? Pretty well. Pretty well overall. But it wasn't quite enough. Well, he had kind of, I think, an infamous moment of overheating, to be honest, at the end. 11-11, and he just dives in on his own.
Reckoning,
Dies.
I mean, those can be some pretty good ultimates in these
Why
sort
am
of
I late?
scenarios.
Because I
And
needed
again,
to sleep.
as talent, you're not really expecting what a Reckoning is going to be able to do. Now with the high tide cutting across short, cutting across pizza. Start to gather some further information with the drone as well. And this is the time where I think, what traps are you setting up? Center utility, leave Primi there. Rest of your forces
So they go for
towards B.
attacking op. Knowing
See what the
that Talon
forces
are
can do.
likely
So
to-
far, so good on the off angle. Killua off of the blooming cyber cage as well.
But, I mean, 4 you might
Down
say is
onto A,
already
where, once
getting
again, like you
close to
mentioned,
good.
it's all that utility.
Right,
Yeah,
any
now it's
rounds from
two
this
unanswered
point, I
kills
don't
as well,
love
right? So
this
it's the 5 versus 3
round
scenario
plan
for
really
Talon.
of buying the
These are the
alpha.
ones that you
I don't
cannot
think
afford to
that's
drop. You don't
really
give
a good
Nongshim
right-wing
away
positioning against
to
Double Senti.
find
It's
an
not like they're
advantageous
going to
duel.
push into you a lot. I mean, it could work as a surprise factor. I don't
tight.
mind trying it as a surprise,
Ivy,
but I
though,
think
slowly trickling forward until Cruz goes in for the sidestep. At this point, 50 seconds remaining on the clock, sure, but surely not Komodo.
I mean, damage, really. The credits aren't in full control of Talon whilst they're, you know,
well, let's see.
around
They
1500,
have
2K mark,
a
but they're
harbor ult, so
pretty
that's going to
gorgeous
be the
for
big
Nongshim.
next
So
thing.
any damage you can potentially find here, would it be good? Get closer towards an ulti perhaps as well, but now with just Persia and position locked in from the Archros, he'll just take the ulti orb on the map for his,
They can hear him.
for his takeaway.
He's going to try to at
Okay,
least
and a
play
flawless
from
for
crosshair
Talon. Good
flick,
for
but
there, Rico.
Yeah, not going to be found. Primi,
And we
protected on the A
lose
site.
the up and give them an up,
and it
which
just
feels
shows
like playing
how
to their
effective
win
that one little timeout can be
Although
again.
against the harbor,
And
it's
now I'm
probably
sort
not
of
really the
wondering
best
as well, where
operating
the operator
experience
doesn't
ever.
work out for Darby, do they change things again and instead of using that go back to a normal rifle and try to adjust the game plan as well? Because if I'm looking towards a way that you're going to put pressure on Talon in this map, it's changing the way that you're playing the attacking side a lot. I mean, you're adding
Yates
so
run,
much
it
to
was
their
11-11, they were in
mental
a
escape that they have to
raw
contend with.
V3,
Like,
he
if you're
just got a
changing things up
kill,
time and time again,
and then he tried to
can really
just
play with
dive
them.
it. He dashed in
Possibly,
onto
but
the
again,
site as a
They have 2
defender.
weeks.
Yep.
For all we know, this was fully well prepped, but you also have the studs.
Like on his own.
The
quick
perfect-
on the gate crash.
The perfect player to get out of dodge in that scenario. Combo
And
between salvos and Gravnet,
They
but it's
lost
Darby
the
to get
round.
out of there.
And then for the smoke to block off A short as well as mid. The drone out towards B main, but it's somewhat slipped away by Margaret.
High tide eventually to fall. See what I can do with the operator.
It's also a good call for then Talon to push out B main alongside that drone now to possibly just hold space. Not fighting too much against Nongshim. Maybe hearing the
We stopped that
clone.
wall, that would have been.
Yeah, it's got to pop the shear, then the thorns to buy time.
Oh, Primi.
He is the only one here at this A side as well, by the way. So you'd be looking at a situation where if he
back, though.
falls, it might be a post plant killer with the Steel Garden, Jit Boys with the Annihilation.
Oh, but
Reckoning
wow.
in.
to where? To B.
Yeah, to market for a bit of a B split. 30 seconds to go. They don't need to stick around here. I mean, I'm looking at Persia, who's still towards this A site.
Right? Forces
get out the
Talon to
deadlock
scatter and try to
They're
pick
going
up the
back A.
pieces because now you're not entirely sure. Just Primi to try to hold for
He
the
only
angle.
gets one,
He
that's
does
fine.
walk away with that one
Cypher.
kill. The stray bullet
Those
catching
are
square on
no team.
Francis's head.
They
So
avoid the
controller
deadlock
gone
ult.
down.
I
That
mean,
could
this was
help
a
out in
great
post-plant
call by,
scenarios, but
I mean, Killer was gone,
by
right?
Nongshim.
As well, so no Steel Garden.
Oh!
Bit of a
Great play by
sleeping
Jit
Ivy
Boys,
means
though.
it's a
Faking as if
3v3.
he's going past and
not
then
too
coming
bad. Jit
back.
Boys good on the flank watch. Dambi low HP as well, but he is in tree, and that's a spot where, unless you check it out, you might not know.
Gravnet comes online for Jit Boys now. Cruz does have salvos. Can they isolate a player?
Trying to throw it in towards Generator where no one's hiding, so maybe some information to then collapse in towards Hell. Margaret, he's got a good chance, but full swarm. Now Dambi out from the flank. Not detected so far until he gets a shot at the thigh. 2v2, but good shots from Jit Boys. Dambi desperately jumps and dives in with the shorty, but still
As if he
Jit
got
Boys
none
able to
from that
block it
position.
off.
If he just
Yeah,
gets
the fact
one,
that
he
you're
should get
able to
one,
remove
he
the
maybe
flanking
gets
player in
two.
Ivy in that sort of scenario makes it a little bit more
Well, the
tenable for
Town knows
Talon
him
to get
from
that
Masters.
retake
I have no
happening.
idea.
If there
I
was
really
a kill
don't know.
in towards unders, yeah,
My
maybe
initial
it
thought was
goes
that they
Nongshim's
wouldn't be.
way, but a couple
But
of good
people seem to
adjustments,
think
and
that
when
they
you're in a
really
retake
might be.
scenario in a 3 versus 3, I mean, you're just playing for
Am I a bit quiet?
an audible call and to go together as the team, right? So making sure that Jit Boys has the lasting protection at the end
I can
there
turn the stream
as
down if
well,
you want.
very well needed. So there's a secondary round gathered up by
Is
Talon.
Sunset in the
There
pool?
will
No,
be
I don't think
another
it is. I
full
think that's
buy
after
across
Masters.
the board, however. And Army this time can secure all of the information with the dimensional drift. Flip it over though, Quack, and Primi with the operator. No one's looking for him to push on out, and he does get away. There's a second from Cruz. Nice
So
opening
they
double
get ahead of the
for
harbor
Talon.
wall on both sides.
Nice might be underselling it, Dion. 3v5 now for Nongshim, and they are
Little harbor cascade there against that
scrounge
play
up
goes
whatever they
fucking
can find. They
crazy,
do have
doesn't
the
it? When
creds
people are
for
holding this for
the
an op,
upcoming
looking this
rounds,
way,
though, so
you just
still
cascade
able to
down here.
march
They can't
forward
see you
with,
at all, and you just get a free kill.
whatever confidence they have. This duo now challenging Killua. The Cove to block things off. Killua opts to play it silent.
Yeah, you don't want to give them an option where they could W and look to bring it back into an equalization scenario. So it's 3 versus 5. If Talon want to allow the plant to go down, they can. But now, I mean, Ivy, please don't be doing this one. He bites off more than he can shoot.
And the Steel Garden ripped. So if you're Francis as well as Persia, not a lot of chances left. Paranoia to block off
Good
A
smoke.
main as well. And it's just Francis hiding inside of Hell. Certainly detected soon enough. Primi thankfully
try.
saving his teammates from certain doom. Francis
That
to
little
spray,
gap
but
there.
Primi
God, if you got that
coming
kill on
back in
Primi,
once
like,
again.
Jit Boys is
He's
30
back
HP.
again.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
3
making
in a
sure
row
that
for
when there's
Talon.
numbers advantages for Talon, they're settling down a little bit. You know, you would expect in that sort of scenario, IGL, Cruz to come in, come up with the decision, the team to be all aligned and how they want to go for their retake.
But again,
More
4
importantly, that
on
sort of
attack,
round,
I think,
it's
is
having
probably
a good
feeling okay.
idea in the beginning, something that you haven't deployed just yet to catch Nongshim off guard.
Certainly
Like,
poetic.
again, they only need one more
Now
to
this
feel
will be
pretty
Talon
good, I think.
reaching the 3-point mark. If they get one more,
they've
that
got
would
your
be
ult. These are
breaking
the
that
big
curse
rounds.
from the past 2 maps.
Yeah. Well, another big old buy. So these rifle rounds,
the
we've seen
optic
Nongshim be
crew.
able to get a plant, just not able to
Why?
be successful in the post.
Alright now. Cruz though, this time
Oh, this time
with
they
an
just
op in
swing ahead of
play
it, and
in
now
for
that's
the
your
grab
ult,
that
and that's
combo
probably
for
the
Jit
round.
Boys. Cruz then holding the angle. Does Nongshim expect it? Certainly not. They haven't been here before.
Yeah, hard to get him off that angle. Surprised that there was no, salvo
I'm a
investment
shade
from
of
Ivy
blue. What does
first to
that mean?
push him
This
off a
is
line,
purple.
but irrespective now, 5 versus 3. Another
Buddy,
5 versus
no, I
3 for
haven't.
Talon.
I literally just
And these
woke
sort
up,
of
so
scenarios, as long as they
I
don't
have not had time
overextend
to
and
eat
give
anything.
opportunity to Nongshim,
I normally
being
don't
successful
eat
in winning them 100%.
until
Fake
a
progress,
good couple
so
hours
ability.
after I woke up.
Yeah, you still got the showcase of a double sentinel though on this sort of scenario. Sheer to protect over in tree.
Also for
You got top 1,000 in VFL?
TPs.
Jit Boys now.
What did I get? I
Again,
got like
with the Gravnet available, you got Cruz with the salvos online.
I got
and
top
an
10.
Armageddon. This sort of scenario, by the position of Nongshim, it's just a respect
5th.
save.
It's also the fact that they would have to take so much time and effort just
It's
to clear
pretty good.
every
Who
single
won?
position
Chemo,
if they were
Team
to march back
Schlongers.
into
Yeah,
A.
I'm
So
surprised.
Free timeout. Have a discussion here as Nongshim. You do survive with enough as well, where
Wolves
Ivy's
2-0
going to be able
let's
to
go.
drop over a gun to Darby, you would expect. Francis is going to be
Let's
able
go
to be
Wolves.
buying for himself. this next round, I'm kind of looking at it in a scenario where you probably have to dimensional drift, maybe off the rip, maybe wait a few seconds and use it, see if there's any overpush from Talon.
Also, I want
You've been
Pearl
holding on
lost
to that one for a
13-9.
little bit now, and well, if you were considering using it in late round for a sort of execute, maybe you need to use it early because you've been losing the first duels.
And that's sometimes what it comes down to,
Have I
right?
dunked my
At
face
least what
in
we've
ice
been
water?
seeing
Not
for
that I
the
ever
past
remember.
2 maps. The first duels, so pivotal, paramount to both teams. Of course, on a map like Ascent,
I
then
want Nongshim up there 4 in a row. Is there a way to like get it to
I'll just be
automatically keep up
concerned
the line?
about is going to be their initial phase of the round, because I feel like the early
Oh,
defaults
tech pause, great.
don't work out that.
There as well, right? You don't necessarily need
What the hell is that neon drawing? Okay. Come on. Both games just big chilling. There we go. And then they both start at the same time. Fuck's sake.
throughout that entire Ascension run.
I mean, they were
So
kind
So
of
what was this? Haven
untested until
13-9,
the
Talon's
final
Haven looking
one,
good, no
though,
surprise.
grand final.
Pearl,
True.
As I mentioned though, Quack, using the dimensional drift off the
Oh,
get-go to
Shin
try
win.
and get some early information was probably what I expected to come out in a scenario like
Oh,
that.
nice dash
Primi
by
has just
Primi.
absolutely booked Darby.
He's got the hot hands this time.
Oh, and
They're
there was
always
spotting out
looking for you,
Margaret, but
Margaret.
yes, 3 players.
Not expecting him, and it's
I don't
another
know
5
why
versus 3 where the plant goes down.
they've
How successful
done
are we
that
seeing Talon in
multiple,
these
not
retakes?
that exact
100%
thing
of the
multiple
time. And what do
times,
they
but
have
they've
online now
done,
still? Cruise with an Armageddon that can
you know, things
absolutely
like that.
rip you a new one at the right spot.
Jit Boys for the flank as well, but he's currently being marked by Persia.
Yeah, but Persia's really deep. He'd need his paranoia to come into play.
It's good information at least for the rest of Talon to then throw on more utility. Francis trying to survive inside of the cove. Killua to bring out the guns. And
Are you
then
gonna play for table? You don't have
Persia
time.
as well as Ivy. Counter Armageddon back in onto the spike
You
to
got
buy some
half.
time, but it's been halved.
Yeah.
Round over.
Killua hiding inside
He can
of
stick
the
that.
smoke as well. They're sticking it all the way through. Killua springing out forward, trying to swap over onto the shorty. Ivy for the
Sad.
kill, but the round nonetheless handed over onto Talon.
Okay, I'm still getting a little bit
Views and the
nervous
salvos
if
are
I'm
not
Nongshim now.
immediately from a
Like
close
5 in a
position,
row,
right?
not
There is
ideal.
some trajectory,
Expected, but not
distance that
ideal.
you got to consider as well. How long do the salvos
thing they
take
won
to
that
get
pistol, huh?
onto the spike? Well, they've got to fly a little bit of distance, so really heads up from Talon to just stick it for the remainder of that one. And again,
And they're
another
getting it
5
onto
versus
sites.
3
What's weird is
scenario
normally
where
when you're
Primi
playing against double
comes online
senti
for
on
the
a set,
first
like
shot,
you're
just
not even getting
going
to the
through the
sites,
wall
but they
when
are getting the spike down,
recognizes
particularly on
that
A,
Darby
quite
has
often.
to equip the
But their
gun
post
out of the
plants are getting
dimensional drift.
ripped to
5 in a row
shreds.
now for Talon on this defensive side.
And now all of a
Which
sudden,
actually makes me worry a bit
potential
more for their
contest
defense side.
deterred by the op shot.
Yeah, and you've already still got, you know, forward positions at this B main spot as well, where no one's contested you on the line. There's a smoke, so you put in a drone to further gather some info.
Oh, and then the
Oh, it's
annihilation
just missed.
comes
Oh,
close.
missed. I mean,
But it's
they
full
really thought
control
they
for
got
Talon,
someone there.
and they kind of want to go for this. I can't blame them. I mean, how many times have they been getting opening
Big
duels
shot.
this time? Darby answers back, but immediately Nongshim lose their smokes.
That's not very good. Oh my god, it's just,
towards
why
A
are we
as
all
well.
1 by 1 in a
Please no
5v4?
information then for Talon to regroup.
Oh, the time.
Why are
Darby,
these guys like
they
getting
found him.
super... Why?
And that comes
What
down
the
to
fuck are
maybe
they
some
doing?
experience
Oh my god, they
time on
found the
this
first
Yoro as
kill
well.
and they just decided, well, now it's inting time, right?
Pushing all the way through the guts a bit
Holy
like
shit,
that,
that's bad.
turning around at the wrong moment.
5v4
Now
on
Francis
Ascent,
is in the open, and it's just for a trade.
and we're just fucking
All of
like,
these shots
oh,
are
let's just
essentially
now
being
1 by
individual as
1
well.
activate both
Not able
sides.
to get
Like,
any trades happening.
this is so bad. I can't tell you how
Meanwhile,
bad
Talon,
this is from this moment.
Every fight has essentially been a buddy
That's
system.
horrible play by Persia. Like
That's
when
where
you
you really
find
gotta
this first
consider as
kill here
well, I
and the
mean,
op
Yeah,
is
the
dead,
spike's above you if you did want it, Ivy.
you
but
gotta
20
be
seconds
chilling,
to go, it's
waiting for a
probably not
reaction.
yet
If
trying
these
to-
guys
It's
want
the
to do
same.
this, then they
Himself
can.
into
But everyone
so
should be
cheeky
pausing and
corner.
waiting for this Yoru and
Well,
like
that's
you're
the whole
deciding,
thing,
are we going
Komodo.
this way or are we
Once
going
again,
that way?
You might find some of these dots, right? Kills
Like,
being
no one
traded
should
or
be moving.
found all across the map.
That's not
Being
a
able
this
to
is this is
connect
not a
them
fucking
together,
timing. If anything, that's an
that's where-
anti-timing. They're gonna be. They should
especially with
like.
Danby at the
They
helm of
might
things,
re-clear A main because of this skill in
kind
mid.
of get away from the team at times. So 6-4 so far, and Talon still haven't really broken the streak.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this was a very big risk for
I mean, you should maybe win the fight
Nomisha
anyway.
to allow ascent into the pool with the way that these rounds have kind of been played out now that Talon have an idea of what they need to do to look to close things out as well. On the back of that timeout, it's kind of been flawless from Talon. I mean, it was a bit of a different look when you had Ivy on the Fade back then. You had Dami on the Neon and Margaret on the Yoru. That was what they buddied up this Harbor pick with.
Well, also now that the economical situation is turned around, Primi opts for the Outlaw. Margaret has been playing the main so far, but ooh, the shots somewhat
Takes
whizzing
that
by.
fight. They go for the
Another
full
opener,
mid
killer
fight.
on a Francis this time.
They lose
Nomisha
the
have
spy.
not been able to get any lead, any advantage, and I'm seeing a gate crash go towards Hell on the A site for Darby. He needs to be the hero maker if he wants to try and do it himself.
He's getting tagged, but at least infiltrates the site. With the clone, try to force a fake. So more reactions out now from Talon. And Danby kind of calls it clear for his team to sneak in. He holds space around tree.
Oh, he's
Hop
blinded
flash over,
himself.
but yeah, that just definitely shows inexperience. Unfortunate, but still fantastic chance for
Nothing's
Talon
going
to
right.
launch themselves back in for the retake.
Another 5 versus 3, man.
We'll see. Off angle for Persia, possibly.
Again, if he just
Margaret
gets
to
one
assist.
kill, this is winnable. All he
Still,
needs
though,
is, like, they just can't get a
coming
fucking
in,
kill.
the numbers and spades as well for Talon. You got possible grab net, swings out for Primi. He
Actually,
obtains
can't get a
2
kill.
more. Chip Boys to finish things off.
That was really nice timing on the arc race from Killua. As soon
Oh,
as the
dear.
smoke starts to fade, you pop that one out. Anyone looking to catch you when the smoke fades,
Talon's
well, they're
win-loss,
just blinded. They're
win-loss,
not
can't be
dodging that
beaten.
one. Flawless round to come
I mean,
through
look,
from
we'll see
Talon.
how their attack side is.
Another 5 versus 3 post-plant
This has been a
scenario
pretty
that
sad,
they just look really great.
I mean, what is
working
that?
for the
I mean,
retake.
like, what are you doing? Like, this is a pro game, mate. Like, what?
Doing Danby
Oh
dirty.
my god.
I mean, he's found the wrong timing. To be fair, if he
And then we're
drywalked through the
taking,
smoke,
like, this is a
it would've been
fucking
better. They would've
disaster
expected
class
that.
right here. This is like
Potentially. Who knows?
old
Potentially.
disaster class.
Another-
Second time out for half on attack side where you've already got 4 against double Senti. Second time out for 1 round. And look, don't get me wrong, they're playing shit, right? I mean, look, this guy's depressed. You know, it's not good body language, but it's a fucking disaster class right now. Come on, Wolves.
Away in spawn still, so it's gonna waste like 10-15 more seconds here, Medante, until they can even go into retake.
There's a bit scary. Russia, though, doesn't really have anything online. We'll have to see how close that smoke is to returning online. But you've got Salvo from Soifat BB here. You've got the Rolling Thunder online as well. In theory, there's quite a decent bit to work from here. And Yukao actually and Soifat are playing this quite slow and patiently. And now we've actually seen that Russia's been able to get the full rotate on. The smoke gets popped, but the head, similar.
on the floor, ready to hot potato.
Yes, yes. Oh, wait, hold.
Triple up, set up!
Hold up.
Triple snipers!
Hold up a minute. Seriously? Well,
One of
so
them's
many
gonna work.
angles.
Yeah, Darby's just dry peeked out of bloody tiles. No one's watching him. Like, brother, protect your boy.
Brother,
Literally. Darby dead first yet again.
But that's the thing.
Take a
No
time
one
out.
would have
Anyone
no
doubting the
idea
TLN
who
win?
does
Chobra
this.
Curse and
I mean,
Talon win
it's
lose
a
streak
staple
with
thing,
full
having
effect
an
at the
operator
same
peek for a
time.
tiles push. Generally,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
rough.
why you are smoking
I mean,
bottom mid on a map like this.
imagine
or
taking
smoking
a
up towards
timeout
short
and the
for
first step is
deeper
that.
high tide.
A harbor wall that
You
they've
just
already
disrespect
pushed
his
through
Primi.
multiple
Might not
times.
expect the second, the third up. Primi re-peaks, gets
Okay.
spammed through.
Okay, there you go.
Great shot by Francis.
And now you got to contend with Killua, who rips the steel guard, and in respect and in answer to the reckoning,
He swapped off his op, thankfully.
as I said, there would be a gun that he could switch between, and that's
Oh!
a bad TP from Persia on top of the
Oh
sheer
my
to get
God.
over it.
Enough ammo for possibly a second, maybe a third kill as well. Tucks himself into the corner, spots the barrel, and that's instantly ripped away! The last one now, Francis, and he's stuck! tries to look for the escape plan into B main, but he gets spotted out by Jit Boys.
8-4 at the half. That's a flawless run in from Talon to
So,
really
4-0 to
dominate
8-4.
the defensive side.
Use both timeouts.
2 timeouts invested for Nongshim as
Side
well,
playing worse and
eventuating
worse.
into
I mean, oh
nothing.
my god, it's so bad.
Just so many scenarios.
Why not
where
just
there's
fucking
5 versus
do a normal
3
Omen
position
smoke?
that Talon are already having the numbers game. They can let the time do its work.
He's been
Killer,
aggro
great
upping
round
you
in that
mid
one. Good
every
coordination
fucking
from the
round,
team as
and you
well. I
just
mean,
walk out
Angry
mid.
Frost was here in the timeout earlier on,
Holy
and it
fuck,
certainly
man.
whipped them up.
Holy fuck. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
The economy isn't good, but we've seen Wolves win a round pretty similar
Now,
to that
Sidra said he
one.
would be streaming
And was
Pacific,
then
but I'm gonna guess.
pretty much stationed in the correct side there. B side is the weaker one. You just
I'm gonna
gotta be
guess he's
careful
not.
because the utility
Is
is
he?
coming in on the other end. Unical with a double, and Siufat will still find
Let's
one
go,
more.
Wolf.
That's the entire round, pretty much shut off, leaving just Devious.
Second on show.
who
Let's
won't
watch
be
some
left alone
Wolves.
for long.
Let's watch some
Two players
Wolves
for-
win.
Composition if you
He's at the arena. Chober is. Oh,
appreciate that's a more common style, right? Where you got an Omen, a Cypher, a Teho.
deep breaths, deep breaths. It's okay, Chobra. GG's, Bull Chobra. We're ass. Dumby is here. We are actually cooked. Why time out now? Oh, poor Chobra.
Just that on this defensive side early. You know, is Darby going to be finding any opening frags here?
You would assume he has to, especially with the gate crash that he has right now. Just a dump of utility all around A main, but sidestepped by Primi and Gang.
Ooh. Shots do pepper out. When the dark cover does fade, they can reimburse that with the Cascade. Doing nice and early, actually, from Francis there as they go
Okay.
looking for
I
something
mean, they need
different.
this pistol, Nongshim. But if
No boogies
Nongshim
on
win
the
this
radar
pistol,
just
then they
yet,
could
though.
be
They've got
okay.
talent, so
Again, because,
playing discipline
like, how
around
do they get
corners
through
and
smokes?
angles.
Right, how do Talon get
Also,
through
gate
a
crash
harbor wall?
For Darby now. Just a sheriff.
I mean, they literally just don't.
Some heads that he's hunting.
The
The
slow on the
repositions
harbor wall
from
should be
Nongshim
very hard
currently.
for them.
I
Although this
wonder.
smoke isn't good.
Right, a slight gap for Talon. They just made some noise towards middle.
Yeah, it's all 5 for Talon though towards this A side, and it's go time. Primi.
Okay, that's a
Dawn
good start.
Peppered through the smokes.
Dies low as well.
Still
Okay, take your time to destroy that wall whilst
opportunity
people
for
get here.
Nongshim bound. Talon, they might have the sight, but this is where that utility comes in. The double sentinel.
Yeah.
All-around generator, and they can potentially buy so much time. Now Killua peppering his own shots for it, but
Wow,
what
what?
is this? The wallbang for Margaret! Yeah, it's
Nice
weird.
flash.
Okay, repositions in towards Hell. Hiding inside of the survival smoke. Killua needs to find the shots. Jit Boys comes in with the assistance. Margaret dropping down, but the utility not coming in alive. It's just Cruz, and he doesn't have any salvos either. The defuse getting stuck all the way through, and Nongshim answers back.
So Nongshim have now found
Okay.
both pistols. Crew's getting a couple
Winnable.
of cheeky kills at
It's
the end of
now
that one,
winnable.
but
Okay.
both pistols for Nongshim, and they are still trailing, so they're going to have to do some heavy lifting at the beginning of this half. You know, they completely relinquish control of the A site, allowing Talon to get on in, but then a couple of shots come through. That's disgusting from Margaret. It's wild that he's able to find that one.
I reckon that's, yeah, where the kind of problem
Clean
comes
shot by
in. The
Margaret.
pathing of the jet, and it's so, you know, familiar now.
And I'm looking towards Jit Boys on the deadlock as well, right? That sonic sensor that he places at the corner or the top of generator. I've seen a lot of Cypher players when they're able to set up towards a post plane at the A site, they drop that one because it's you know, one that if you're running in for a retake, your feet will trip and you're generally
again,
dead.
how do you-
can also see some adjustments by putting the sensor under Hell, and it will trip anybody running on the top. So I'd be
Like, getting
interested to
past
see
this
how
wall
much
multiple
depth Jit
times,
Boys
like, what-
has on this map
what
with
do you
just
do?
the deadlock utility for post plants.
Although, why is he done
Drilled
it from this
by,
side? Why not do it from this
Cruz
close side?
Other maps, Haven for example.
Yep.
So hopefully
They're playing,
Boys
like,
able
if
to
they're heavy
pick up
playing
where Cruz
retake
left
A,
off.
I don't
Right
like
now, though,
it,
at
right?
least
I hope that
pistols,
this is
well, we're
not
looking
a
for
theme, but we've seen
Nongshim
it
to
twice
pick
in a
up
row
where
where
they
they're
left off
That's
on the
right.
beginning four
it's
of this
somewhat
map.
offside A.
Getting more.
picking things up with the drone, they will find just that.
If they find 4 rounds, they're only tying things up, Quack.
That's
There's
right.
still more to go.
Still though, I don't want to count them out. Now spotting so much
Gonna be
information
one off,
towards the main,
Deadlock ult.
surely the rotation soon enough.
So we're gonna have Deadlock ult round 3.
Talon though,
Yeah, they're going to start to gather some information towards A, but if they do stretch their legs up through mid, they're going to have to break the trap wire, and this is where Darby with an outlaw, if he wants to go for the
They're
challenge,
going to come and break this trip, but now they're going to have no
Persia has expired, so he's going to play for a different position, but that's when then Persia comes in with the out-dueled position on the Bulldog. Okay, Dambi back in.
Yeah.
Talon looking to recover.
Margaret's trap wire not going to do anything for him as Ivy
So far,
gets
so good, though. Repositions with a Spectre! The last shot going through, and Dambi nailing the coffin.
Never in doubt, never in doubt.
Back.
Yeah,
Can they run
3
this
alive.
back?
I think you'll take that as a pass mark for Nomshim going in towards the buyout round for Talent. See what sort of bonus is going to be here. I mean, they did win the first one when they were on their attacking side, but it felt like, you know, there wasn't just a adjustment from Talent, right? It took them a little bit to figure out how they're going to be countering the aggression of Nomshim. I think it may very well be another scenario where they've got to figure out how we're going to get throughout these defenses when we're a little bit lackluster on the initiator ability, right? You're going to have to see a little bit more come out from Vice, who Kilowatt is playing a little bit more of that pseudo in it as well, right? You got the flash on the Arcros that can certainly do that. Now though, Jip Boys, you're
Wow,
done.
nice.
And that's an opener.
Nice little
which
set
I
play
think
there.
kills
And that's
us.
Jip
You still
Boys
think
with
you'll
the
take that
deadlock
one
hold
as
down.
a opener that's not trained.
5v4. Win this and we're favored, I would say.
Calling. Meanwhile, yeah, that's where you really want to see a lot more pressure on towards B main, but so far nothing found.
But this is the time where I'm, you know, saying it's a couple of rounds in the beginning for Talon where they have to get ready for what Nomshim throw their way, and then they might wake up.
That's where the adaptability
Wow,
comes
what?
back into question. All of a sudden, the swings from both ends, and Talon
Wow.
caught unawares.
This
Let's
may
go,
very
Nomshim.
well
Where was he
be
getting
a
shot from there? Was it
flawless
the
bonus to
harbor?
come through for Nomshim? Unless Cruz has something to say.
1v5 Komodo. I don't know. He's running straight back through spawn into two
Choker's
players
back.
from Nomshim, marking tiles. Persia spots
I mean,
him.
just welcome
Yeah,
to
just don't
Ascent.
give
That's
them
the
the
thing.
solo
Never
duel
write
here.
off
Make sure you
Ascent.
go in together as a team.
Whoa!
Somehow Cruz finds both
But
of
he's
them.
so low.
5 HP. Maybe he gets closer towards the Armageddon here. He's one with death. And he gets another one, so he's got it for the next round. Okay, I think you're kind of okay. Like, that's a bonus
Yeah, he
round.
gets
You
3
probably
kills,
should be
but-
winning that one as Talon. But the fact that, again, Nomshim have a clear idea on how they're wanting to play
You'll
the
take that.
beginning of that round. It's the stuff that they practice in either scrims if they've tried this one, or it's the stuff that they're theory
I mean,
crafting
that's
nice
a
and
nice
early on.
little start to the round from Nomshim.
Right, and that's why you see this very specific composition.
And then the York
Love
DP
to
out.
watch and really get enthralled by how the utility combo comes into play. But we
Imagine
gotta
they
see
lined
Cruz as
up
well.
Yep.
Dude
been
has
funny.
some kind of an arm injury and he's still able to walk away with 3.
Yeah, but this is the strange scenario now, right? Where you've got an Armageddon, where you've got a Annihilation. If you're able to get a couple kills off that one, I mean, maybe you steal a round back as Talon. Full 5 towards A main, however. Orb to be gathered up.
Don't know how much that's going to do though. What is that?
That's just you shall not pass A main wall. That one.
Are
That
Talon's
one's,
a Balrog in this situation with just stingers?
I mean, that one's been prepared specifically by Francis for this sort of scenario. He's done his homework on
Okay,
right
it's a
wall.
heavy.
How he's
Like,
like,
passive
you gotta
B
calculate
setup.
the
They got the
trajectory
read,
of how
though.
you swing your mouse when the high tide.
I mean, low sense
sits out.
gamers.
True.
Rise up. Stingers, though, here for Talon. Let's see if they're going to be able to make work of this one. Again, Armageddon and
Nothing in
Annihilation
mid.
if they want to
Don't
try
know
and
they've got
contend
the
with
right
it.
read now.
Be a
I mean,
monstrous
this couldn't
flash
be
play.
timed any better for them,
Grab that
really.
right now, though, against
They
Dambi,
missed
and
the-
unfortunately he will bite the bullet.
Wow, big
Francis,
from
however,
Francis.
bailing his team out
But they
of the
used the
tough
fucking,
situation. Just Cruz left, and he swings into his ultimate doom. Nomshim tie
Did
up
they get
the
the
score.
clone with
Yeah, a
that?
little bit of an overstay from Darby there with an outlaw.
They get the
where
clone with the- hold on, I'm
no
gonna
scope
go.
ability of try and contend with it.
Gonna have to be a
Oh, they did.
monstrous flash play. Grab net right now.
They got the
Yeah,
fucking
no
clone.
scope ability. Sting with the lesser equipment, the Stingers to try and get something done there. Maybe you with the end result, you might say a bit of
Okay,
an overinvestment.
8-8,
with the
we're back.
Annihilation, but we start to get a little bit closer to a couple more of these ultis now as we are
Welcome to Ascend.
tied up 8-8. This is where we start to see some depth in this map.
This is where you need to see Talon try to find an answer back as well.
Yeah, for sure.
The op from Dambi, though, I don't know if Talon are prepared for it.
I mean, you know that the credits are available to come out with a gun such as this one, a shorty, to destroy the stealth drone. A bit of a spot out too, but I mean, you're rinsing and repeating a lot of this Teo Harbor utility where you've already used the drone to get in front of it. You'd have to sacrifice a body to get any farther forward. You do have your shear there as Killua as well to just make sure that nothing
Different Cypher
good
setup. They moved the
happens
Cypher
in
to
the
A.
deep. But with start to put our attention towards the A site, don't we here? No more Harbor utility until that high tide comes back online, and Francis, he won't know that he's done that much damage to Killua, but I don't think you can call for the team to come back to B, can you?
Yeah, not enough.
Got the
Killa's
Yor
got to do a little
TP
bit
in
more.
as well.
Meanwhile, towards the A site, just a full hit, and down with the TP, the corner left unchecked. Jit Boys finally coming up
And
with
they
the
deal
goods,
with it
but
very
still,
well. I feel like it was
not
trying to
enough.
kill there.
Killua,
He got Francis, but can you... I mean, you're going to
Cypher
have to
ult?
call for Cruz to get
Cypher ult?
over here.
Cypher
How much
ult?
time can you buy by yourself?
that's the whole thing. He
Deal with
might
it.
have flashes, he might have vines, but
They could technically leave and try to cut him off. This is why Killua has to go back and help Cruz get across. Ivy, he actually could give them an opportunity here.
oh, Killua, he's peppered Ivy down by a bit.
Oh,
Cruz!
There's the opportunity. He's given them a 2 versus 2.
Cut them off.
Overstayed, you're welcome,
The other two
Ivy.
should be just
And now
going
there's a
back
chance
side.
still, though. 2v2, 10 seconds for the plant, and that offers some opportunity to Nongshim to close in onto market, at least until the stun comes in. Cruz then has 1 second left until the salvo is back, so gets himself into
Could
a
have crossed
position
the
where he
main,
sends it over.
theoretically, but
Further
now
time
they know.
being bought.
Arcros 2.
Killua hiding inside a boathouse, both players. Trying to play it safe.
Nice
and
flash.
off the flash! It's going to be a great kill! Just Dabby left and he marches forward until the phantom shots from Killua finds a round back in for Talon.
Yeah, the difference if Francis is able to finish him
They're
off
like
through
the
the spam
dwarves,
at the
they
beginning
delve
of the
too
round,
deep
or
into the
maybe if
mines.
Ivy doesn't go for the cutoff kill, the neural theft to secure that information, but I'm seeing in this sort of scenario where you've got the first opening kills, right? It's a 5 versus 3 for a mere millisecond in
4v2.
time that gets converted back to
4v2,
the way
Francis
of
gets
Talon. It's
caught there
a
by
3
the
versus
door.
2 that could have been.
Switch, sorry.
But just going for the kill a little bit too earlier on. Always going to understand the risks to try to win the game
But
there,
whilst that
but
guy was delaying them on the
sometimes
cross,
just doesn't work your favor, and now Talon will
I mean, I
reclaim
guess
the lead.
maybe there's a chance you
Majestically,
get
yeah,
them, but
but
it's one of those
together.
situations where it's like when why are they doing them all from this side? It doesn't make any
Watch
sense.
out, Francis, as well. Now Talon very aware of what could happen.
Again,
around
this is like a
main.
misunderstanding
All
of
that
what
util combo.
they're gonna do against
Francis
you,
is
like, or
just
what they're
gonna
struggling. It's like they're gonna
Keep
struggle to
resetting all
get
this
past the
utility,
wall.
making sure
We should
that
be like
stay with
trying
them
to
off for
create
quite
as
a little bit
many
of time.
different places for them to cross this
Yeah,
wall as
that is a
possible.
clone. You're correct.
So they're gonna struggle to get through each layer
And
of
he
it.
still hasn't made a single peep, so still a chance for Killua.
A nice work to bait out the sonic sensor as well. You reclaim control of A main. You gotta be too careful that you don't get flushed out by the salvos, for example, of Cruz if they want to go back towards the A side. But it looks like the call has been made for Talon here that they want to contest with B. And I'm wondering in this sort of time, as Nongshim, what are you doing to re-get some information? You don't have a drone from Ivy. You have an operator from Danby. So you're going to have to try and figure out something, right? A drone in towards mid. You don't necessarily know if it's teetering towards A or B.
Come on, Dumby!
Yeah, well, that
With
might
that,
do it.
you know.
Especially in with the utility now
Oh.
coming out. Oh, Primi though, he's just gonna gate pass
Gets
all of
caught
it
twice.
on for the sharp blades into the site where Margaret trying to play
20
anchor.
seconds.
Camera
Flipped
as
them out.
well. And then for the mid-round calling back
Whoa,
into the A
whoa,
site.
whoa.
Francis though, so far so good.
Nice.
Puts
10
up the high
seconds.
tide. Jit Boys jumps on over. What?
He needed a shoot. He didn't need a Ferrari peek him.
Unfortunate for Francis, but he's still got Ivy around the corner. Down for the trade. Killua keeping the team afloat. Annihilation now just to push Nongshim away. Margaret back in. Sent out the last second on towards Heaven. Danby, operator into angle.
As soon as it makes noise as well, Sensor will get him. And you just got to call for the
And
save. here.
save. Wow.
Another situation where it's an individual
wow.
member potentially for
I
Nongshim.
get-
Had they tackled that a
Francis,
little bit
there's a couple
differently,
ways
it
he could play
have
that
been the
situation,
round.
right? He
I mean,
could, like, doing the wall is
not
good.
a
He decides
general
to come
pick,
back in onto the
especially
site.
on this map, right? It's,
I don't
it's
know
not a
then
common
why
pick
he thinks he needs to
regardless, you know,
white
some teams toy
swing a
with
guy
it here
who's
and there on
slow
Icebox, but
jumping through the wall.
that wall, it does slow you a little bit. Jit Boys has just
But he could have
jumped
played
on
just
through
A
that one
main.
and
He could have
found
just
you.
come back. I
Had
don't
you
think
just
that's
gone
a
for the shot
terrible
as
decision
Francis,
to come
that
back onto
probably
the
could have been
site,
the round.
but
It's one of those coulda, shoulda, woulda
Mm.
situations. Definitely bites them in the back. Thankfully, they will have enough to buy up or scrounge up some weaponry for the upcoming round.
Oh, he's done him there. Wow. Really nicely done from Talon,
But yeah,
though,
maybe you
despite
just
the time.
didn't expect someone to just
Bleeding
run
quite
through his
low.
wall. I don't know. I mean, it was a
Still eyes on
kind
the
of
prize to
crazy
finish
play.
it up. Now we come into
Who was it, Jib Boys?
a more stacked ult round of Nongshim, but the weaponry, not the greatest. A couple of pieces that you can certainly work with for sure, but you need to see opener from Darby potentially. Alright, he does get out.
I mean, if Talon
The
win this
operator.
map, they definitely deserve it.
You know what still looms?
Function won both pistols.
Reckoning, Armageddon.
Or at least knowing that it has.
Have they won both
PP'd
pistols,
away.
both bonuses?
Yeah, for sure.
Thinking about it.
I mean, you're still looking just to the early game
They
of
won the
Talon in this
second
round
bonus.
as well, making sure they're trying to piece together some sort of information, any more lean of a certain player, right?
Holy
Again, you're going to
shit,
confirm that Persia is
that's
playing in
fucking...
towards
So they've won
market.
8 rounds and
A
they've
couple of bodies
the
in towards
first 4 of
mid.
each half.
You can
they're
expect that
down
there's going to be
10-8.
some cipher
Holy
bits
fuck, that's
towards the
fucking
B
rough.
site now with that camera there. So if you're Talon, this is the sort of scenario where you got to make a good conscious decision.
Never has there
on
been a more
where you want to try and
fraudulent
end
map.
up.
Never
He
trust a
split
team
the
who
name of the
doesn't
game
just do
here,
fucking
and there are
Omen
3
one ways
members
anyway.
of Nongshim. The thing though, the Reckoning and the Armageddon are on the other side of the map. They are not going to reach towards that B site.
The intensity of the calls right now. Final
Oh,
decision making
you
back
gotta
into
get
the
a
B
shot,
site.
Dumby.
And Nongshim, they have
Maybe
pieces
not
on the
if
board.
they just run through one ways, but
Margaret to receive the first.
Play for time. 20 seconds.
20 seconds. And Talon continue forward with their march. Armageddon now at the best possible time. And it puts Talon into a bit of a precarious position.
Put a bit of
Trying to
pressure on
lock
your
down
own
into
players
Roadhouse though
there.
at the very
Fuck
least, and they
me.
found those kills. Margaret not able to stay alive either. Killua sticks the plant, and it's just Francis and Ivy. They peeked out, and they get shut down. Francis
Jova.
desperately
It's
looking
Jova,
for a
Nongshim.
kill,
It's
anything
Jova.
possible,
It's
but
Jova.
Talon denying it outright.
You're
Look at that
fucking
spray
Taya
from
Wolf
Cruz.
ulted your own team.
I mean, I'm looking at
What
the
are you saying
positions
about that,
of
Shoba?
Ivy's Armageddon there. If I
This team's
really
shite.
want to be, you know, want to be,
Oh
you know,
my God.
pedantic in this sort of scenario. He's trying to get as close as he can to be able to use it, and he has to drop it from outside into the
The
site.
Warlord
Has
Web's
been the
coming
other
in
way
here,
towards
07.
Oh,
lane
they can do
properly.
it. They
He
just-
actually
they
could
just
have
gotta calm
forced
down.
the hand of Talon, but just
They
not
just
close
gotta
enough
chill.
because no one
They're not going to chill. Your coach wasn't even
confirmed
chill.
that
He
Talon
used
was
his
going to be
timeouts
ending
both in the
towards that
first
B
half
side.
for nothing.
Bit of a rough one there. Not a bit of a rough one, a really rough one for Nongshim.
Right. Things are
Calm
incredibly
down for
tense right
3
now, and Killua
months.
just keeps up the pressure once again. Meanwhile, in towards A, he got the grav net. Francis trying to get out.
Again, Talon sending up the stealth drone towards
Oh,
mid. And that's an opening double. Another 5 versus 3. Jip Boys has found both of them, and Darby is on an island.
know what
by
we
himself,
normally have
only
there?
good for
An Omen
down
one
with
way.
the ship.
Fortunately,
when something is meta
he
for
might continue
4
to
years
sink
on a
as
map,
well. Not too bad though, Margaret.
maybe just trust that it's pretty good. I don't know.
It's still a 3 versus 2.
I don't know. Maybe just trust
A lot of
it.
gaps around the map now that Cruz. Can he shift under towards this trapwire? No, he's going to jump into it, and he will get taken down by Persia. Okay, 2 versus 2 now.
Just finds his scalp. So
What
this
have
is
I
risky.
just watched?
possibly able to turn things around. Yes, still risky. Jit Boys coming back in with the assistance.
And they're
both of them
still gonna
wide
win. It
swing.
doesn't matter.
Baited-
It doesn't
baited
matter.
by the grab
It
net.
doesn't matter.
That's a real rough one, and now it's Margaret. An idea. Do you try and go for a 1 versus 2? Or do you save the gun for the last round, potentially? The next
I don't know
round?
what. I don't know what he was doing.
Attempting to go for it. He's had a life game
Oh,
before.
he's
He's got to
aware.
have the idea, though, that this position is possible. He has to shift into it. It's confirmed, but it doesn't,
Doesn't matter
Chip
if he's
Boys comes
aware.
through with a
Not good
4K, and now it looks like the realization is there for Talon on how they want to
All this to lose to
navigate this
BRX.
map
Well,
on the
Talon
attacking
need
side
to keep
again.
up their streak.
Another
What do you
scenario.
mean?
It's 4 rounds over to
Holy
Nongshim,
fuck.
and that's
Cruz is trying
enough
to
to get all
donate
the
them a fucking
information.
gun.
That loose bullet at the end there, by the way, ridiculous.
Show me this from the
Really
other guy's
begin to
perspective.
feel for the Nongshim
Oh my
core.
god.
Map point, series point, elimination point, Talon to try and survive in
Pleasure,
this lower bracket.
Naked Vandal.
The Nongshim, they would bow out here of stage 1. No extra points accumulated, just 3 on the tally, which means they have to do a lot next stage. But let's see what they can do here, because Darby has sleuthed his way in towards mid.
Why, yes. Still got some guns. That said, though, the stealth drone from Cruz could play detective.
Ooh, gate crash. Eventually going to start to fade here for Danby. And then it's a big decision. What do you do? Send another one? Or just get out? Yep, just gets out.
So South drone, the
Out with
risk
the
of
drone as well.
suppression.
So
They
that's
get
going to
out
force
straight
out
away.
utility as
Always
well as
through
movement
mid.
from Talon.
Drone always
The
through
drone's
mid.
pretty good, huh?
Another avenue for Talon that they can choose to go for
thing,
if they
yeah,
want
when
to.
Taylor
Now,
gets
you see a
nerfed,
lot
you're
of
always
members
gonna
shooting
know.
at that one
I
from
don't know.
Ivy.
Okay,
stealth drone
reckoning
to
for info
suppress
as
it.
well.
But what can he do?
Oh, maybe they'll peek out into it to find as many kills as possible. That'd be good for the first. Pops
Bro,
up over
mid.
to the pop flash, but Primi does get away until he's tagged up.
They
Thaido,
deadlock wall
and
themselves.
looking for the lurk kill. All of a sudden into the A side. Persia had no earthly idea. Dabby
What?
and Ivy though, finding shots right back.
3 versus 2 now.
Boys is
Cruz
one of
and
all.
Jit Boys to get towards the site. Favor Jit Boys here for a plant instead of Cruz potentially. Get an annihilation on board, but they're not going to juggle that one as Darby sends in the dimensional drift for all the information.
Right, just keep him invested as well, so he's not able to really pull out utility just yet, but I assume soon enough. Got a great chance to, yep,
Oh my god.
let that one rip. Straight off through into heaven, and now you know that Abby's right in hell. Cruz
Oh, the
finds a
flank
shot,
timing.
looks for the flick onto Margaret, but Margaret able to
Oh, me
snap
too.
one right back. Accuracy in spades.
Jit Boys for
It's
the
just
win.
Jit Boys left. Needs to come up with the goods. He's got
10
the first
HP.
one so far. Can he find the clutch? It's a hopping
nice
Ivy!
play, Ivy.
Be
Good combo.
hopping off to the sides with a right click.
Mate,
It keeps knocks him in the game.
Call that a kangaroo hop in my neck of the woods on that one. He's just bouncing up and down to try and get the kill with 10 HP. By the way, it was Jit Boys that went for the plant at the end there to make sure the annihilation was available, but it didn't
Should've
actually
just
cocoon
released
anybody.
Teo
No
to-
pretty butterflies
to
in
counter
the
the chamber
round.
meta in 22.
As
Actually,
Nongshim finally
Teo
will
would have
get
been a very
another
good
round
counter
back
to
from
chamber.
my
You're
mind.
right though,
These
because
are
like the
certainly
suppress of
getting
the drone
tense,
would
aren't
fuck
they?
chambers.
12 to 9. There was
The
4
drone that
chances total,
suppresses
now
is a
3.
very good counter
Yeah,
to
that's the
chamber.
other thing though. Talon continues to afford guns.
Yeah, I mean they've done well to get 4 in a row, right? To permit themselves a couple buys with lost bonus. They'll have another one after
Cobra's
this.
panicking a stream.
If they
He won't
don't
need to
end it here,
panic too much longer.
'cause then you also
He's
do have
like
to contend
he's
with
like
the
a
idea of
you know
there's
he's like an
eventually
animal that's
a big
you
ult
know on
round
its
that can be
last
possible
legs.
if
There's a
Cruz
bit of
holds it,
panic
Killua
before
gets out the
you know
steel
before you
guarded and a
pass
couple.
up onto another world.
Depending on how the situation
And he's
is
about to
playing out
experience
right
that.
now.
He's about to
Just
experience
a
the sweet
conceded
release
aim
of
in.
death.
A quick hit from Primi, but instantly gunned down by Ivy as well.
Armageddon used nice
Whoa.
and early from Talon towards the top of the A site, but maybe a little bit too early because it doesn't find anything. Meanwhile, a pivot back towards the B site for a couple of these members as Margaret is the lone soldier
Again, they
there.
dealt
Call for
pretty
Francis
well
to
with like
assist.
the initial execs.
So they've
This I
got some
think was trying to
pieces
be
at
a
this
what
B site.
fake.
And so far, Margaret has done his job of putting up those cages
I mean,
at
you
the
get
right
what you
times.
deserve, really.
Meanwhile, for Talon, looking for gaps to slip in.
And they would have a 4 versus 2.
You reckon suddenly you're
at
gonna
this B
kill
site if they
Chobra?
wanted to try
I'm
and
not gonna
slip
kill
in there
Chobra.
nice and early.
That
As
would be
the
very
Primi
difficult for me to
fades,
do.
that's
I
gonna
don't know
call for
where he
Darby to
lives,
start to
apart
think
from
that
it's
mid
across
might
the
have
world
been
from me.
exposed. So he starts to reposition this with 50
Literally-
seconds now is
Oh,
You know,
Bit of an
almost
interesting
as far
one.
away as you can get.
tree being checked as well. Nongshim doing
They're
their
giving
due
him a lot of
diligence
space
right
here,
now.
though.
yeah.
Down to the anchor
Information.
positions as well as the flank checks.
And they did
Killua
not
so far
seem
so
ready
good
for
on
that.
the entry.
Process needs help.
Whoa! And he puts up a big wall just to keep himself alive in the corner, but it gets spotted out by Talon.
And they
now
open
further
up
kills being
into the
found.
cove, and
Cruz
it's over.
cutting off on the
Here's
rotations,
the sweet release of
and it's
death.
just Ivy
A
left.
nice fucking
Does he
sloppy
find the
round where they
clutch?
walk all the way onto
Salvos
this B
might be
side.
back in 3 seconds
Fuck
with the
me.
TP as well. And that's just further distractions until Cruz.
See what he's saying.
Packing.
13 good rounds from Talon in that one. It took a little bit on both halves for them to wake up and figure out how to do some mid-rounding adaptations on what Nongshim Red Force were trying to send their way. A team of Talon that's had their trials and tribulations through this stage. It's looked awkward, it's looked bad, but it's also looked pretty good, and they are still on a pathway here to be able to potentially...
Well, Talon win. Talon will play... Is it DRX? They will play DRX in the next round. Well, that should be a good game. That should be tomorrow, no? Unlucky. Unlucky, Chobra. Not your day. Then again, it never is. Next, we got T1 versus PRX. But they, I mean, they didn't deserve that last map at all. I mean, look at the fucking timeline. Bruh, you win both pistols, both bonus, and you win one other round. You win one gun round. The entire map. Holy shit. Get out of my face.
He will not let you escape Armageddon. He will bring it to you. Spring, the last member standing. The Armageddon, the only utility needed to be
We'll see
popped.
about
Wisely halfway
PRX.
to
We'll
that
see how this
overdrive,
train
and I
goes.
think
It might
it's
just
safe to
crash
say
into the
he's
sea.
already playing
is my
very much on
worry.
overdrive.
What do they feed YZ in this note? It's just like he truly transformed. Like this was absolutely fearless. I would say reckless even, but it works out perfectly. They find the lineup, swings for the one more, and leaves Spring. Now in
Wolves
a
are
1-on-4
9-4, by the way. Great.
to
That's
find that
exactly
first
what I
kill,
wanted
just
to
put
hear.
them in a spot where an
Look at my
ace clutch
phone.
is necessary, and with only 20 seconds left to play, feels like Spring
Close the
is
window.
gonna let the seasons pass by. This Lotus starting to get closer and closer, being a reality of a Billy map.
12 in one night.
And Spring just hoping to save that one rifle. Of course, as you can tell there, not a lot of money in excess to be saved on the Viper. So just keeping this one gun is going to
Does the
go a
stage one
long
winner get a
way
buy
in
into
round
playoffs?
19,
Yes.
where Wolves are not going to have the best
The
of the
winners of
companies.
stage one will go
But
straight
for
to
this
playoffs. You
Billy
won't see
play,
them
I
till
really like the setup.
June the
It's just that
14th or whatever.
Perhaps I was expecting a kill, and then YZ just said, no, we're going to take the whole team.
Why, very much. The Armageddon didn't get too much. We actually seen the satchel, of course, or yeah, the satchel come through, and the salvo. Sorry, there we go. The satchels is raises, but the salvo come through, picks up one, and then the rest of it was the Armageddon not getting
Oof,
too much
China
value.
is going in
YZ
top
very
10
much
to
the
Roger.
fine. I'll do it myself, and
Yeah, maybe.
proceeds to do
What do you mean?
exactly
All of Wolves?
that. Not only gets the frags, but puts BLG on an equal footing, and it's even. And with that, they're actually kind of bringing out the.
All of Wolves,
It's a
of course.
game and it's the highest level, but no matter how high level you are, this is cheese, and I don't want to hear anyone else say anything else.
It is area denial. Okay, this is suppressing fire.
Cheese.
Okay, fair. Look, as much as I can try to justify it, very little can be said here for that play for Billy, other than they've gained control where they want to. They've got a lot of control on C.
What is this
Look at
setup
Lucia
on
there.
here? Doing
They're taking
candles?
controls now. They know
What is
where
that meant to
play
be, a
it.
little train?
And they basically just burned an Armageddon for nothing because Billy wants to play on that retake on that A site. They at least will keep one angle, which is this drop, but they've invited Juicy for some pressure, who will not be able to find the kill. Yuikao on the other end will be able to take down K-Knight, and Billy are starting to be ripped apart one by one. They fall, but YZ is going to stop that momentum on that one side. Juicy out in the open.
Nice,
Another
Juicy,
kill
let's
to be
go.
found by the Neon, and YZ looking to find something in backside there, but Yuikao with a hat trick.
Let's go,
That will
Wolves.
be
See, I
double
start
death
watching Wolves, they
for
start winning. It's fine.
Yuikao
Singing
needed to
do,
come
I
on
do,
board.
I diddy
Some
dum
shots
diddy
were
do.
very difficult.
Killing
Some
YZ and
showing
winning
that,
map number
showing
2.
that
That's
Paul was very
good,
much
that's
a
good,
kind
that's
of one-off.
fine. No, it's
Okay,
fine.
that was
Juicy's
a
on the
one-off.
tear again, and he's
Keyboard
bragging all the
was
time,
as
singing
well.
do, I do, I diddy dum diddy
The
do.
rest of this was pretty damn solid. The aftershock as well coming through to make sure that anyone trying to come through that little dip is not going to walk away, and Juicy following
Although
it
really
up.
it was a
That's the
U-call
momentum you want to
3K.
see. That's the excitement. That's the energy. that
I
the
got a
team
feeling that something's right. Wolves are winning tonight. I got this feeling in my chest. The Wolves are the fucking best. Spring to the left of me, Juicy to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Go. Haven't really paid attention to VCT since Masters, but yeah, I heard it wasn't very good. I don't know what that is. Come on, we can beat. What are the other maps in this game? Just quickly look. Spell was 13-9. Lotus, Icebox, Haven, Ascent. Okay. Rank the
Rank
players,
the players
on
on
Wolves.
Wolves.
Ooh, that's it's pretty tough to be honest to rank the players on Wolves. Honestly, it might be one Ucall. I'd say it's probably him or.
we see them
I mean, Lysol's
kinda
not
stacked
broken
towards,
here, but I would
towards
say
it. Now, if I say C one more time,
let's go 1.
I'm gonna start having to say the rest
2.
of the alphabet, but at the very least, going towards B and towards that C site. And in fact, PLG actually
Troll's too
trying to
often
make
for me. I'm
sure
gonna go
that
3
you're not
Juicy.
covering that A site. You're not allowed to even
I mean,
consider it.
Stufat's the
by just
IGL,
already
so
joining you in the spawn, and of course now with one
I'll
member
put
in
him
Russia
5,
to
but-
try and delay, surviving the rolling thunder. The utility is everywhere. Juicy has no
He is
clue where
IGL.
he is. He knows he's on the site somewhere, but
So maybe
Levy
be
is
higher if he
going to
was.
try and already rotate, and with that. We've seen it before.
Oh.
So,
Kill
no,
him?
don't do it again. Just get the. Thank you. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, so I still got that one though. And that leaves it in a 3-on-3. Spike is not down. They got the pit, which does actually
They can plant
dissuade
outside
them
it though, right?
heavily. from going for
I mean,
the
there's
full
only a
con,
little
because they're
slither,
worried
but-
about Bitty Bitty pushing up aggressively on the pillar.
Might get spammed.
45 seconds left to play. They're going for the spike here. They're gonna stick it out completely. DVS can't find a shot on one end, but the rolling
So they
thunder
didn't think they
doesn't
would
really
just
find a
stick
lot
it.
of connection on the other one. Utility is running very low on the side of BLG. K-Knight still got the special
I don't know
delivery.
what the salvos
And
were.
it's going to be a big tool in this round, I feel. They just need to use it in the right timing. Speaking of which, timing is everything.
Nice.
Wolves will find those two, both Devious and Neff, with no chances. Just K-Knight now in a 1-on-2.
He's 4
Very
HP. Let's
little
go.
Health, just a single shot is gonna
Let's
be
fucking
enough,
go.
and Juicy
We're back.
Find that
We're
right
so back.
connection, and Wolves are now really
Talking about
within
T1 on
touching
paper.
distance of
Oh yeah,
winning their
T1 on
own
paper
map pick,
X.
and us having a real lower.
The
final
last
hand.
spot in Pacific is wide open. I would say, well, DRX I would say are our favorites.
Pair indeed, speaking
But
of a pair, these frags and
you could make a case for
and
anyone,
of course,
really.
Juicy, yeah, that timing just, I mean, it could have been made in half a second or less. We would have
Come on.
possibly seen a 10-10 equalize. Now we actually see what way to
YZ
equalize than put YZ on the operator, get the overdrive.
Couple-
as
I mean,
well
it's still strange that
online.
EDG
Super
haven't qualified.
aggressive, attempt at a defense from
That is
Russia,
still kinda
immediately getting
bizarre,
shut down.
isn't it?
K-Knight actually losing some HP on towards that
Are you
A side.
sending it?
Was, I believe, the decay. No, some of it is permanent. So a bit
You are
stuck,
just
but meanwhile,
sending
the
it.
sea
Completely
aggression
blind.
already
Oh my
coming
god,
through.
what are we
And
doing?
Rusia
What are we
shutting
doing?
it
What are we
right
doing?
back
What are we
down.
doing?
And necessary there from Russia. On the anchors, they've bought a lot of times, but he hasn't found a lot of frags. So for
Oh,
them to do
that's
that,
my alarm.
will change the
That was
equation
like
for
the
Wolves,
latest I was
who
gonna
had
wake up
used
as
a lot of their
well.
util there, as you can tell. Like Kirikao, both stuns and
Boom
the
is the
aftershock,
third team
both flashes
confirmed.
rather than the aftershock.
Are you from the
Boyfan
future?
has
We'll
nothing
take
back
that. We'll
into
take
that
that.
one,
You
but Yurikao is still able to shoot out Ness.
Doesn't need
That
him.
brings back the numbers 4-on-3.
Come on.
But they still haven't gotten an inch of space, and if Russia continues to anchor well, they might think twice before hitting the C site, and they will do that when Levius is ready.
Yeah, EDG didn't adapt very well
Only
to
one
your.
thought, the stun comes through, the salvo as well finds one. Russia eventually does go down.
bit strange. I mean, he has
Spring
Viper's
walks around
Pit
the
here.
salvo with K-Knight at half HP. The Viper's Pit is online, but the spike, as
You
far
know there's
away
no
as it was,
salvos. I mean,
does
they've got
give
enough.
BLG time for this rotate. 30 seconds left. YZ does have the op online. The orb coming through. Spring, no concern, no fear.
Do you
Happy
hit?
to stick
I
that
think.
down.
I think you.
Manages to hit, takes the special
That was too
delivery, and
late.
that's enough.
Oh,
to do
now
for
you
Viking.
did.
But the stun doesn't
Oh.
matter, and the shot. K-Knight, I believe, limbo dancing. The crouch was so pivotal to just, I believe, Spring gave him a new haircut.
And they needed that
Oh.
round. It was going to be match point for Wolves if they won that. And
I
they've
think
done everything
AI
right
will
from
take
the initial
IGL in
phase. It was
coaching
just
jobs.
Those other kills. In the second exec,
No.
because the first one was great.
Then
for
again.
Lucia. That one was a little bit of a weird giveaway though from them. You know, you being the team captain, you wouldn't expect that to happen. But then Spring, as he said,
I don't
if
know
it
what some of
wasn't for
these
that
teams do in
crouch,
terms of
perhaps they would have
coaching and stuff.
found that
I'm not
clutch.
sure.
No chance though for
I think
Wolves,
some
and they
people would be
still
scared
need to
at
keep
how
fighting. It's double digits now for Bitty Bitty. A
poor some of it is.
one-round difference, but ultimates is where it's
Maybe not
all
as much now,
lying
but
for the
certainly in
side
the
of
earlier
Wolves. They
days, I
get
mean,
the fight,
holy
they
shit.
got the pit, and they got the overdrive for Juicy to just step up in terms of pace. So that's why I like seeing BLG stepping up as well, trying to take the fights, not letting them get the space necessary to actually set up a fast-paced play for the Neon.
Why
Do I
would you
think
let
it's
them- why
harder
would you
to
let them
guess
get the
all
space?
right or
That is
all
the
wrong?
thing
What do you
we
mean?
cannot afford to, and now we're back on this A site, the fast lane and everything. Is a little bit of a bait. Comes through the Armageddon actually.
It's always
falls,
harder
but
to be
that
all
one
right
little
at anything,
corner
isn't it?
is enough for
And be all
every
wrong.
member of the Wolves to kind of hang out, talk about their day. See
It's
how
still pretty
everything
hard
is.
to be all wrong.
Beautiful jumps shot and nearly.
You wouldn't know it from
equally,
watching
if
some
not
teams
more
play.
beautiful flick. Doesn't quite land, and now that operator, they know it's online. Juicy pops the overdrive, comes through the utility though, the stuns, the special delivery, everything to try and slow him down to give the space. Control, it's a trade either way, the lights come through. YZ with the op is absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
Neff, it's a
no,
trap
no.
that just opens up.
Right,
and
you can win this though.
swallows
You're good enough
two
to win this.
members of Wolves. It's now Yurikao in this 1 versus 3.
Spotted by the drone. They know where they are. A missed shot from the AWP, but the rifle is going to be enough. And that is going to be a tie game now. 11-all that we have, Melante. And it puts the game at a hair's width, really. When you look at everything that this game has been going on for Wolves, they've had a very good first half, but this second half is where they've really let us down. Both teams very good on defense, but perhaps their attacks.
The boys lost Noodle Boys fan.
Than actually bad play, because I feel like the play on the attack is okay.
Oh, we're
for
on
both
an
teams,
eco?
because it is
Fuck
very
off.
apparent that the
We
active
haven't
threading hours
look
have
at
been
this
put in by
fucking
the
time.
coaches.
We won
And
pistol?
now
Oh
for
my
Wolves,
god, what
they
has
are
gone
playing
wrong?
for the round that will be the match point.
Where's the
for
tech
Billy
side
Billy,
Lotus?
and as you can tell, the best weapon
With
that
a
they have
neon
in this
tail
round
breach.
is a mere stinger. So it's gonna be a tough round to play, but perhaps they've invited too
Oh,
much
what is a
pressure on
fucking
them
C
and
exec?
themselves in the C slide here. YZ holding the angle with the
Why is
off. The
Juicy
rest of
using
the players
all
coming
that
in from
last
now. And
round?
Rushi, fortunately for themselves,
Why does Juicy only have a
able to
fucking
stay
sheriff?
safe
Buy a
with that
stinger,
side step, but
motherfucker!
They've let away the mount control now to Wolves.
So yeah, that A control very, very comfortable, but honestly, BLG have been really controlling on that A site. It's been really scary.
Oh, now they know it's not C. They
whenever
just
they're
fucking
forced
open the
onto
door
that site,
for
it
them,
looks
so
like
let
they
them know it's
kind
not
of
C.
are yet
Fuck
again.
me.
It's very delayed, and we see a full rotate coming through from both teams, but let's face it, Spring hasn't actually gathered that much information nor space, and because of it, they are able to get tree control, but the rotates have basically already came out. It comes down this timing from Spring and K-Knight. Is K-Knight going to take his close
Nice.
right? He doesn't, and the shot comes through. Viper Orb gets dropped, and the pick can come online. Should have come
no.
through in 5.
Nice.
The shorty
Oh,
from
shit.
YZ is actually enough. It could have been enough for Spring, but instead, it's
Don't
going to be a
Viper spit.
catastrophe
Fuck
for
off,
them. The Orb
man.
still online.
Oh, we're gonna lose. We have a throwing problem. Wolves genuinely have a throwing problem. Like, unironic, they have a throwing problem.
Is cutting that a bit shorty.
Yeah, shortly there with that triple kill to be found. Match point for the side of Bitty Bitty Gaming. Wolves almost got there, despite how weak their buy was. You know, I would have to say, Bitty Bitty perhaps got too
They actually are
overconfident
chokers.
with them having the firepower advantage.
I mean, they did it yesterday
Quite a
against
lot of pressure from
XLG.
Wolves initially
They're gonna
towards
do it
C,
again today on
and
the same
opened
map.
up the space in the A site, which led to it
Like,
being
they get
backdoor
close to
from the
winning,
exec,
and
but
then
it was
just
a beautiful shot from
freeze up.
YZ. A lot of confidence from Rushi as well to be as calm as they have been in that kind of sequence, which does put Bitty Bitty one round away. The final chance for Wolves to force that OT, and they're still playing that exact same style. They've been winning for most of their rounds. Aggressive on the A fight. YZ though, beats
Going
them to
for a
the
big A
timing
fight.
that might find the multi-kill. Fortunately enough for them, they have not been shot back to the smoke, but it's another trade. Neff goes down, no more.
Spring died without
Will
ever
have
using
that
ult.
breach, but either will go Spring, and that leaves a 2-on-4. Yui Cow and Soyfat, the
Actual
two
fuck
players
me.
that really you would be asking a lot out of on the side of Wolves. Now, those two are left in a situation where they will need to clutch it. Otherwise, Bitty Bitty will be forcing them to face elimination on the icebox.
I cannot get.
Oh, Wolves
much
are Toronto?
colder than that.
They'll win
If
it,
you
of
have been
course.
wanting to warm up, you cannot let it really get to this icebox, and a 2-0 icebox is a terrifying prospect. There's 45 seconds. The game suddenly slows to a crawl. Members of Wolves playing this very tentatively. We actually see even there, just all the way back, Rusha in his own spawn in that corner.
Wolves have a
just to
good
make sure
track
that there's
record in
no
cold conditions, so
super
maybe
delay swings
icebox
is
will
gonna
go
come down.
well.
YZ has been
Yes,
phenomenal.
historically,
It's gonna
Wolves
go
are good.
down,
See, imagine
actually,
if
but
fucking
that does
Spring
give
was
all the
alive here and we had
information. You
Viper
need to
spit.
turn around, Wolves, and you need to turn
Now
around
we're looking both
Three
ways.
members
We
will
don't
be
know
in
which
there,
way
and
to
that's
look.
enough for
Fuck's
one. K-Knight is going.
Fuck me.
The reverse sweep is inevitable.
I wish I could have some of your guys' optimism, but I don't. Hmm. Sick, dope, lit, fire? Oregon, Illinois. Oh, no, Oregon's got an E, doesn't it? I thought I had it then. What's Orgo? I mean, what even is Orgo? Hmm. What's Netty?
This is Valorant.
Guardian of the Gate, thanks for the
Heritage.
23 months. Hmm. I feel like these three have to go to these three will just go to each other. And they'll be short for something. I mean, what's the other one? It won't be Cream. It could be Hell. It won't be Shell. It could be. I think it's Well or Hell. I'm gonna find this. Maybe I'm not. Okay. Well, there goes all the lives of me just guessing. I don't know what it is though. What's Orgoneti? Organization? A composition? I don't even know what Netty would be. Hmm. Did Wolves win? No. I mean, do these three probably go together? But with what? Connections is losing its fucking. I'm losing patience with this game. Will contractions without the apostrophe. ULR endings plus a letter. What the fuck is .mil? I've got no fucking clue. Even if I wasn't fucking losing my mind, I don't think I would have got that because I just don't think of that. Like, that's the thing. Some Americanisms, like saying the word cream as in like to destroy someone, it's just like not part of the British vernacular. Or if you said you creamed someone, it means what you guys are thinking right now. That's what it would mean. Iraq, 1030. Ooh, winnable. Winnable. Europe. Let's go Hungary. Ooh, 275. North Macedonia. That's fucking crazy. You know how many countries there are in Europe? A lot. Who do you think you are? I am. Becoming more like Sideshow by the day? No, that just annoys me sometimes. Watch this. Don't be an island. Okay, that island I know. Easy. I just did connections and I'm losing my fucking rag with it. Okay, our maps are Fracture, Ascent, Lotus. I'm going to fill up my water quick. I'll be back in a second. I say DRX T1. What the fuck was that? Gonna be keeping up with the championship. See what's going on in the football. Starts in 15 minutes. Right, here we go. Walkouts. Let's do this. PRX against T1. I would put PRX's unironic win percentage at 43 is what I'm gonna say. Actually, no. I think low. I'm gonna say 38. Because I remember that they're actually not very good. And haven't been good this whole year. If I were you, I'd bet the house on T1. Don't actually gamble, though. That's also, don't do that. Don't bet anything on T1. Definitely don't bet on T1. Have you seen them play? I mean, people. This is the thing, right? We like people who think that PRX are gonna win, like Sliggy. Like they're living in 20. I don't know. They're living in like 2005. You know, when the world was good. The world isn't good anymore, guys. Fracture Ascent Lotus. Mr. TMV, I think what you need is a train ticket. No. I don't need a train ticket. Sliggy bringing his followers to the train, not knowing it'll get derailed. I mean, there's a lot on the line for Sliggy here. I mean, if PRX just go out 2-0, I mean, he's going to be fucking... He's got a lot of explaining to do. There's going to be a lot of deaths. There's going to be a whole investigation into Sliggy if they just lose this. Look, how are only 3 people picking T1? This is what I mean. People just want PRX to win. They just want PRX to be good. It's not happening. It's not happening. This is a safe space for PRX haters. 62-38 PRX. Right. What are the actual, like, hold on. Okay, you've got T1 as favorites. Okay, good. I was going to say, I wondered then.
In 2005 the world wasn't good. I was just 2 years old, so I wasn't here to brighten your life. 3.
God, imagine being like... people are 18 who were born in 2007. Fuck me. When that got, like, brought up the other day, I was like, holy shit. ...2007. In 3 years' time, people born in 2010 will be 18. Holy fuck. People born in 2010 are 15 years old. Holy shit. I mean, it honestly, it does. See, because I remember... Fuck, when did I go? I mean, I went to the Edinburgh Fringe. How old was I? I was 18. I remember we went to a comedy show. And a guy asked my friend how old he was. And he was like, 18. Oh, what year were you born? 1997. And the audience just went, what? I remember thinking, yeah, 1997, we're 18. But now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that same thing. 2007 is 18. Holy fuck. And this year, I turned 28. And like, 28 is unironic. Late 20s.
Nothing would
like
bring
27,
me more joy
I'm
than
clinging
to
on
see
to this as mid.
PRX get 0
But this
to
is
2 and
late.
watch private PRX cry tiger, tiger, tiger.
Wow, you're hating General Genji. Or to be Trooper T1? Am I the same age as Sideshow? No, Sideshow's 30, I think. I think other than Mimi, am I the youngest member on Pledge Chat other than Mimi? I think I might be. Sliggy's in his 30s. Brenner's a bit older than me. I don't know how old Shia is. Shia was. I think Wyatt's a year older than me as well.
Entirety of 2025. The very
I don't know
first
about Dryad.
loss
Dryad
that
probably
PRX
is younger
received
than
was
me, yeah.
dealt by T1. This being an elimination match between two teams, between lots of players who have so much history between them. It all starts off right here.
Here we
PRX
go.
on the attack on towards north side.
Here we go.
All of them up at north side as well. It's Buzz, it's Izu over towards Dish, and they
Oh,
want
it's
to
a-
go for the fight.
there's
Look at this
5
one,
people here,
everyone's
though.
trying to do it.
The
But
Salvos,
Salvo's
though,
gonna
they
kill.
have punished on towards at least one player until Forsaken trade
Oh,
right back, but
Itsu.
low HP,
And Jinx
Izu
super low as well.
happily collects.
Jinx 3
Jinx on
HP.
3. Meanwhile, Forsaken, full HP, but they got to go back and get the spike, and now they're smoked off. How do you even
Did Jing
get
buy
through
a
this
sheriff? So I mean, I like
Maybe you start
the
off
comp
by
they're playing. I think
going
is
back into spawn. Ooh.
I mean, maybe you click the... Can we start again?
Good-ish for
Start
them.
over. Reset.
Reset. Yeah, I had a tech issue.
I mean,
No,
something on Brim is
Damage done.
interesting, but
Sorry, mate.
it is what it is.
I don't think Brim's that hard to play. If like you learn the lineups, it's fine.
And right now it's looking like T1 are going to be able to come away with the round, unless they have some big mistakes here. Sylvan's low, Izu's low, but it is the double duelists, and
So
there's
lucky?
zero
Is that all
pieces
you're
of
just going to be
utility
saying? Is that all
they're
the
gonna be
Paper
able
X
to run
fans
in
are going to
with.
be spamming?
Unless Jing finds 2 miraculous kills or maybe a bit of mobility for Forsaken, but right now that's a quick tell. Smoked off. Forsaken
Well,
finds
he's
the
not quite an
first
ace.
frag. He's done things like these before, but oh, the shot's eluding him for now. He tries to slide into safety, picks up the Sheriff, but still, you gotta watch out for the shots through the smoke. Fortunately, that flushes
Okay,
him
good start
outside.
for
where
T1.
it's a quick
Big
and
round for
clean
me
kill
too
from
there,
Meteor.
finding
Yeah,
those
Visa
kills.
didn't go
I mean,
and try to
this
hunt
could have
down
gone
Forsaken
very
for the
wrong
last
for them,
one. He
to be
would have
honest,
been
because they
finding
probably
himself
didn't
an
realize
ace,
that
but
literally
I
all
think his job
5
was done.
players
He got
would
the
be here.
trade.
It's
Got
normally
traded
not
at least
something
at
you
the
want
end
to
there,
run into on a
leaving
pistol.
really no space for Forsaken to come out with anything. Some really
But these
sensational
shots here.
damage early on delivered by the salvos and all the utility towards Dish, and then yeah, it's just kind of, you know, easy getting the kill and then playing together as a unit for the last kill on a Forsaken. So pistol round, it doesn't work out for the PRX lads. They're going to take a knee
I know
here as
Leo
well,
Faris
not
for
go
you
This
as
is
for
well. No, I
really
didn't know
anything
that
of a
makes sense.
force up.
Warlord
It's
Wibbs,
single
there you are with
bit of
22
light
months.
shields in
Winged
here
one,
for Forsaken.
hashtag derail the train, winged one.
And to make some noise off
Derail
towards
the train.
north and south side, closer towards B.
Warlord Wibbs on
Where-
a murderous path.
Clearly, a lot of the defensive utility coming in. Sylvan trying to back himself into
Heavy north
safety.
side.
He doesn't get taken out by
there's real
Defy.
danger
It'll be
in
a
this.
second one on a Meteor if they're able to try and flush him out on the site, which they do manage
There's
to do
real
so
danger.
successfully.
I don't think
Start
you
to look
need
for a
to
bit
do
of a
this now,
plant here,
Forsaken.
though.
Really, you just
You're giving up a bit of goods
lost
in
that
this 3
gun.
versus 3.
You have to play
Izu.
safe there, I think.
He's been on one. It's only 2 rounds right now, but still very much so aware, and you also have the utility coming back in as well. Outlaw off towards north side, and well, you've gotten what you came for. So the spike planet is all it really is. Well, down to the off angles as well. It's tough shots, something trying to trace it across the head, but still it's Buzz.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing that we're going to look to for something.
Okay,
right?
there
Like
was
we were
some danger
talking
in that
about
round,
the
but
Jing in the early
you want to
installments
get
of
out
this
of
map
it,
for
and
Paper
they
X this stage. It's
keep the
playing on
3
towards
guns,
the
I think.
brimstone, you drop your smokes and utility, and then you're just shooting, right? You're trying to shoot the
Second
opponent.
through.
So having
I mean,
somebody
they still
who's
might
quite
not have
sharp
won the
on that
round,
roll
but
is
yeah,
not necessarily
he didn't
a bad
need to
thing
go
when you have to
pushing that.
contend
Or
with
certainly
fracture
not alone.
in the
If
map
he's here
pool.
with someone else,
For the people that don't like it, it's gone soon.
like if
so
someone
it's
else
coming
is
back
like
in.
classic jumping that smoke whilst he's swinging with the Spectre,
Well,
that
it's
that
one
would
of
be
those
fine.
things
But
again. A lot of public outcry.
as it was,
But that said, down to the agents as well. I mean, could there be a little bit of discomfort right now with the utility down? You know, he does go into duelist mode, but so far not being able to come up with too much. T1, meanwhile, pushing out of tree.
Timing here right now, tagged one up, finished up. Only Divide was at south side. The rest of the squad for Paper X over at the north side of the map.
so they pick off
This is the
Divide. They're going
bonus
for a
round,
4-1
remember, as
split.
well.
It
So
becomes
Smoky
kind of
them off on
obvious. You
Dish.
see instantly
It'd be
T1
pretty
kind of
hard for
know
them to
what
get
round this
on
is.
in. They've got no real drone ability, but they're going to go.
Because I mean, they got no drones, so they're just going to go in.
Find stacks. Buzz, though, also denied. And down
But
to
it
the
worked.
trades, Izu not able to find too much reprieve for the rest of T1. So just down to the final 2. But
I
really
think
count them
T1
out.
made a mistake here.
Incendiary for Sylvan, flash for Meteor.
Like, basically all
it
you've
is a
got to
2
do
versus
is, like,
3.
you want to just avoid this initial burst in.
and also the door being
That's what
propped
you've
open.
got to avoid.
Okay.
Right?
These
Like,
are
you've
trades
killed this guy, take
Down to
all of
just
this
Sylvan,
control,
who's already sent over the incendiary.
Maybe
so
even
Paper
try a
X kinda
flank
has an
back here.
inkling. Petman
and then do like
swiveling
a
around.
retake from
Does
all
get
sides, although it's still a
found
win.
out,
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
down to the final kill, and Jing
I had just
Vincent
accepted the
what?
Paper X has won
Feels
the
like
round.
Jing found the
I had
hard
like
frags
already,
in the
my
round, but
mind
couldn't
was
get
already
easy
in the
one
next
at the
round.
end. The
Holy
submachine
shit.
gun of Sylvan getting the job done, which means the bonus round goes the way of T1.
Oh, no.
And I'm thinking to myself, all right, Paper
Oh,
X, you lose
Sancho
the first
streaming
kill.
now?
You know, kind of walk up to the start line at that point, and then you explode right on out. But it feels like you've just had that
You finally
Red Bull
win?
can cracked in your face for the clutch that comes through from the likes of Sylvan. I mean, W Gaming, they got into the site. They were running around with their heads and finding all
Oh
the
my
T1s.
God.
But yeah,
I was honestly just
couldn't
like,
get the job done at the
fucking-
end. Red Bull
I
clutch,
was
4-T1.
out of this round. I was like, well, they can't lose this round,
hurts.
right? It's a, like, they're against a
So much
Spectre.
so, definitely
Oh my
gasping
God.
for air off a play like that. Well, Paper X, that said, now down with the economy. T1 finding so much
Bro, if they get
confidence to peek out.
13,
Remember, this
if
is
they got
PRX's
13
map
0
pick,
though,
and
it would be
they're
very
getting
funny.
pushed back
I'd take a
Salvo.
gigantic,
Flashback
like, fucking
against Buzz,
victory
though,
lap
but he's
if they
still able to
fucking
hold
lost
down the
13 0. I mean, not even a
You still
victory
gotta
lap, just
remember that
a
T1,
lap
T1.
of, just a lap of funny.
Still know how to play this map, right? They still fashion a good victory, but as
What?
we
He said,
at
and
these
they're gonna
pistols,
lose an
I mean,
eco.
let's just have a
I mean,
scrap
that
battle.
table is...
Full scrap. PRX comes out on top of the brawl.
2 versus 3 again, though, Quack. So you got to get the plant down. You got to contend with the fact that T1 are here relatively early.
That said, Jing does have an ult to work with, and he's playing around drop, a good launch pad, if anything. T1 right now, both of them, as a duo, marching forward inside.
I mean, Jing's in a spot here
that
that should win the round, right? I mean, he has Razor as well. But 13-0 is...
well.
Oh,
I was gonna say the 13-0 is dead.
Once again, looking for the needle, and he finds it threaded through.
that's disgusting. Oh my god. Illegal. For those
What
that don't
is
know,
going on?
Quack is a PRX fan.
Well, that aside, you know, if we throw the PRX by
You're
aside, this
fucking
was
shit.
3v2.
I mean,
it was a counter drift off.
Oh
It's-
my
it's a
god,
scenario
what
where
is
everybody
going
has won the
on?
jewels over at the dish for the PaperX squad, and in the 3 versus 1, you've got Meteor that's just getting Patman, finding an individual that'll lean out from Dubai, and then individually winning the spray game, where
Bruh.
Jing's spray, it
Bruh.
looked atrocious. I'm not going to lie. 2
Time
rounds
out?
so far,
Yeah,
we've
take a
seen the
time
spray
out.
not
Take a
really look
time
too
out.
good for Jing
Holy
whatsoever. So he needs to make sure that he tosses that to the side, and this is where PaperX starts.
Tech pause! Oh, little fucking sliggy tech pause! Oh, the train's come off the rails! Oh, there's been a fucking train delay, guys! Yeah, I'll call. I'll ask Sideshow if he wants to call. Okay, tech pause. If they do lose 13-0 though, that would be... I mean, that would be very funny. It would be very funny. Okay, we're back. It's not a long tech pause.
Good retakes
Fantastic,
there, and what I was trying to highlight earlier is you got to remember the T1 aren't a team that don't play Fracture, right? Close loss to DRX in overtime, beating Zeta Division, playing internationally, you know, having you know, some close losses and a close win. It's not the most comfortable map for T1, but it is a map that they know how to play.
Precisely. Hence the positions once again right now, and hearing so much info towards drop.
Oh,
Smokes
again,
have been
they
propped
did
up, and it's
open
Jing
this
trying to
fucking
launch
drop
things
exact
with the
time.
showstopper. Doesn't really find too much, but just lets it rip straight in towards spawn. Now hiding inside the smoke, and he gives Stacks a little bit of a kiss until Izu, though, swings back out for the trade. Meteor now trying to play inside the smokes, and he will spot out Devi, where Jing is the only one left. The spike down on the ground. Izu spots out the final player. T1, 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, Izu's been pretty phenomenal over this A site at the moment, hasn't he? He's just multi-fragging up a storm, getting set up by the team as well. Everybody dancing around the sky smokes. Working really good for them. I see the timer paused again. Maybe we will have a little tech issue once more. We'll wait to hear if there's going to be any
this might be a
audios.
tech, honestly.
I believe it's a gear issue as well. So something that we can hopefully rectify pretty quickly, and I think we need to for PaperX in the grand scheme of things, because that deployment towards the A side again was kind of just all through dish. Okay, it's a normal timeout.
Thatcher did not answer
Normal.
the call.
So we got Coach Alex and Sub.
He did not answer the
Coach
call.
Sub Mind Freak.
We'll see.
5-0. This is their map pick as well. Check in on Sliggy. I mean, let's hear some cope. Are you ready for some cope?
Team right now.
Brimstone Quack.
Well,
He's not in the water. He's in the map.
Silence.
But he's not treading water. I'll tell you.
You
that. He's
know what
drowning
I'm
a bit.
trying to say.
Silence. Not even saying a word. Train has derailed.
For sure. Seems like all the
He hasn't said anything. He hasn't said a single word. He's stunned. He's stun locked. Oh, he's laughing about something.
Done for a little bit, and then he
good.
came back in for
how many
the
times
last
have we
5
seen
seconds.
PaperX just
He's trying to distract. He's trying to deflect.
P1 on the other hand, phenomenal job so far receiving PRX with every hit that gets sent their way.
And it's going to be another eco scenario for PRX as well here with just something on the Guardian. Meanwhile, you got a little bit of this A control from Izu, just spotting by himself. And an attempted transition potentially from Buzz, but they don't need to do anything too unexpected here, T1. Just playing to the numbers, playing with the weaponry, waiting to see what PRX are sending your way. If they're going to go for any orb control, maybe it's going to be on Patman with the Rolling Thunder one away. You can kind of just give it to them at this point in time as well, because you know what the buy is potentially looking like. Forsaken with an overdrive available if they want to try and get in somewhere too. That turret is looking the wrong way, but the alarm bot will be the first thing to give info.
Okay, well, it's still
Oh my
all
god.
the way through as well. Buzz now in with a Phantom. Look at that beautiful
Oh
movement.
my god,
straight
they're
into
getting
the side.
styled on.
Overdrive
They're getting
completely
styled on.
denied as
Every
well. Now
fucking
Buzz
thing
with
is
an
going
overdrive of
T1's
his
way.
own,
What's
straight
going
in
on?
towards tower.
Oh no. Just me.
Towards tower where Petman tries to fend them off, but only good for the first. Meteor once again down to finish.
Yeah, and they will weather through Forsaken's overdrive as well.
Oh,
No
yeah.
other big ultimate.
Well, actually, I don't need it in that. I'm only streaming 1080, so.
Start to pull their heads together on this attacking side as well, right? Yeah, the timeout previously.
Oh, hello!
They had a pretty abysmal conversion rate after. Well,
Hello
that's just going to
there.
get even worse now with dropping that round. So you would expect the timeout is going to have to be...
Are you excited for this 13-0?
They've got the proper weaponry back in their
It feels like
hands.
it's 13-0, doesn't it?
Mass deaths on a train?
Scrounge up together. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Just
Well, at
come
least
up
they're
with
going
as
big.
many
They've done
rifles as
something
possible to
different
spray
rather
down
than the
suppressive fire down arcade.
dish
What, you
push
don't
that
like
they try
fucking
and fight
dit
on
for
their
one
balls.
dish every round?
Bit of a scenario where you think
Against
the
the
PRX
Tejo
would
at one of
have
the
found
rounds as
the
well.
opening kill, which they still will do.
Oh,
In a different
what time are
location
you
around
on?
the map.
Okay,
I mean, I'm
probably.
not a big fan, honestly, of my Tejo fucking hard holding out in the open A halls, but I guess he thought that it was going to be a B split.
Yeah, it's all patience now.
Because
for
this is the
PRX.
first round that
What are you gonna
PRX have done
dig
any
out?
level of
What are you gonna
defaulting.
try and do together as a team?
Well, I
Are
mean,
you
their
just gonna
comp
go
doesn't
back
lend
to
itself much to
big old
defaulting,
fracture
so.
things and try and set Patman in
I think it's
unders,
somewhat
bolts in
but,
towards the site, and try to go in together.
But I do think you have to kind
Possibly.
of try to bait out
Bit of a
the
shear
vice
over
wall a
towards
little
Dish,
bit,
by the
otherwise
way. So that's not
if
gonna
you don't
have
find
to
out
be
where it
thought
is
of
and the neon
over
just
at this
runs
site.
headfirst
Not
into
very
it,
reliant
you're
on Buzz. If he's good for one
you're a
hit,
little bit
I agree. The
fuckered.
PRX have maybe
he
learned this
jumps
lesson
up
a
and
bit too
sends
late.
in the relay at the right time.
PRX
Does deter
taking
Forsaken
1,000 damage
straight
from
in
those
towards
storms,
tower. Now
getting
Sylvan holding the
completely
off angle.
separated, then
And
duelist from the
PRX
rest of the team.
completely stopped in their
running
tracks.
away.
It's on the
Look
back
at
of
where
the Rolling
fucking
Thunder as
Stacks is.
well. Now Stacks is in the right location that might not even be expected.
You never
With
check
sub
this
30
little
seconds to
picture.
go.
Dude, literally
Now
no
they're
one
not
has
thinking
ever
about
checked
it.
this
There's
one.
And two. This round is done. Now Patman, it's damage control. What are you going to be able to find? And back, it's absolutely nothing. That's a scenario
Oh,
where
dear.
PRX get the opener. But apart from that, nothing.
Nada.
Zilch.
More synonyms.
Donut hole.
The donut hole. That's a lovely
Dude,
one.
I
Egg is
mean,
another as well.
Oh, we're cracking eggs at the moment right now. We're making an omelet.
Yeah.
Because T1
This might be a very
GG.
first
is
game.
having a big old breakfast today.
How was your? What did you think of G2EG?
What's the Southeast Asian? I got nothing. But
holy shit, why was it so close again?
I don't know. I said as soon as the map veto was Pearl, I was like, why on earth would you let Pearl be map 3?
Yeah, it's like they're putting on a show.
Yeah, it's like the fucking they're deliberately trying to make it entertaining for the people.
Yeah,
it is insane.
Their inability to win a single attack round on Lotus had me baffled.
Yeah, I was honestly like, well, I was saying it like, oh, once they won that force, I was like, well, no, they're fine, right? Their comp is so good for attack, like they'll be chilling. You know, EG have no sentinel, like they'll win here easy. And then they did not.
No, I mean, Ye went crazy map 1, so like fair enough, I guess, losing that. But I don't fuck with this new comp that they're running on Pearl, really. I don't think they're as good with it as they were
As
with
the
the
double
old
Senti.
one.
Yeah.
And
we
I
are
also
on the outside
don't
looking
think
in, so
that
who really knows, but you can definitely say that this is not looking great.
like
Meanwhile,
there's so
for
many other
T1,
well, there aren't
fabulous.
so many other teams, but like
And
even if you just compare in Americas,
Stretch out and do too
Sen
much in the
are
map. It's
phenomenal with the comp
Same
that they're currently
defensive
running.
setups. Once again, marking down into
Pearl.
Arcade. You spot them out in full.
And G2 are
Sylvan
trying
able
to
to
be like-
receive off of the fault line even.
Oh,
Decent
hello.
shots
Okay,
out
they
of Meteor,
finally-
though, forcing
they finally
able
had
to
a successful
silence Meteor.
split.
But they're in the site now.
Send the
Brian, and
duelist
that's something
different
that
ways.
PRX have not really been able to do successfully so far, right? Get a little bit of time on the back of getting the plant down, which actually has been staved off for quite a few moments as the lockdown will
Okay,
have to
this
be
round should be
respected.
unlosable. Brazil is
And
inevitable.
this is the time where we'll start to see the
If they
Wait,
lose
hold
this-
on. Why are you saying unlosable?
Because the time
They have
is
Breach
ticking. They've
ultimate
had
that's coming
Killjoy
back.
locked down. 4v3.
The time isn't even ticking that much. They use salvos to deny the plant. It's only been
PRX.
planted for like 10 seconds.
Really keeping that
They'll
in
win.
view. Patman though with the off angle right now. The Rolling Thunder not let rip.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, they're going
just
to
the
win
call
because
to
they didn't
save
even
on
try to
to
use pre-shot.
utility.
But I
all the
swear to
rest of
God,
the
that
team
was
T1
trying to
didn't
find
think
as
it was
much as possible.
winnable. There you
Patman then able
Yeah.
to collect in quad.
Okay, on the board this time, getting some trades, overwhelming the B site, dropping a lockdown in there is what you like to see. Mind you, the
I think for
reason that
some
I said
reason,
donut earlier is because
the
I
new
can see the
comp
kill
on Pearl
department
That's
of,
probably
something
creates a bit of a lack of
and
composure for them
it's
too.
still the circular
It's
number,
weird watching G2,
unfortunately.
but
Yeah.
like
But this time,
some of the
Patman
rounds
getting
they just
a
lose the plot
bunch
a
of
little
great
bit,
shots out there.
and they
And
forget
just
to
the
use
team looking a little bit
utility
better
or they
to
like
overwhelm
Yeah.
T1, but they are
fuck
not
up their
away
It's
execution
quite
a bit.
strange,
Like,
isn't
they're
it, when you
definitely
watch them
making
play sometimes
mistakes
and
more.
they're like the old G2 and it's amazing.
T1 have another crack at a good
Yeah.
And then
half
some
It's
rounds it's
weird.
like, what are you doing? And when Ye dashed
But
in, when Ye dashed in, 11-11.
Izu spotting out over towards the dish.
Yeah, that one was
destroy the turret, which
that one was
actually looked like it
tough.
got retrieved by
Yeah,
Vi
that's
just
it.
before.
Oh, here we
it
go,
got
Izu.
broken.
But on that round, I'm going to do a breakdown of it today actually on the
Oh, Izu, what
broadcast.
you got
But
for us here?
anyway, wait,
Armageddon
I'll tell you
in
after
towards
this.
stuns where he might just be able to find it, but no.
That's twice this
PRX,
table has done nothing.
They've got the angles locked down this time, and
Yeah.
Forsaken slithers forward.
I don't really
to
get it because
silence Meteor
Tailwall should be
once
like
again.
hard
I'll drop this
countering
one, though, as
teams that like
PRX
to go
4
dish.
versus 2.
Yeah, why not
No
just
ultimates
fucking
inside
impossible?
T1,
Why not
though
fucking
you're giving
run it with a
duels to Sylvan,
vice wall?
Not like this. A trade.
Yeah.
And Buzz now
I don't know.
for the 1 versus 2 with an operator.
He's
But I
making
think
a
that
lot of
also
noise, and
showcases that
knows
PRX are
exactly
losing
where
to a
he is, now
T1 that
holding
aren't
the
even
off angle
playing
of the
like
site. You
good.
have the spike in view. Surely you're able
That's
to
nice,
find it,
though.
and there it
I
is.
need hope that
PRX
Jinx
was
Forsaken could
recovering
be able
off the
to
2 timeouts
manage to
call.
do a
Could you
little double
imagine if he
swing.
got off the defuse, line up that operator shot,
They've been
for
playing
the
together for
moment
fucking
they crossed
forever.
over, I would have removed my headset and walked up.
Yeah, so in that round, you know round
I would have
23, it's
Yeah.
11-11,
gone over
right?
to Chobra and said, "Get on the desk."
And-
Like, get over.
They win because there's like that crazy Yay dash in and
Yeah.
they end up having a flank that goes through flowers and that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
But the start of the round, they call off barrier drop to have Jorgamo go towards B and then ult through B to A, right? That's the whole
Yeah.
plan off barrier.
Yeah, but his
Jorg
things get
throws
destroyed.
his first teleport in, it gets destroyed,
To wonder.
so he
upon
only
their
has
own
then he
one
just
gate
ends up in
crash.
spawn.
And then he
Get
throws
their
his
attacking
second
side
gate
first.
crash
Let's
into
reset things.
Thorns,
Make a bit of noise
so then he
towards north
runs
side,
out of
bait
both
Izu
of his
out
gate
into the opening,
crashes.
and then you go for the south side
Valen's
push,
already
where
used a
Buzz has
smoke
already
down
been
B
made
long,
known.
so he doesn't
So
have
the
a
question is, how do you
second
work
smoke
around
for
this
the A
operator that
exec,
you're so aware
and
of?
so they're running
Yeah,
into
well, it
A
is just
without
Buzz
a
here by
second
himself.
smoke,
Sorry, he
and they
kinda
die
has to
just
play
to
a
an
little bit
open
more
sight
on
line in
passive
flowers,
variety.
and then Jorg
But
can't
Billy's dodged
escape
out,
after his
appreciate
ultimate, so he
flashpoint,
gets
but
like
he's
lucky
still
and goes
on the
1 for 1 in the
Yeah,
ult.
I mean, if he
Now
died,
it's
it
been
would have been
both-
even
all
worse.
three
It's like-
let rip from both sides. Rolling
Yeah, but
Thunder,
there's
though, a
so
little bit
many-
more impactful, but Forsaken
there's so
doesn't
many
stop,
better
just
ways,
into the
basically,
smokes
is
with
what
the
I'm
short.
trying
He
to point
takes
out,
stacks and looks
them
to
actually running
reposition
that
off towards
strategy that
heaven
they
now.
came up
Sylvan
with.
getting peppered
But
down.
their
Suppressive
own
cry from the team is
individual
good.
errors in that
We got a
round
minute left, and the spike's
caused
still
them
not
to
down.
have to
And this
pull
is the
out
time
a
as well
fucking
for
crazy
PRX. Generally, they
clutch.
would just look to stick around.
So I don't
go
know
for
if
more
they're getting
challenges, get chaotic, but
spooked or
playing on the more
something,
passive variety,
Pick up from
Forsaken
each-
Or maybe they just
traded.
believe in
Meanwhile,
their
the
own
rest of the team
ability
is starting
to
already book it towards B.
pull stuff off, even
There
when
is
the setup has
the
gone
Shia,
wrong.
though, still
Do you know what I
here.
mean? Like, Valen
8
must
seconds that he
know,
bought from the
uh-oh,
incendiary
I don't have enough
troops,
smokes
so the
here.
rotation from Buzz
And
is
Jorg
also
must
here.
know,
This is now
uh-oh,
the
it's
most
not a good
active
idea to
T1.
ult in this
The whole
position, but they
intention
just
of
go
this
for it because
rotate is
someone
to
made the
call in
call.
with a possibly Rolling Thunder into sight, but now it's getting blocked off somewhat. The op still firing through. Sylvan in great position to find a little bit more. He kind of almost gets propped up by it, but
Breach
still,
alternate
PRX
actually
finding a
worked
couple more
somewhat.
trades down to Buzz.
It's still
10
gonna lose
seconds,
the
Spike
round, but
trading right
Almost
back.
irretrievable.
No, I mean,
I don't
Buzz and
see
Yusu have got this.
how Devi is able to make this sprint.
Salvos
He
as well
tries,
with
though,
7
but the
seconds
angle's
left.
still in
Salvos.
position. Salvos soon enough.
I think Yusu's
And
not
Buzz
ready.
sliding in.
I was-
Devi
oh, never mind.
caught unaware or caught
I was going to say
in
the salvos are a little
animation
late. It doesn't
There's
matter
just no
because
way that
Buzz
he was going to
is
be able to get out of that
incredible
one,
with the
unfortunately, when
operator.
you've got Buzz and Izu playing together. If there's even a scenario where he's tapping onto the spike to try and win the duel against Buzz, he would have to find Izu in the millisecond as well.
It's a
that
diesel
round would
train.
almost have left.
The only
So
way
just
for it
great
to
little
run properly is for
allocation
TMV
play
to
from
oil up.
T1 in the moment there.
Ah. I didn't realise.
Maybe overstaying at the A side a little bit. What if he slipped in towards the tower instead and looked to catch up?
Look,
Surely Sliggy should be oiling up.
Yeah.
T1, so
He's the train conductor.
Wasn't it though? Incendiary
I was doubtful of the train.
Numbers of PRX getting through the shield
I've been
wall
complaining
together,
about this train
just
all
not
year.
able to remove that operator from the equation.
And that's where
Like,
you
where's this
really
fucking
just
train?
need to
Turn
see
up on time.
every single
Nationalize
player
the railways.
very
Get
rarely
rid of this
when
private
I'm
Sliggy-owned corporation.
Putting up that incendiary just shows great awareness. Next round coming up, and it's slightly different setup.
This
with
goddamn
Meteor
train.
watching the angle.
Yeah, it's not buzz on the operator this time, at least, but there'll be no damage on the exchange.
I've had it with these
Thrown out.
goddamn slugs on this
PRX wanna try
goddamn
and do is
train.
End up at this B site when they don't have any, you know, I'll call them
There's
large
too many
offensive men or large
motherfucking
area
slugs on
effects
this
to ultimates.
motherfucking
It's just
train.
Jing with the showstopper.
But it is an
Oh.
opener. Yeah, trying to be the catalyst for the team into
Sylvan's
the
been playing really well.
positions. He does let
He's
it
got
rip.
some
Second
really good.
flashback out.
my god.
Oh
yes, he's
my
playing well.
fuck.
Holy
Wow,
fuck.
the
How was
anti-curse
it
from
able
Sideshow.
To matrix dodge
Oh
that
my
ult. Now
God.
into the kill from Stacks, where he's
Dude,
able to find
inside
yet
of his
another
stim
something
beacon.
through the smoke. Just Buzz off towards
Oh.
the back line, and Devi somewhat finding balance. He picks up the op, but you're down to round 11.
See you later to that gun.
Okay.
No 2 left feet, by the way.
I mean, nice for
Sylvan
Devi to
in
be
this
thinking about
He
round
is
12
just
there in the
absolute
economy,
dunging
but,
dirty.
um,
That showstopper dodged.
You're
and
down
the
at
kill from
8
yeah,
zero above
let's
the
play for
number
9-2,
one,
guys.
so
No problem.
What can you try
Let's
to do
make
with
sure
that?
we
I mean, this
secure the
bike is down
9-3.
kind
They
of
can't
in
buy the
open,
op.
a tradable spot. He'd need very sharp shots here.
You gotta watch out for players who are trying to play off contact as well. Oh.
You can just salvo him and he's pretty dead. After
Honestly,
round
I
one,
wonder.
he's
I
just-
bet
oh
a
my
fucking
God.
machine would tell
Really
you to
nice
go
play
for it
from
in terms of
T1
overall
yet
win
again.
percentage
Perfect util usage.
of the map.
Commanding
What do you
on
mean?
this
Like
defensive
going
side
for a
of
1v3 whilst
Fracture
8-2
Yes.
down versus saving one gun.
It's
I think
disgusting.
a supercomputer would tell you that your
I
chance
know-
of winning the
I know
1v3
role
and having a
changes
better
can
chance of winning the
sometimes be
map rather
difficult
than
for a
the
team.
marginal gain of
Zero
saving a gun.
What an outplay.
That is
What an
crazy.
outplay,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, T1 are just playing this one perfectly, and PRX, even with coach intervention, scrambling at best to try and figure things out. I mean, there's been a lot of retakes, but T1
Thoughts
have
on the
just had the
Tejo
right
nerf?
pieces
Look
to
what they
go
did
back
to
in
my
towards
boy.
the retake.
Oh, and look at this
Oh,
now.
wow.
Buzz feeling confident
Wow.
going for the overdrive
God,
play.
they're fucking
Perfectly set up by the
Oh,
team.
Oh
And
my
that's it. He's
fuck.
online for the ace.
Holy
Where is Forsaken?
fuck, that's
He's
insane.
all the way
The
across the
stacks
map.
assist
That's double
was
flash.
even better there.
Don't let him ace at the very least.
my
maybe.
god,
Forsaken,
everyone
though,
was blind.
Does he look for it? Buzz,
Holy
low HP,
shit.
but he still
Wow,
tracks
and an
on.
ace.
Mid-slide.
What happens when you...
Denied Forsaken.
Yeah, DFM
Buzz
ain't
has
doing
just
that
been sent
against
to the moon
PaperX.
in this one, folks. 10-2
Oh
half
my God.
by T1. He's come out with the
Get
goods
the
and the
fuck
entertainment
out of
there,
here,
hasn't he?
PaperX believers.
Supported by the breach utility, the great fault line, the great
That's
flash
insane.
points, and just
Dude,
individual
I think he got
brilliance to
4 blinds
dodge
with the
around
first
as well.
flash and then
32
2
HP,
blinds with the
Yeah,
second
Forsaken
flash.
that is-
sliding through to try and
that is
answer
an
back.
insane
That
round.
is a just destructive half.
Get him gone. Dude, PaperX, you need to make more changes. Please stop giving the people hope.
Didn't you say change... What did you say? Change everyone?
I said change at least something and Jing. Oh no, I said change at least 2, and one of them has to be Jing.
That just sounds like
That
you're
was
hated,
my
to be
take.
honest.
Dude, I stand by it. You've got to change 2 players on this roster at least, and you've got to bring in like non-subservient players and completely change the style of the team.
Would you bring in an IGL?
Yes, absolutely. Rather than trying to play the same democratic, decentralized calling structure, yeah, absolutely I would.
See, going back to G2, that just reminded me of G2 and what Josh said, like, after they lost on Lotus. And he was like, we've got to just... Someone's got to step up and just make the call and go with the call. And it made me think, like, what you were saying about how they...
To make something of this
how it seemed like they were
defensive
just...
side, or if T1
Whatever
is gonna
call it
roll out
was,
this map.
You just have to go with it.
Off on the defense.
They're running up
Yeah,
that spot.
yeah.
Off the flash from
Oh my
Meteor.
god.
And also
He's
for the
juked
rest
them.
of PRX to continue
Oh.
pushing out of a main.
Crazy
but
that
what is
Meteor
this?
starts the
Checking
round
call
by
the
full
corners,
blinding
and
himself.
Meteor comes up with a double kill.
Still
forsaking
manages
the
to get into the
trade.
perfect position just
if you
in
can hear
time
my
for
voice,
Paper X to
it's-
reclear.
it
I mean,
doesn't feel good.
John
And
Guy
now
would
they
have
can just
done
react
just
into
there
A for
by
free
Meteor on the
completely.
double,
Meteor's
give an
killed
advantage
2,
to
giving them
T1.
perfect
They
info
still
that they
do
pushed
have
out
the spike in
halls.
possession, so
Buzz
they're
is
gonna
now
push that
inserted
towards
for
the
when
A
they
side.
go
They can
back
plant
through
to their heart's
halls.
content.
Buzz, you don't have to
You
fight this
respect
though.
Buzz, though.
Okay,
Off
never
with the
mind.
angles,
Whatever, he
and he
just
finds
wins.
You don't have
the
to fight this
first.
the second time.
Jumps, relay bolts,
15 HP.
slides for the second kill, looking for the third, but shut down so far.
By the way,
Kettman.
something is
And
0
then
and
T1
12, I
in a 1
think,
versus 3.
which
I mean, easier. I'm looking
0 and
at
13.
your position, mate. You're just
Like,
watching the rope. You're playing Salvos
I'm not
here.
going to say that this is his fault
The
at
rope
all,
play is not
because
the
I think the
play,
game
and
plan
Silver's just gonna
and
individually
the execution has just been
individual.
so
Fits around
much
now
worse than
over towards
T1 today.
and that just
But
makes things so much
this
more
is going to
difficult for Paper X.
fuel the fire of people molding about the roles and why is something playing smokes when Mind Freak's on the bench? Why is something playing smokes when Jing was just getting used to the role? Like,
Here's some footsteps over towards the other side of the map. Like, why would somebody have
Yep.
stuck themselves in towards that corner?
But I mean,
You're generally checking
maybe
over
this
towards,
will.
you know,
Maybe
the
you'll
actual
get your
free side
wish.
things
Maybe
and
this
the
will be his
trophy.
last game.
So you kind of understand why Meteor wasn't cleared there, but I mean, just credit to
I don't
Meteor.
think it
He
has
puts
to
himself
be,
in the right
right?
position
Like,
at the
I
right time,
think you
with the right
could
damage,
make a
rest of the
system
team don't
work with
falter
something on
after that.
Duelist, but you have to change,
Fair
like,
enough.
a bunch
Now
of
the
other
force-up
people
has to
if
come
you're going to
through
do
Paper
that.
X. Otherwise, they concede map point, and
I mean,
10 of them.
personally, I'd only be keeping... I don't even know who I'd be keeping. I guess it would depend on who else is available to, like,
yeah,
fill
they
the
just gonna
gaps.
do it bare feet, bare-handed,
Like hobbits.
no tools to assist.
Well, for now at least, with the A main control and assessing out information towards. Oh well, the fog of war still kind of plagues.
Very
Paper
slow
X.
from T1.
I mean, T1 in this scenario don't see anything from Paper X, right? They
Then again,
see
any round that
nothing
isn't
at
running
dish.
it down
They can
feels very
assume
slow
that
in
there
this
might be
game.
something
That's
happening
basically what
over
Paper
at
X
A,
did.
but the shield that's been
Well,
placed
good
there
luck
by
to
Meteor
Divide
is just
running his
safeguarding
Killjoy
that
on my
one
TV.
player.
Very
Paper X
meta
first,
pick,
Championship
and
football.
I guess we're going to see
Bravo
why
site. I mean,
as
they're only gonna have
T1
to contend with
push
a Divide
5
who's got
players
the
into
turret
him
at one
while he
side
has
to
a stinger.
Spot info, which now gets removed. And you're going to have some quick rotations come out from the rest of the Paper X members.
He's got to find at least
I
one.
mean, I
kill.
like
He's
the
getting
idea
peppered by
from
so much
something of
utility.
giving him a
Drone, the
smoke to
fault
play
line,
around.
trying
That's
to hide
about
in
as
the
much
smoke.
as something can
T1
do.
Drone
has
just
a
kisses
very
him.
good idea
How
where
are
he
you
is.
so
Ooh,
unaware,
shot pass,
Sylvan?
though.
He was literally
Shot
in
towards
the
the back of Sylvan's skull.
I think
Down
that's a
for the rest of
particularly weird
Paper X to
angle inside the
arrive somewhere
smoke.
near the site, but the spike
Like a
still goes down.
tucked, strange
20
corner.
seconds to go, and now a bit of stuns up around the site as well. Nothing can come through for Paper X at the moment, can it?
Cosmetic stun.
Oh, fuck you know.
Got to get the plant. Or maybe not, just get the kills.
Yeah, hunting
This
down
is
for
just
Jing,
sad.
and there
This
he
is
is.
just
It is
sad.
kinda sad.
It's
Once
like
again,
kicking a
crashing down
kid.
upon
It
the
feels like we're
dinosaurs.
kicking
Now it
children.
is the 10 map points to come through for T1. That was the force up for the PRX squad as well. So they're going to try and do what they can come at this next
Well,
round.
he's a long way away from pieing.
Myself,
He's
something
Wait, is he still on
the
zero?
board.
He's not gonna pie. He's 0 and 14, yeah.
If he drops a
last year.
0. And let's be real, 0 is very rare.
It is, yeah.
Well,
It is.
He has got 9 assists though.
If he's able to turn things around,
Yeah, if he gets 10
maybe
assists, does it count as a kill?
Yeah. Opening kill would be needed for Paper X here. You see a lot of bodies in main. You see a stun go your way. You want to try and get out, or you want to try and
Okay, there you
get
go.
one.
There's a stop.
And
Oh
unfortunately,
no,
that
here we
can't
go.
be
He got a
delivered.
kill.
Okay, I've
Hey,
cursed him. We cracked the egg.
huge.
He's on the board, and now it's going to be 10 rounds in a row
Incredible.
for Paper X.
All right, I'm gonna cut
Buzz
you right there.
hard fed into him.
Three
and he
players
got
from
a
T1 on the
kill.
site. You also have Sylvan trying to reposition towards A main. He has a very good idea. of
Maybe he
where
gets a
Paper X
triple kill
are.
and pies.
Full contact now off the flashes, but Paper X will fully collapse. and
Wow, a
descend
flawless
onto
round, everyone.
T1.
We're so back.
Yeah.
We're so back.
These rounds-
Get on the train, everyone. Choo
Paper X
choo
as well. If you
choo.
want to start off any chances to get back in towards a map like this in a flawless variety? Well,
somebody
how about
check in on
starting off
Sliggy.
with a flawless
See
round?
what kind of damage
And
the
all
train
doing it together.
derailment has
There
done
you
to
go.
him.
Effort by committee.
It's one of those where
People are
it's able to
fucking
surprise T1, but how many
scraping,
surprises
saying,
can
"Let me
really
off this
but
fucking
pushing
train!
Main
Let me
past
off!"
Several rounds, well, past 3 rounds, a little bit. T1 certainly beginning to
I mean, at this
read
point,
that.
fucking Sliggy's train is looking like Train to Busan. It's just,
see what
it's
the answer is gonna
deadly for the
be.
passengers.
For, I think more importantly, Paper X for the next couple of rounds if they have that available. Because
Why can't this be Wolves? PRX would come back here.
Playing north side of the map.
True, true. If this was Wolves and they were 12-3 up,
here
yeah.
we go. The Jing Classic.
Smoked immediately for some tree control.
They flash, so they
Once
realize
again,
that they've pushed
they
out
may
tree.
push, just
Okay,
confirming that the
no, guys,
information is
no.
there,
Forsaken
so
Jing.
much of it.
That
You do have
flash is
some
time to
easy
go
utility towards
backwards.
drop.
She up.
Not
gonna be
forwards.
baited.
You've already cleared the south
Yeah,
side. You
but
know that
KJ
there's nobody
uses
down
down.
here, man.
This could be very worrisome.
What are you
although I think
doing?
maybe
Oh.
something has heard this.
Yeah, he's trying to
Oh,
stay
and
online,
something
but he's not
dies.
frosty
He's
enough.
1 and
Petman, though,
15.
good for the trade. Now flashes out, looking for another, but a little bit too greedy. 4v3.
Angel's still available for Ching here.
Yeah, he's got a good chance to really chuck it in at the right spot, isn't he? But
where?
You got Meteor coming up from the back as well. Yeah, not truly certain. The smokes will dissipate. And now,
Losable?
for the rest of PRX to hold this down, a full
Nah,
firefight
Meteor's
until
just
Meteor
behind them.
ascends from the back.
Oh,
Forsaken, though,
Forsaken.
trying to launch himself
Hold
back
on.
in. Off towards the 1v1 where he knows where Meteor is. Doesn't really have much to work
Too
off
good.
of. Just the
Too
spike,
good from
but that
Meteor.
is where Meteor
I mean, just a
will
massively better understanding of the macro from T1 compared to PaperX. PaperX just looked like they locked double duelist and tried to play some kind of like fast exec-y version of Valorant that would have worked in like 2022.
Yeah, this is classic PaperX. They did this in both grand finals that they played in as well, where like they pull out an old comp of like, oh, we're fucking running the hits, guys, and they lose.
You remember this?
Yeah.
The 50-year-old musical artist who's playing his best hits so that he can continue paying off his mortgage.
How about
after
this?
the
How about
royalties
this?
Ran out.
Wolves
FNS
choke Man City
on
win. Please,
PaperX.
the train derailment will help TMV
He would
feel
fit in
better
at the
about
moment.
yesterday.
I think he'd get less kills than something. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that was a slaughter. How are Wolves doing? No. The Wolves are losing as well. Wolves have a genuine
I
choking
saw-
problem. They genuinely have a
Billy
choking
were
problem.
up 2-0 against them. Why?
The-
What happened? in
The second
maps?
map, they were up. I can't remember exactly the score, but it was by quite a lot. And just they, I mean, on Lotus again, they just fucking let BLG just run it all the way back. Attack side, they're playing the fucking G2 comp with a neon on attack side Lotus. It should be free.
Yeah. I really should be free.
Confidence in spring. I mean,
Finesse
look
said
at
before
this
the game
from
that
sheriff
something
here.
would
That's
pop
what-
off. Shows what he knows about Valorant.
Well, maybe he's comparing that to himself.
He's imagining himself in the smokes role. Oh, fucking hell. Dude, you're allowed to hate on Finesse now because he's a co-streamer, you know? He's
Are
no
those the
longer
rules?
a player. Yeah, of
I need
course
to get
they are.
Sliggy's mods to tell me the rules.
Don't get your rules from Sliggy's mods. No,
Oh,
that was
dear.
that was a bad performance. But honestly, people are gonna focus on something and be talking about how he played. It wasn't like genuinely, it wasn't on him. There were a lot of situations where something could have got some kills and maybe they could have won a few rounds, but like it doesn't really matter if something had toggled, they were not winning this game. He didn't even he did, you know what I mean? Like he's on a double duelist composition and he's playing Brimstone. Like he's not even at the front of the pack, like dictating the pace. He's not controlling the flank. He's not getting lurks. Like motherfucker's playing a supportive role, and the rounds are already won or lost by the time he takes a gunfight.
Yeah.
I swear to God, even if he toggled, they would lose this game. Maybe it would be like 13-9 instead, and he would have dropped 30. But they were fucking losing that game.
Yeah, they would. That was just not. It wasn't happening. Like, I don't know. There's only so many fucking dish 4-1 hits you can run.
Yeah. And they weren't even trying to fast react in other directions because also T1 weren't really pushing. T1 were always reacting to their tempo. Like T1 were pushing out halls if they pressured arcade. You know what I mean? It's not like T1 were running crunches and then PaperX could react in a different direction. They just they got stuck, and I don't think they really understood how the defenders are going to be playing on Fracture. What's the point of their no drone scan comp? Honestly, you run at them.
You fucking run.
It's a very
full on
simple
XX.
composition. Yeah, you fucking send it, and there's a reason why most teams are not running this composition.
The thing is, if you were if
you really want Forsaken to play Neon, you could make a Neon comp work, but then the rest of their team isn't really good enough to do that.
But if you were gonna run this kind of comp in 2025, one of your duelists would be Yoru, and you would play Teo, so you would still have the salvos, and you'd have a drone still, and you'd still have flashes.
Yeah, but then you're playing a solo duelist comp. It's a totally different comp.
No, I'm saying if you're playing double duelist.
Oh.
You play no breach.
Wait, no breach? Sorry,
Yeah.
what you at? Oh, no breach, double duelist?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you committed to double duelist in that case, though? Just fucking tell one of the duelists not to play duelist.
Well, yeah, but
hello,
it's
Jim,
Paper X.
don't play Raze.
It's Paper X. They're playing the hits. They're playing the hits. They're like a fucking band that hates their best song, but have to play it.
Doesn't 100 Thieves cook with this comp? What?
Who on
What are you
100
talking about,
Thieves?
chat?
No.
What are you talking about? What? Who do you think plays the Raze
Yeah, who
on the
plays
100
Raze?
Thieves comp?
Fucking Cryo?
You've-
Yes, Cryo's famously good at Raze.
You've hallucinated, chat. You've hallucinated. It's a totally different composition. They play Chamber and they play Double Initiator. It's literally like an utterly different comp. I can't even remember the last team to play Double Duelist on this map successfully. Like, we have seen it, but it was a long time ago.
It probably was 2023 or something.
Yeah, I mean, there were quite a few teams that would play it in 2023. There's probably been some other teams that have won on Fracture with Double Duelist since then, but I can't think who. At Sideshow, did you watch EG versus G2? What the I was casting it. What are you talking about? You heard my voice casting it.
Well, they might not have watched it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, fair enough. Maybe you didn't watch it, or maybe you watch a foreign language broadcast. You know what? That was unfair of me. Maybe it's not reasonable for you to know that I casted that game. I do have a global audience. I got to remind myself of that. I apologize.
I lost my mind. I mean, it's because I don't want to see them lose, and they are going to lose.
No concerns.
I watch Valorant on mute. Yeah, me too.
Just to continue this push, Lysor
Me
good
too.
for one at the very least.
I mean, I'm
Juicy
literally watching
find
Valorant on mute
themselves
right now, actually.
One as well, maybe a consolation
And you know what? That's
round,
unfair, because I
but
actually quite like this
still,
desk.
again,
They
hell of a
bring
lot
the
of work to do.
jovial, light-hearted
Oh, the game
nature
is not
that I
over,
require
but
for
they've got the
Pacific.
lockdown. They're still fighting for their tournament lives, but K-Knight.
Sideshow, I know you casted it, but I saw like 2 minutes of it. Wait, so you know I casted it?
Well, then you know he watched it. What, you thought he got ill halfway through and just gave up?
Okay, so what you must have meant was, can you explain the game to me? But you phrased it as, did you watch it? You're confusing me, Enderzak. You're confusing me.
West Brom scored. They're beating
It
Luton.
was a lot
Are Luton going
used. The
down
Wolves
currently?
had to
I think
blow
they
the
might be.
lockdown. They had to blow the
I think
Thrash,
Hollow
which,
winning.
to be fair, at least didn't get any value. So let's just say, in theory, they don't need Thrash to win.
What's the school of
But
philosophy
that
where
was
nothing
still
exists
two
when I'm not
very
looking?
pivotal units.
Solipsism?
They needed Neff's positioning and
Enderzak
playing
is
out
just a
beautifully.
pure
Juicy
solipsist.
shot there.
If I didn't watch the
I mean,
game, it probably didn't
Don't get me
happen.
wrong, the shots from Wolves have been pretty damn solid most of the time, but those have been some really solid shots, and they cannot be relied upon consistently, because if they could, Wolves would be the best team in the world. And
No, it was a
Juicy
great
would be
game.
the
If you
best
didn't see
duelist
it properly,
in
you
the
should go
world.
back and watch it, in my opinion. It was fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Making a case for himself to be as such. They are.
It was
Come back in
probably
this game.
not quite
Still,
as
you know,
good of a
not out of
game as
reach.
G200
Only 5 rounds
Thieves.
in a row for them to
Because that one
climb, but
ended in like
perhaps
crazy
Crucia
overtime and
might
stuff.
have delivered
But
the
I think
silver bullets
if
to
I
Juicy.
I
think
don't
it
know,
was
'cause
just
the
more
stakes
on
were
the
higher,
line
I
in
felt.
this one.
Game,
Yeah, exactly. There was more. Yeah, the stakes were higher, so I think it, for me, it was just as good. Maybe even a bit better.
Leaving the site.
I think as well, because like EG, I don't know, like it seemed like well, EG are quite I mean, despite what the org has kind of done and stuff, like, but the players on EG I think are very likable.
lurks around.
And I think a lot of
Yeah.
people were
Focus
like
all the
quite
pieces you
hyped
built.
to see
Tries
like
to find
Ye
timing. The rest of the team is
go
still
to a
going
Masters
towards
and
the
be
A
like,
side,
you
but
know,
the
on
rotates
form
have
again.
come in.
Like a lot of people I
Yeah,
think were
yeah.
supporting EG,
There
and then it
comes
like
the
became
kick from
possible.
Has the
And it was
B
like,
side for free,
I
and
think
they
a lot
are
of people
going
were
to
quite
pound the
hyped that
rotation
this
now
actually
after
could happen.
completely
And maybe,
failing
and
the
honestly,
execution.
maybe should have happened in those last
You could
couple rounds
tell,
as well.
like, BLG almost looked a bit concerned there. They were, a bit
They were like
hesitant to
3
push
rounds,
through,
round
but it was
17, round
purely
21, and round
to get
23.
the Vipers pit
All
win,
of them
Yeah.
went the way of
which they have
G2,
done
and I
flawlessly, and now
I'm right
with
in
this,
saying
the
that round
Hunter's Fury
17
doesn't
and
even need to
21
find
were
anything, it
both
can just try and
eco
find
wins
bodies to clear. It
for
doesn't
G2,
actually get very much,
and they
as the
needed
Cove
both of
falls
them
and
to be able
Russia
to
will
win
follow
the
along
series.
with it. Lysor manages to get out, I believe,
It's
literally
fucking
1 HP.
crazy.
Next
And like one of them
positioning,
was a
though, is
Jorgamo
absolutely
knife
flawless.
kill.
Kenai
Yes.
following it up with
Oh my
2
god, when Ye
is
didn't fucking see him.
maybe all that Spinro as
It's
Neff picks up the
crazy.
Well, Wolves lost. Well, Wolves just lost. So, I'm depressed.
So basically, XLG are winning in China.
Yeah, which is going to be fucking... So, wait, they're going to start in the playoffs, though. You're not even going to get to see your favorite team.
Oh, wait, shit. That's actually worse, I think, for a new Chinese team to miss.
Yeah, Wolves
the
are
Swiss stage.
purposely thrown. Clever. Clever from the Wolves.
Honestly, though, I do think you kind of benefit from settling in and
Yeah, especially as a
getting
new
into the
team,
rhythm
yeah.
of
Because,
things.
like, if you're an XLG, you're going to get someone who's good. Because you're already in... Like, if you win, you're in the top 8.
Yeah.
So you're
yeah.
you're not going to get, like, someone who you might be able to just, you know, beat anyway. Like, you're going to get a fucking good team. What do you think will happen in Americas now, then, in terms of who will win? Who would you pick in MIBR G2?
I don't know, but I think Sentinels are beating both of them. I think
Yeah.
Sen's map pool and their form just looks astonishingly good currently.
Wolves through to
They're-
not go to EWC.
hitting
Wolves
their
through to not
stride
go
at
to
the perfect time.
EWC. Clever, classic. Good Wolves.
They're still gonna be playing in the open qualifiers.
Well, they'll throw there as well. Score
Second's
prediction?
looking
Ascent?
ridiculous, yeah. In this game,
The series starts now,
Um,
guys.
I'm gonna
you
say
didn't miss anything in map 1.
We just started. Oh, how lovely.
8 to
Nah, I don't
T1.
know about that, but one
I think
thing
PRX
we
puts
do know
together
is that
quite
there
a
is
few
lot of
rounds
history
here.
again. Buzz stacks.
I mean, it's defense
even
side Ascent, you'd
Meteor,
hope so.
PRX, they should
Exactly,
be familiar with
yeah.
this. This is a blast of the past with this composition that's being played. But
Jover's
right
team
now,
got eliminated.
something onto the jet,
No-
trying to
no
pepper
horn
shots
breakers.
through the smoke. Some
Honestly,
Forsaken
I think the
spotted
Fade
out as
cooks
well.
on this
This is where
map.
the reset will
I think
happen.
Well, because
Meteor's
people
already
aren't
starting to get a bit of
used to it or ready for
work
it.
towards the A
People are not
sides.
used to it. People
See
don't
what it's gonna be
pre-aim
on
the
the
haunt
fashion here. He
positions as
dodges out
much,
the archrows,
and
that
it's
will potentially come out
pretty
from
similar
Device
to the
soon
Sova.
enough.
Like
I
it
think
functions
may have spotted
pretty
it now.
similarly,
He
but it
definitely
has
knows.
all of that
right, if you've done
surprise
your
factor
homework, you
that
would know.
actually can get you more value.
Oh, and into the
There
shots.
you go.
I'm not
It's
saying
a
that
water
everyone
can
should
swing.
Fade.
Quickly
I
dealt
think
with.
the Fade is
Yeah,
like a
but it is
one-off
some
pick,
damage to
works
Forsaken,
really
don't
well.
forget.
I
So
agree.
4 versus
It's like,
5, a retake.
It's kind of similar to
Gonna be
the
scenario
Sage.
for Paper
Like
X. I'm
Sage
also just
can
wondering how
be
far forward do these T1 guys
enormous
go?
pain in the ass on some of these
Not
maps.
too far.
But it's
Still
not
on
that the
site.
Sage is
We
actually
have
like
lot
a
of the
good meta
utility
pick. It's
positions
just
all set up.
Yeah,
a
it's
good
good
pocket
for one
pick.
team to run. As soon as everyone started running, it'd be shy.
So no flash drive available.
Door broken as well. They found Sylvan.
Here we go.
And
They're gonna win a
Meteor also
pistol.
all procured, but
He
down to
said.
the trade. Stacks
Yeah.
able to find a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
of shots in
Let's go.
until
Nice.
Tatman collects up the third.
PRX is going to come away with the pistol.
Sluggy finally
Good little
found some
retake
coal to
for
put in the
them
fucking
there
engine.
As well, a lot of numbers, a lot of bodies left out on that B side for T1. So I'm a little bit surprised they didn't want to take any more forward space and stretch out through his tree, but hey, they wanted to set up for a bit of a post plant on the
You could,
side.
in fact, you can
I mean,
picture
it's-
Sluggy, I think, quite easily in like one of, like someone who shovels coal into,
PRX, it took them
like with the little hat
got the
and
arms
stuff,
for
like
it,
the
doesn't he?
fucking coal on his face.
So as Big Time was saying, it's a lot easier to just
A mild-mannered
think it's fitting.
coal shoveler.
Really just reset
I
yourself
do think it's
into this
really
one.
fitting though that coal
slate.
powers the
We'll see how
Paper
it
X
goes.
train because
for
coal
T1.
requires dead dinosaurs, and that's what
Not
we're
too
watching
bothered
at the
by any
moment
of
with
this
Paper
either.
X
You do
2.
have the
It's a
outline, they have
fucking dead
something right now.
dinosaur.
This main control that they try to establish here is T1 just on this little eco.
Something's got his outlaw peeking over towards mid, not realizing that everybody on T1's ready to pop A.
Do you see Kaio being a top initiator pick now Taylor has been taken that back?
What I would say
a
is
little bit of
always
creative
was.
liberty for the bit.
Give me the fucking like meme of the spaceman. Always was. KO always was a top pick. But yeah, I do think that you'll see more KO. You'll probably see more Gecko as well, to be honest.
They may do so, bar Forsaken.
Whereas to their positions, Stax and Izu looking for a way out, possibly. Peek straight into something, though.
And you'll probably
Something
see...
is about to turn up. I can feel it. No, I can believe you. I can absolutely believe you. He's a Jet player on Ascent, starting defense, and he just dropped the stinkiest of
No, you won't see any more
brimstone
Sky.
performances.
But I do think, I mean, Teo's pick rate will go... What map would you even play Teo on?
And people are
I
talking
can't think of any.
PogChamp, something.
It'd have to be a Yoru map, I think.
Wait, you can't drop this guy.
So a lot of positions, a lot of good calls, a lot of mid-round decisions T1 will have to come out with. Then for PRX as well, right? Some adjustments on
Sunset maybe? I mean, yeah. But in this map pool, I honestly don't think there'll be any maps where you see Teo.
Imagine holding this spot. What the fuck is that crack? And he still hits the flick onto Buzz.
Shots. Ooh, Forsaken to finish the deal.
Yo,
with
that's a bit of a whiff.
13-0 PRX.
Tailwinds away into safety.
This is good from PRX.
I mean,
Or is it just a send defense side and
like
then win
their
a single
idea on
attacking
bonus
round?
round.
Also possible.
Pretty cool to have the Outlaw and the Ghost posted up so that you can finish off the 140.
Like a fucking Timmy on the job.
Oh, looking for the shot off to the head. Izu, though, opening things up towards A short, where Meteor continues to prove
you're
to be
not
a roadblock.
synced up with
Gets
the
Forsaken as well as
peaks.
Divine.
You're just letting Meteor 1v1 you in
Forsaken
market.
really find the frag.
Wait.
Meanwhile, Orbe towards the A side. Forsaken finds the frag. And down to Sylvan, who does get blinded up, looks for the classic right click.
Okay, they know where the last player was.
And Sylvan will be able to stabilize.
He knew where Forsaken was as well a little bit ago, so it's just going to be this 1 versus 1. Plant going down. A Haunt for Forsaken available. He will reveal position with it.
Swear nobody's breaking the horns.
Sylvan has to smoke, though. So to work around the corners now.
Wow,
Forsaken. A little bit of movement.
When was this when you fucking played for my fucking fantasy team? Fuck off.
The Red Bull clutch, 4-1 to put one on the board.
Yeah, but a lot of damage from PRX delivered in that round there, Quack. A great start for them as well with the opening double.
The stream is lagging a bit.
Conversion that I feel like we were saying way too bloody
Is that just your hotel Wi-Fi though?
They do manage to get the job done. Some individuals.
I'm not dropping frames, so it's like,
some key trades, some key doors.
I don't know, stuttering or something.
On you.
You'll have to deal with it.
Just say it's on you.
To be able to try and win that one.
Guys, that one's on me.
Speaking of the KOs from before, you love this one,
Oh,
right?
sorry.
Batman,
Guys, it's your connection, it's not mine.
Yeah, you just gaslight the viewers.
I
Guys,
thought you meant take
you
responsibility
just see
on that
you're fucking
gaslighting.
dropping frames all the time. Guys, it's on you.
Zones, you do have full pop flash. Petman being able to spin around 180. 2 kills until the trade
They
from
get into the
Izu.
site.
Quick launch possibly into the A site and quick rotations from PRX over to the top.
Stax can pop his ultimate in this round.
And then molly himself.
Molly himself.
A little bit quicker. But the right hand pulling out the gun.
I've never seen that
always
one
works.
fail.
Speaking of gun work, it's something to try
Dude.
and find another, but he can't quite do so. 5 HP left.
He's fucking
for
trapped though.
Stax. And he'll be
Where
focused
is
on
Meteor
all down to
going?
Meteor.
Why
They
did
shut- they
Meteor
shut the
just
door
connect
on
with
him.
them on the A site?
For him to try and
Why is he
do
going for the fucking A wraparound with the door
A
closed?
main, somewhat expected.
Hard,
Divide as
though.
well as Forsaken. Yeah, you got an outlaw.
PRX, look, this is learning right here. 1v2, they're tucked into hell. Remember Calm?
Now spots him. And into Meteor, continuing to kind of flutter back and forth around the corners. Puts down the turret for...
Not really a
extra
fan of
cover,
what T1 were doing
but
in
it's
that
still
round once it got down to a
something quickly
3v3,
found.
but
Of course,
that's
tagged up through the
really-
corner of the wall there as
Okay.
well, right? The Outlaw 140 when there was 125 HP for Meteor at the end there. So
What if
it's kinda
PRX
given a
got some
little
fight in them?
extra chance to potentially win out that round, but again...
I mean, how did they...
come through from
I mean,
PRX
we're playing
with
anti-flash and
Buzz
this
was
was full
trying to
blind.
play.
to
I
gain
mean,
some main control.
yeah,
So
it was a
quite
later
funny.
timing than Buzz was
Just try and
expecting.
damage the air when there's no blade storms and get out of dodge. Just
But
dodge
what?
around back.
They
But,
still have so
ultimately,
much time on
PRX
the
to
clock.
collect on another
Why not
round.
just
They will now
chill a
meet
little
with what
bit?
they had in the first map.
Hey, just something things also.
Yeah, they played at a very
Does have a
strange
judge now in
pace, I would
hand,
say.
so
Either you're
alongside
gonna
Haunt, able to
get those
sneak
2 kills and instantly
through.
speed up, or you're gonna
Can't really
completely
hear
take your time and walk
Forsaken
around the map. And they kind of did
Yeah,
in
it's
between.
like they thought that they were going to get a plan for free as well, and then Meteor was going to have a post-plant lurk. Like, he was already setting up for the post-plant.
Oh,
What the fuck? How is that the best way of playing with the
Oh,
jungler?
what?
Buzz, who does have the perfect crosshair placement to pick up 2
Okay.
kills.
Oh, and
Buzz just dashes into Jing's face.
He was about to not be blinded as well. If he just sat there, he'd
For
kill him.
Oh, snaps on towards the quad.
What the fuck am
Online
I
for
watching?
the ace now.
You're watching
Gonna be playing
shit
directly
T1 come
with
back
Devi.
out.
And you know where the spike is as well, so don't give Sylvan the 1v1s. That's the very least we could ask for.
Yeah, Jing does have the regen shields too, so that's back online.
Okay.
And
into the spot.
sets up the
Devi
ace.
allowing his brethren to pick up the ace.
That is going
Certainly
to
a
boost
huge
Jing's
boost
smoke
of
stats, but
confidence
what
for
the
the
hell
Paperworks
was
core.
going on in that
It
round?
absolutely has to be,
From
right? You want to see
either
your
team.
individuals coming online, you want to see the team working together as a
What,
unit.
like, what
Little
is
bit
that play
awkward
from
for something
something?
losing that first
That
duel,
is
but the fact
not the
that
best
Jing
way of
is
using
able
the
to
judge
just
in
get
that
both
spot,
of them
man.
in mid when you've got the dash from Buzz into the crosshairs of Jing. He
Oh
doesn't need to
my
move
God.
that much to be
Buzz
able
just
to strike
gives
that
him the
kill
spray
overall.
He
control.
literally just
transfer,
gives it to
'cause
him,
he
yeah.
And
dashes into
ultimately
his
ending with
But
the
what?
ace.
Like, if you're dashing, well, I don't know. But like, the blind is
Supposed
about
to
to
use dash
end.
to
By the
break
time he's
across.
dashed,
Having built
the
up-
blind is gone.
Well, I was going to say a couple, but
That's
that's
mad.
a lot of
All right,
ultimates.
updraft,
So
dash
full
in.
rush in
Nobody
towards
in an
B side.
anchor position.
Fury in as well. See what damage is going to be able to come out with this one from
Spike's not through, though.
Izu, as the side itself is going to be fully cleared on
Nah,
out.
it's getting
Meanwhile,
in, though, it's
Pac-Man
getting
can
in.
rest. He can wait, and he can rip on his own null command, but they have to kind
Although
of respect
This is
KO is
unusual.
fucking.
No, people don't normally put it here.
Further time away.
No, that is a bit strange. It's quite good though.
Shearwall prepped up though.
Yeah, because you got to remember.
Well,
no
it's pretty good, yeah.
for
You got all the
Paperworks.
market, you can
But,
insert yourself
Taking on the
market.
fade instead. So Meteor taking this space.
Yeah, Meteor's going to try to take the fight market.
Yeah, could definitely play spoiler. He
Jing's
spotted
thinking
out that
about it.
smoke as well, but
Oh,
Jing
no,
able to
and now
side
the
trip
triple
They're coming
flank.
fast on B
into the
main.
kill.
They know that this is from behind, and now
They're in
spotted.
trouble.
Paranoia spots it out. Ooh,
What?
Something unfortunate with Izu able to hold down ground for the meantime. In
Hello.
towards Buzz then, who's playing around the smokes. Decent trade
Oh,
still coming back
no.
forward until
Stacks
Stacks
1v3.
lines them up. Low HP though, and Devi able to possibly just run and gun down into the ground, and PaperX will
Quite
pick
a
up
nice
yet another
retake
round.
actually from
Yeah, Stacks knows
PaperX.
that that was
Good
a winnable
re-clear
prospect
through
in that
market
one,
from
finding
Jing.
the
He was
first
aware of
ones,
that.
And then just the one versus
And
one at
then
the end, but his HP
I'm not
gets the better
really
of him,
keen on
and
what something
and
did with
Devi's
his
position
dash
is
into the
expecting
Prowler.
that
Like, I'd
to
rather you just
become
trade it
locked down
out
a
with
little
3
bit.
players.
But
Nice
don't
try,
you think we
Stacks.
should get
Good
like
job
if
back there,
Meteor's going
but ultimately
market, shouldn't we have like
Recognizing
we have
that
fucking
they
3
want to
people in
shift
there?
into a little bit of a retake scenario as well, getting some good flanking action happen with the 3 of them. Immediately popping the null command makes it a little bit more difficult for the likes of T1.
I don't really
you'd
think so,
assume,
because
but
if you
yeah,
get
You know?
smoked
one
off in
versus three,
market,
and I mean, he was already
then
tagged up
what
by
are you
Devi
doing?
on
Like,
drop
then
down, right?
you're the
Flanking
team
as well.
that has to try
Bit
to
rough
pop back
for
through. I'd rather people stayed near the spike. I just think it was a bit too obvious that they were going to take market control with the ult. But at the same time, if Meteor just hits the shot on Jing, that's a really annoying position to try to get Meteor out of. So I think it just comes down to the duel.
Do you want to take a timeout? 5-1. I mean, it's a center attack side. This is a T1 funeral? I'm not sure about that, but we'll find out, I guess. It looks like a fucking Luton funeral right now, what I'm watching. 3-1 down. I don't know what the whole score is.
Yeah, thus far T1 don't look that comfortable on the attack side of
They
Ascent,
would come out
but
and think,
it is
"Oh,
also the
well,
attack side of
on
Ascent,
PaperX,
so it's
they're
not
gonna
like a
ban
lot.
it."
Yeah, if they can get to 4, they'll be fine.
So,
Apparently not.
Then
We'll
again,
see.
I said that the same
PaperX
thing for
so far so good. Just being able to
for
read
Nongshim.
things, so kind of redeeming themselves.
Nongshim
from
won
that first
both
map, but I wanna
pistols, both
reserve my
bonuses on this
judgment
map
for
and lost
see
13-9.
Meteor's gonna hang around after being corner
Nobody
field on
is
this one,
breaking a
baited out by
halt.
the
Like,
Prowler.
they've
Jing's
never
removed
They've
his
never
ace
seen
for
Fade.
the
Fade's just come
the
out.
rest of T1 to get in towards this health side.
Jing finding monstrous kill after monstrous kill ever since that ace now, but still.
Do they take forward space? Last time they didn't, and it got
Retake
the better of
with
them. They still
Visalt
choose not to,
versus
and remember,
Knives.
Pac-Man with a
Triple
0
flank
point can
again?
remove these blades.
I think it's a little bit tough for them to find forward space now, especially knowing so many players nearby. You got to think about A main as well, where another smoke
Doesn't
comes
this
out
make
from
the
Jing,
timing
so
of this ult kind of
aware.
strange
And
when
that's where they
you...
all get pinned down by the
triple flank
steel garden. Guns robbed away.
Yeah, very
How do you work
strange,
around
but
this
they're
unless
accelerating.
you are Buzz?
Here's the flank.
He's got to meet every single hostile with full
They
threat.
just all got their guns back.
Finds the first and the second as well, but into the smoke.
Well, it doesn't even matter. The guy without the gun
He's
is killing
angry.
everyone.
He's finding yet
true.
another, stings onto another kill, but
Low HP.
Izu then traded back off. Buzz Trying to scrounge this up. He could just
Sylvan
send into a right
reposition?
click, but something in with the
Should
phantom
be
shots.
unlosable.
I mean,
He's not even going for
just
it.
picks the round
He's
up,
just
but
saving.
no time for the defuse.
Yeah.
And well, Father Time will be
I mean,
smiling
I
for T1 from
think
this one.
Buzz probably
Oh,
just
Sylvan
hit some
still
really
goes
nice
down
shots
with
there
that
off
one
camera.
At the end,
but
gotta give him still some
hard to
credit
tell
there with the
based on
paranoia
the
that staves
observing.
off Forsaken from being able to come in with a bit of an early retake when
Watch
the
some
flank is
generational
happening
whiff
from
be shown on the
main,
replay.
and then also a from the shadows reposition just to make sure he's in the right location to
No,
be
never mind.
able to deny
Never
the
mind.
spike plant.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
So,
No, he's hitting
heads
some
up on
clean
the
shots.
plays from
At the
him.
same time, though, the PRX players looked like they were just
Disgusting.
ants. There's one player heaven. Batman is just on his own, swinging out towards bricks. And then Jing is like a year behind it in A main, so not exactly the most.
Wouldn't that be
coordinated
aren't ants
play,
normally
but I don't think it
coordinated?
would matter.
Or they go task
get
scrunch?
advantage and they can steal them.
Well, yeah, certainly trying, but pushing all the way out. Quickly read
What?
by T1 until.
Is that
not
just a
stability.
How's he
spam
got
through
the
that
killer
smoke?
meteor there?
They're not
Bro,
quite
easy.
able to
Get to
hold
the
down this
site,
Kyle's
buddy.
position.
How's he got the perfect spam?
The spike, though,
Yeah,
will
it's
find
gonna-
an open A site.
Going to get straight in towards the site for another 3 versus 3 post-plant scenario. Meanwhile, PRX have picked up these
It's a
weapons.
it's a
I think the
quirky little
question is gonna be
variation
with
of
how
the tile
deep they
scrunch,
are
going
in
for a
towards
dash
B main. Are they gonna
updraft
still go
into
for
a
this?
smoke
I
on
did just know
hot.
that Divide picked up
Yeah.
the
Because I guess
ult
then
kill, or
the
plant
idea
went down.
is that you don't break
So
the
he's at
haunt
least,
and you get
wanna
kills
get
with
that
the
one
haunt
back
through the
online as
smoke.
early
Yeah.
as possible.
Still a good chance to use it for.
Not that it
the
exactly
latter
worked
half
like
of
that,
this
but
first half, but we'll
interesting
see.
idea.
Buzz is playing into a really
They thought they conditioned T1
slippery
with never
position,
breaking
shall we
horns.
say. PRX might not be aware.
Yeah.
Lots of util here for Sylvan and for Izu.
Which could
Good
buy
camera
further time
paranoia.
off of the spike as well. Sends
Buzz,
it through.
too
Buzz now
early.
making
They haven't even
some
broken the
noise,
door.
creating presence where PRX then get distracted. The spike continues to beep away Komodo, and Izu tries to lock
losable.
down the angle. So
Losable.
far, so good. Jing
the
launches
fuck?
the
Buzz,
first kill. Buzz
relax.
then making noise around the backside of tree door. Jing still finds another shot,
There's
though.
no time.
And it's just Sylvan left. The spike beginning to get tapped away.
They've
but
literally
still
run out of
being brought
time.
up now and
Wow.
will go off. T1 coming up with
Wow.
yet another round.
And it takes both of them with it as well. No
They're not even
surviving with the
playing to
weapon.
their
You can't go
Or they
B
just
now!
By the credits,
They were just both
will have
focused
another
on
purchase
the
to come
fights that
through.
they were
Red Bull
taking.
clutch out
Jing
for
was
T1.
laser
Able to find a
focused
couple
on
of openers, but it
fighting
looks a little
a
bit,
tree.
Risky, doesn't it? Like when you're
And then
going
so was
for
Divide.
this mid-tiles play in towards B main pushing as well. You know, we see a lot of teams
Where's the
crumble
common
in those
somebody
sort of
needing to
scenarios.
stick?
They're not comboing a dart, for example, on the back of it as well, but you throw it.
It's probably coming about now in this timeout, I would assume.
Alex is fucking whacking the desk. Guys, what the fuck? Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, 5-3. I said if T1 could get to 4, they'd probably feel okay. I mean, maybe they're looking at more than 4 right now. Maybe looking at 5 or 6. If they get 5 or 6, they'll definitely be okay. Although the last one was an eco, and they did almost lose. So, if PRX win, they are on an eco here. So this is a pretty big round. We got Fataled.
That's considering, you know, the few maps they have played, but we'll see. You do have an outline in the hands of something right now. Some possible ultimates as well. Of course, Forsaken does stay alive. PRX has been pushing out for the past couple of rounds, T1, and playing cautious.
It is falling back towards a bit of defaults for this PRX side. Prowler in towards B main, not spotting anything. Jing, tempting fate. Wow. Does it nicely,
Oh,
though,
big
doesn't
from
he?
Jing.
Looking for a
Oh
second,
my
that's
good.
absolutely gorgeous. Imagine a third in this one. No, removed. But it is an advantage.
Fair enough. Those first two were
Petman
clean enough to go for that
reeling
third
forward,
one, I think.
however, but the main thing is you've just lost your smokes.
Yeah, it can make it a little bit difficult on the defensive side, but it is a 4 versus 5.
Okay, 3v4. They
You
do
have a Nightfall
slow it
for
down.
Forsaken in for a retake scenario, so you'd be happy in this sort of position. Patman would get the 0 point back online. Actually, as I said, they just got it back online at the 55-second mark, so...
Well, that is also precisely why he's trying to play into a more defensive position
three.
there. Finds every single one of them. Tries to spray and pepper all of them down to possibly allow something to peek out with this Outlaw. In position now. Crosshair zeroed in. Chooses to take out the drone, the turret instead, into the pop flash, but still great Nightfall. And that allows for the rest of PRX to begin marching in. Meteor trying to
Winnable.
thread the needle once like he's done before. He might be seized up to 1
That's
HP.
winnable.
where then...
Right, who's
even though
going
his
down
feet have been
currently?
planted firmly in
Hull
the
are
ground,
beating
Forsaken
Portsmouth.
removes
Is
him outright.
Luton going
Yeah,
down?
strikes him 6 feet under.
A 3-1 down.
Retake round again
Preston
for
are winning.
PRX there.
You said
That's why I
T1
highlight
need
the 9-4,
4,
right?
right?
That's why I highlight the 4 versus 3, because they're going to be absolutely happy to go in for the retake scenario like that. Patman with the 0 point.
What was that, sorry?
Removes the turret. It gives his
You
teammate
said
a
T1
little
need
bit of an
4
option
kills.
to peek out
I
just a
said
little
they need
bit
4
with
rounds.
the Outlaw before ultimately having to
Sorry,
destroy it
4.
when the 8 seconds
Sorry,
are up.
4 rounds.
So a couple of great...
If they only get 4
moments
kills,
there
they
for
might be in
PRX
trouble.
that you can
4
give
kills
them
might be a
pat on the
problem,
back.
yeah.
But I
They
think
set
4 on
themselves up
attack,
nicely now for another round on the
you
back
can
of
win
that
with
swinger,
4.
'cause
4 on a
there's
pistol
no
and you
real
win, I
threats in
think,
the
if you're
back
T1.
pocket for T1, who have to play Hero Stinger. Now, you heard me talking about it earlier, Clark. Hero Stinger percentages have been very strangely
Like, do I
potent.
trust Paper
And,
X's
in
coordination and
Pacific this
calling
year,
on a
Buzz is the one
scent?
wielding it.
Yeah, so let's see if he can do it.
Oh, straight in, close range, but
Go
quickly
on.
spotted out by Devi.
We return to normal.
Sheer wall as well. Forsaken just happy to lap up every single final target at this point. Ooh,
Nearly.
the fragment. Still though.
How's it jingle?
fully aware
Well, he
of
got an
where
ace.
T1 are.
I don't think it's
Player
been,
out
like,
position safe
amazing.
enough. T1
But
begins
he
streak
got an
4.
ace.
Divine for the first kill. Forsaken for the off angle. Patman from spawn as well. 7-3.
Yeah, looking to have a pretty damning defensive
Okay,
side here.
round
Paper
10.
X. They come into this next round
Goes
as
the way
well with,
Paper X.
some lesser
Scored for
weaponry,
Bill.
but they've got
Can
some ults
T1
there
get
that can cut
another
T1
1
down
in
to
the next
size.
couple of
Something's going to get
rounds?
out the operator,
Who knows?
so they can even
TLN.
change the look on their defensive side as well. And I mean, you're staving off an aggression.
Assist
Right,
by
you're locking
John
3
McGinn.
players behind the shear. You contend with the tip of the spear and Buzz trying to upset you on the site with a flash drive support by Stacks. Not going to work. So Paper X are starting to recognize what they need to do on this map, specifically on the defensive side here, to try and make it something of a 9-3.
He's beginning with it. Warning shot.
Oh, they
from
got
the
good
operator.
information about what.
Forsaken
Hello?
with the peek
What?
in
Okay,
towards
Forsaken
B-main.
just
Meteor has been
dry
continuously
peeks
getting
and
shut down.
owns
Yeah, I
Meteor,
mean,
trying to
he's
take
always
B
just
main
being
control.
boosted at least over the
Forsaken and
B
Jing are
side,
just
whether it
fighting
be by
the
Prowler,
A
by
main,
Horn,
B
or
main
this
and
time
taking
by body.
gun duels against people.
Possible
Why is
play
Stacks
with
solo
Best Head
lurking
now.
so often as the
Stacks
KO?
snucked
Yeah,
in
yeah.
towards
Do you
Pizza.
know that the world
Something
champions
with
are
the op,
EDG?
toying with fate.
Oh,
Doesn't really
didn't
catch it.
just catch
Sorry?
the bell.
The world
Still
champions
What are you
last
talking
year,
about?
Scoped in,
EDG.
though.
Yeah, you're not
You know
gonna
how
get
they
that one on
play?
Stacks, unfortunately.
Oh,
Other
What do you think he
players
learned it
Nobody
from?
solo lurk.
From the best.
A main, it's a little bit clear. The fragment and everything all thrown in just to
Whoa.
throw them off as well. Something with a midair
Okay.
shot. Jing in for the spray.
Dominating.
Well, I
Now
said
for
they
the
need 4.
Final shot, something picking
not
up
on
huge
4.
numbers as compared to the previous map.
Why?
Absolutely
Why
switched down. That
is our
a
KO
great shot to come out from
lurking?
Big
Solo
Spikes.
lurking top mid.
And why
And yeah,
was
I mean,
that the game plan off barrier drop?
Highlight it again, right?
And
Just
why
forget the
was
result
Stacks
from the
doing it
first
a
map,
few
come
rounds
out of
ago
this
as
one
well?
as a fresh new one. You still
What
know
is
how
this
to play
approach to the
Ascent,
attack
even
side?
if you haven't had some good results on it. It's a map that's been in this game for ages.
Especially when you have
You've
KO ult
changed
in a
one player
full
into
by
towards
round.
your roster, right? Mindfreak is technically still
It's a
here,
bold
but
strategy,
Batman's in
Con.
it.
Which then brings to mind also for
Strange.
T1 any recovery. I haven't really
Meteor
called it in
goes
timeout
Yeah,
yet.
with the
Glass
Vuka
cannon
Shubai.
Vandal
For the
for the
second,
final round.
second half, they feel the need to, switching onto their defensive side again. They are playing the Old Faithful, Agents of 5, the normie meta.
Would T1
boring
like
meta.
to do a little bit of, well, I guess you don't actually want to default this round. You
Well,
kind of
Like,
just
you
want
give
to
me
set it
100
with the
agents,
ult.
right? People are
against the
probably
ult,
still going to
but-
play this 5 set.
It's tried and true. It's optimal.
Yeah, this is
You
I'm
know,
not going to though.
They're doing a good
team
job of
that
getting
are so used
people
to-
posted
Is
up
it?
on A
Because
main,
Paper X
B
are
main,
leading.
actually.
Okay,
I think they're doing a
fair.
good job
Trying
with
to
the
turn it
fade and
9-3 now.
the omen of controlling
modern iterations
these
of the
outsides
Ascent
of the
comp.
map.
That said, though, right now,
And then you
it's
just
a lot
have
of
the
footsteps, a lot
op
of
in the middle
information
as a
towards B
threat.
until T1 rotates silently in towards A.
And you got to remember, there is a null command for Stacks. Izu with a Hunter's Fury. They can look to set these up as Izu's playing Lurk. Maybe
Izu's
has to
like,
think
okay,
better
I
of
know
where
exactly where the
he's setting
operator
himself
is.
Too much, 50 seconds to go. 0
KO
point
knife.
though.
Stacks gets
Getting what,
suppressed.
2, maybe
There's 50
3?
seconds left, and now he's
Would
suppressed
be
for like
enough
the
to
next
confirm
8.
a possible hit, the turret down as
So you're
well.
gonna be
50
hitting into
seconds
3
left for
players.
T1,
Jing
and
still
they
has
have yet to
paranoia.
decide.
Could run all the way
Patman
back
still
from
has
Meteor
lead.
ult though. Or he's
Where
just
the
going
fuck
to
are
get
you
the ult
going?
up here on A. He didn't
Got some
already get the ult
information
up
if
on
they
A.
want to pivot, but it's just going to be a pivot up the guts of mid, potentially to still go to the A site. If
They're gonna
they do
fake?
want to with that lockdown,
Or
pushing
you have to
it
pop
out.
ult if you're picking that
What
corner.
the fuck is going on here?
Guys are
Why
gonna
aren't you
be
just sending it?
Bravo sight and something guns have to
Okay,
do the
they have
delivery
managed to
here.
find an empty B site though.
Well, thankfully, Jing
The
does
Ominol
take
Jing's
didn't get
ult
suppressed though.
doesn't
Back
get
side.
cancelled.
Something close by, might push into
Okay.
stairs. Jing
That's
does
a
take out.
crazy TP
This
from Jing.
might be
That
a
is a
chance for
bad
T1 to get the
TP.
spike down.
Because the
Playing
rest of his
close line as
team
well.
can't
Blaze
really
gonna come
help
back
at
online
all
for something
from
here. Dubai with the
spawn.
steel guard and 2.
in position, but you also do have Meteor kind of lurking back
Still spawning
around.
now.
PRX might not be aware. Then you have the Hunter Spear being sent through. Meteor springs forward, and it's
Stacks
just
cooking up a
Divide
storm with all of
left.
those
1v5.
pivots and
Might have
fakes and
sent over
stuff in
the
this
ult, but
round.
can he really find every single shot? If he
They got
pushes
the
through that
4
smoke, he might
kills that
find
you
certain
needed.
death. So trying to play it safe, but he gets suppressed as well into position.
Plymouth
Then
they got the
Buzz
4
to
kill.
pick up the
Burnley
first.
can
A
win the
flawless
championship would be
round.
fun.
4-T1 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you think they might get a little bit locked out
This
of that
is
A site there as well,
Valorant.
right? And they're opting not to have
Heritage.
Sylvan with the From the Shadows to just book it towards B.
Wolves
open up
lose,
space for
FNC
any lurkers
lose,
that might be
Man
still
United
on the
are
site
14th,
itself, which
Lakers are out in round
technically
1.
did get
Limbo,
there
thanks for
a
the
little bit
15
early,
months.
Teams
right?
seem
He
to
wasn't
lose.
taken
What did
out.
I do to deserve it?
What did you do to deserve this? You're a Man United and Lakers fan.
Really happen there, and T1 they do make it work.
Man, you 14th. I thought they were lower than that.
What did I say? I said that the score would be 13-9, which means that basically... or did I even say 13-8? I can't remember. Basically, T1 need to have a flawless
fold
second
running
half
back.
for my prediction to be correct. I don't think that's going to happen.
Now, a lot of people would go for the mouse kiss there from Stacks, but honestly, the Vamos was very funny. Man United gonna
Okay.
win Europa though. You think over Spurs? I'm assuming Spurs
What's
will
T1
beat
going to
Bodo
go for you
Glimt.
then? Are they doing something aggro on the defense pistol?
Well, I think they need to win
What
it.
is the plan?
This round decides the map. IMO. No, it's a very
I think it
default-looking
decides the
pistol.
map if PaperX win it. I mean, maybe not, honestly. PaperX's attack side was so bad on Fracture. Like, I could see them just fail it over and
Capitulating,
over on
yeah.
attack.
Right, this is where PaperX truly got tested because they haven't seen T1's ascent in the longest time ever.
Yeah.
Remember,
And they can have as much guesses as they want with
Trying to break
what
the alarm bot
agents
in
will be
mid.
specifically
It's not
where
in mid.
and what tendencies T1 are going to come out with. But, you know, defensive side for this 5 is...
They're really expecting a
was
cat
meta
push.
for the longest of
Like,
times.
Meteor's entire
Generally
setup is to
Killjoy
stop that.
B site, but a change up for T1. A little bit of a
Bait and
different
switch
look. I
here.
don't mind it
Who the
right
fuck
now,
takes
but a big
contact?
test
Nobody's
is gonna
taking
be
contact.
Yeah, they
over the
could
big
just
I was born in
walk up to
Manchester.
Stacks
I
and
picked
kill
the
him.
Lakers at random 10
Yeah,
years
they could
ago.
do.
I'm not a glory
At least the
chaser,
whole
I
flash
promise.
through.
This
Ooh,
time.
Of course we win
lovely.
Europa. Spurs will
Allows
never
them to
win a
find
real
Izu,
trophy.
but Stacks and
Stacks
Buzz.
go-
How does
Oh!
Stacks
Detected, they spring
Two,
forward,
how does
forsaking the
Forsaken get
trade
two?
back. It's 2v2.
Yeah, it was a 4 versus 2 for a mere moment in time, wasn't it? Plants start to go down by Patman, clearing
Forsaken
the site.
stays in
first,
B
has the
main.
0
That
point
is
Pressure.
crazy, I think.
Pressure on
Expects
Patman.
Forsaken
But-
to have slipped in towards B main here.
Maybe.
Does Forsaken give away where he's playing?
Smoke up as well, so Sylvan.
Because otherwise, I just don't think they can even check it. Yeah, he gave it away.
Though, but a little bit early now. He finds
He
himself
gave it
in
away, and
Terra's
now they're gonna
position.
push
Can
him.
he find a
Is
single
Patman going to
shot
do anything to try
quick
to help
for
his
the Hunts,
teammate?
but gets cut off the animation.
I like this.
Not
from Patman.
really.
Would reposition
I guess he
Sylvan.
repositions a
Expecting
bit.
it, what a
Oh,
shot!
nice shot.
And now for the next
Holy
every single
shite.
bit, and
He
he laps it all up.
fried.
1v2 clutch.
At
It's
least
a Red Bull victory
Forsaken
for
died
Patman
for
to
a
pick the
reason.
pistol up in the second half of PaperX.
Man, I'm looking towards the ghost.
Okay,
shots
the
to come out in
train-
this
the
round,
train
and
is
you're just
back.
thinking to yourself, why have they bought armor? Why have they got 25 extra HP that I can't finish him off immediately? But the ones that haven't got that little light shield in there, I mean, they just head removed from the shoulders, Buzz and Stacks, courtesy of Forsaken in that one. But this first shot from Patman, I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting.
And it just tells you how confident he is now. If there were a scenario where he wasn't feeling as confident, was hiding still inside Boathouse, that might have been a very different round. So great
Meteor
round by Patman, but
had a
back in.
rare
I mean,
bad
this is what
game
Patman
recently,
on
right?
KO every time.
Yeah, he had his
Against, in the
Depends on
upper
what the team
bracket.
demands, but
Yeah.
still, right now, at least with the Vandal shots being sounded off, T1 then beginning to move on over. Tavai trying to lurk and hold out by top mid. Will be able to clip someone's
Nice.
head in towards the site, though. The hit kind of trails off.
That flash could
Bit
go fucking
too
crazy.
high, not able to get
Alright.
a second
not.
one, but it's a little bit of damage at least.
Yeah, good enough. Then for the site hit to come through, Paranoia sent over. Something looking for a different pathing.
Nice
knowing that
pathing.
Could be
Making sure that
Izu
you pinch this
tucked
guy
in
on the
somewhere.
side.
Jing then
Oh my god,
spraying
he
And
forward,
then you
almost got
don't
killed.
actually go
something
downstairs
to
anyway.
play
You just take the
towards
fight at
spawn.
CT
Does find
and
the
nearly
first
die
one.
to the player on site.
And
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on.
Check out
This
B main as
could have
well.
been very
Nothing
losable.
seen. Meteor then slowly creeping forward, in for the shots.
Yeah.
Petman finds
Well,
Meteor.
he's taking
But
quite a
it's
bit of
Sylvan down on
damage.
19 HP, courtesy of the damage that Divide dealt before his demise. So this one
Because isn't the other Bulldog at
In
top
for Petman on the peak as well.
top
Will
mid?
quickly dispatch.
So it's not like
Sylvan
Patman
Looks
with
like
that
can
hit.
Patman's
recover.
not gonna get it.
Decent economical
Yeah.
damage as well, though.
Yeah, I mean,
So
something that we
even
think
though
of
3
from
players stay
T1,
alive,
right?
you
They're
only keep
getting
2
a lot
rifles.
of victories, but they're never doing them clean to O
Oh, no,
style,
it was a
right?
stinger,
Always these
sorry, it
3
wasn't the
mappers that were
Bulldog.
delivered for them, always keeping us on the edge of our seat. But you know, still looking to have some deep runs, still looking to do some great damage. Is this another scenario, another page in the book of T1 Map 3 affairs? The way the PRX are playing at the moment, potentially so. But this bonus round here is going to
Forsaken
be a potential
Judge
decisive blow.
on the
Either which
attack
way. It's a
side.
great little buyout for PRX, by the way.
Really?
Three
It's
Vandals,
interesting.
well
Rather
gonna
than just
judge.
buying a stinger?
Definitely work with that.
100%. Endurance, and Meteor
Oh,
still has
Meteor.
some left in the tank until
Meteor
that is
getting shut down,
something
trying to
bleeds
take
him
the
dry.
fights the same way that
tagged up
Forsaken
by
was
the
in
shock
B-Main.
dart as well. So 49.
Kind
Harry Potter's
of
there.
getting
See if he's still gonna
battered
be able to
here in
bring
the
some
aim
magic
duels,
in this
Meteor.
round for PRX. Meanwhile, bit of a lookout from
That's a rarity.
Sylvan to
God,
mid. You've
we've
got
seen
Stacks
a
there
pretty
as well.
horrendous Paper X.
Guts.
Now we're
And then
seeing bad
possibly
T1.
for Jing,
Map 3
something
is
cast
lined
with
up to
Guardian
be
Leviosa
an
into the A site,
all-time
but
mudfest.
do have Sylvan sneaking up with an invisible cloak, though.
Patman's aware. He's aware of it, and he's got Sylvan. So now things look a little bit
Well, I
better
mean,
for
this is
PRX.
4v5
on
Meanwhile,
this map
Patman
is
picking up
still
the null
really
command,
winnable,
removing
and
everything.
Whoa,
Stacks
Stacks!
is just trying
I
to
think they
send
just
it
made it
early.
unwinnable.
And
Dives
he's
down.
not gonna
There's a
do
haunt again.
anything.
Paranoia
Oh,
haunt
flash
combo goes
flaming red
crazy.
as well. Down to Buzz, who's looking for
Paranoia
the
or
shots. He
anything
does find the
combo goes
first, but
pretty crazy,
Patman, once again,
Paranoia
back
just goes
online.
crazy.
Izu the only one left, and he's right on the other end of that smoke. Jing quickly
Well,
spots him out.
GG.
Well,
Bonus round
this
secured for
this game is
PRX,
over.
as I mentioned.
This
There's
game is
certainly enough
over.
that they can,
The train?
do in
And I
this
think
round,
now it's
right? Starting off with
extremely
something,
fair to ask the
finishing with
question, why the
Patman, I
fuck
would have
did
to say,
T1 pick a
picking up
cent?
Yes.
good mindset, the good awareness.
Feels
that
like
it
they're
is
buying
Play the
good
default
and
comp
T1 could
badly
be lurking
is
up
quite-
there, so the fact
quite
that he's
strange
able to
pick.
find that kill, he already had the null command
It
going
is,
into
yeah.
that kill before Sylvan, but just popping it
And they are
in
playing
towards
it
the
badly,
site. I mean,
yeah.
you've got, what, 3 players assisting there for something's kill? I mean, you're getting everybody
I mean,
kind
it
of
doesn't-
contributing
it
in
really
this
doesn't
map
help
for
that the
PRX in
Meteor's
some
getting
way
slapped.
or another. As the bonus
He was
round
trying to
one,
take
so it's
B-main and getting
11 to,
owned, and now he's trying to
something
defend
number 2
B-main and he's getting
Yeah.
owned. But he's just trying to take like raw aim duels instead of
Take
letting
the second time out, but it's
Paper
just
X make
over.
mistakes.
It's just over, man. It's just over.
Surely opting into an aim duel against Paper X is about the worst way to play against them. Because
Yeah.
they can aim. They're good at that. They just make silly mistakes all the time. Isn't the way to beat them to force them to like overextend and actually anchor the site?
Apparently, Meteor thinks not. My Killjoy is going to fight
No.
B main every round.
Oh.
Here we go. 11-4. Not much hope here for T1. They needed the pistol and they
For
definitely
us,
needed the
called
bonus.
the timeout now.
Yeah, but it's just the
I mean,
bad
just-
buy.
I mean,
right?
yeah,
I
they've
don't know
been-
that I would say
they've been
this
losing a
is
lot of
something
angels.
that's,
They've been
like,
taking a lot of
dominated this
like
game or anything,
individual
but the
fights
bounce
and just
back
losing
from
them.
that
Maybe they
Meteor
feel like they
somewhere.
could have done that after map
Huge.
1 because they dominated
Is
so
it
much,
in the
but
server
He's
today?
definitely playing
Lots of
pretty
Killjoy
well.
set up for the A side here.
so much.
Refresh the one way. You can send in a Prowler as Forsaken to spot some information before.
I just
ultimately
don't
going
get how
together as a
Stacks is
unit.
playing on this map.
Meanwhile, it's just all the defensive
He-
utility
he's-
around the A site.
He's playing in such like
Not really reconned out so far.
I don't know,
Yeah,
unusual
it's a
spots. On the
little bit
attack side, he was
dangerous as
lurking.
T1
Now he's
do
been
have
trying to set
3.
up a trapping market like the
Starting for
entire
the
game.
default hold. Yeah, 3 on the side.
Rather
We'll see if
than
they can
playing
find
to
some
anchor
close
sites with
range
his
damage,
knife
something. Oh,
and his
quick on the snap.
molly.
In for the kills as well. Timmy the turret does find one, but Buzz in with a ghost 2. Then trying to waterfall off, but still with the pop flash in. Oh, come on, not quite enough. Stacks.
They're all lit up.
my
So many
God.
reveals
They're
on
all lit
Caesar's
up.
Recon, just can't finish
Not
anyone.
enough. Yep, you got the
Stacks
razor
hit a
vines
shot,
up now
man.
as
Hit a
well.
shot.
I think they shot it down, but still in for the firefight. It's just Paper X with a firing squad, but now they're low
Winnable.
HP.
Both of these
Yeah,
players
one
died to
shot.
a single body
This
shot.
is doable.
Izu, slight chance, but Paper X trying to hold up for the
Oh,
how did that
line
not
now,
kill?
which makes it tough
How
for
did that
Izu
not
to
kill?
swing all the
4
way
HP.
forward. It would take a massive bunch of cojones for him to really go in for the duel. Waits for the recon, plays it safe. PRX quickly shooting it down. Not quite able to locate the wall bang. He's trying to triangulate their positions, but PRX tucked down, low HP, but Padman still comes out on top.
Just not able to get it. I mean, I'm salivating at the fact that the recon got so much for Izu in that round, just not able to find a kill with the Sheriffs there. I hope we get to see it back in the replays, but of course, you know, a Haunt coming out, you know, an opportunity, a turret getting a kill in there onto Forsaken. I think he ran towards a molly, which is how that one's eventuated there, but yeah. Nearly a round just stripped back by T1. With it not going their way though, Quack, that means it is a flawless attacking side for PRX so far, and it's now 8
Can they run it back?
points.
8 in a row.
Flawless in terms of 4 rounds. We'll see. Buzz now has an op in his hands, posted up mid. Doesn't really spot too much though.
Yep.
I don't really get it again, man.
Nice. I see what you did there. That's it.
The Killjoy util has not been enough to stop them on A. But again, we're just leaving.
Run it back again.
This is where they just need to you know, let it get the better of them.
At least this time Stax is going to be on the right side, in the right position to stop a hit.
Crumble and falter in scenarios like this.
Oh, yes.
Some information off the drone.
Well, for the rest of T1, they're still sticking true to their positions.
Oh, good timing on the 0 point, actually. Removing the Nightfall from the equation for a couple of seconds and not, allowing enough time for T1 to start to rotate towards the B side.
Meteor's full pushing out A main. He is just sprinting out A main.
I mean,
think of him in this game, Valorant.
he's got the perfect information
He's
on
got
it.
good info. Yeah, he's got great info. He just has to not feed in mid. Like, genuinely, he just has to live.
Answer so far, nope.
Okay, he gets a free
But
one.
he recalled his turret and... Oh, no, he didn't recall him. It just went offline.
Which means PRX are then kind of just funneled straight into B. Something trying to fly past a lot of it, though. Does hold out towards the top of market, but down towards the
Oh my god, something just fried them.
Izu stacks. Can they hold it down in Boathouse? So far, so good. Izu with the double kill. Something swaps on. Pulls out the blade. He finds the right click.
Holy fuck, he can't get the spike though.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Meteor just runs in and dies.
What a round by something. From 0 kills until like the last or second last round to that. The train was delayed. The train?
It was delayed.
It was delayed.
Definitely delayed. Again, though, in that final round, Stax falls back into back B site in a hard anchor position. He doesn't use a single flash to help his teammates fight, and he just gets stuck in the back of site. You're a flash initiator player. You've got to be able to play KO better than that, man. You have to.
Okay, I'm gonna disassociate and watch some football for a second. That is funny though. I mean, okay, 2 dominant maps, very
and the final
strange.
map is Lotus. And T1's Lotus has looked wonky ever since they
got fucking
kind of given up on their comp.
On Teo.
Yeah.
This could be it for
It's
T1.
losable. It's definitely losable for T1.
You know, if EG would have won, and it almost so nearly happened, it would have been very likely that none of the top 4 of Bangkok went to Toronto.
Yeah, yeah. True. Fucking hell. We're back. We're back. We're back. The train's back.
Yep. The train is
Christ.
Is maybe back.
PRX is the fan favorite.
Bro, I could not believe it. Like, most of the talent picked PRX. Most of the fans on the poll before the game were like, it was like 65%
It doesn't make any
PRX.
sense. The trainers infected people.
Like, this just goes to show, I think, like, what propaganda can do. Let this be a lesson.
This is Valorant.
Pseudo Square, thanks for the 18 months.
PRX surely make it to an international.
Now we're talking about PRX going to an international. You gotta. That's the whole thing about track by track is that it has to be track by track, right? Like it's one by one. You don't skip ahead straight to the international. If you go straight to the international, then you're in trouble. Anyway. Do I think they'll win last map? I mean, T1's Lotus has been pretty shite. When did they last play Lotus? Okay. They lost to DRX in OT. Actually, their Lotus wasn't too... The Lotus wasn't too bad here. It was okay. It wasn't great. They lost to RRQ playing their old comp. So they're playing this comp, let's assume. With the Meteor on Teo. Which is a bit strange. What's PRX's Lotus looking like? They won against Global. Playing something Yoru. I mean, look at the fucking numbers here. Look at the fucking numbers. Literal 3v5. They beat DFM. So since they've swapped to this comp, there's going to be double duelist Raze Yoru. And they've won the 2 games they played on it. Though it was against DFM and Global. So, who knows, really? Who knows? It should be a good game. I think the last map will be close. I think often when you get this, you get a close final map. What's this? Well, we're looking at the full map. We're TMVing this shit. Okay. Game have I not played? Let's play Travel. Today I'd like to go from Greenland to Paraguay. Get a boat. I'm gonna guess Canada is where I have to start. USA. Mexico will be next. Ooh. Now we test the knowledge again. What is next? Guatemala. Then what's next? Is it Honduras next? Okay. Then Nicaragua, I think. Then Costa Rica. Oh, I'm getting there. And then Panama. And then Colombia. Holy fuck, I did it. Now, does Colombia border Brazil? I think it does. Does it? Let's fucking go. Is that perfect? Is that as quick as you could do it? Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua. Yes, it is. Holy cook.
In the off-season, can you make a greatest picks series where you analyze the all-time tournaments from players and compare?
I could. Oh, Portsmouth have equalized against Hull. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? Tell me. It still means that Luton are relegated, but it helps their chances. It It's good for everyone else, though. Okay. Could I do that? I mean, I could. Will I do that? Good question. Don't know. Okay, map 3. I would say, I mean, it might favor PRX, you know, this third map. Who starts on attack? That's who picked first. PRX picked first, so they should be able to pick attack with double duelist. That seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. Here we go.
PRX boss. Who's the best Korean now, Buzz? Akish. So we are a Singaporean travel vlog who accidentally joined VCT. PRX boss. Who's the best Korean now, her? Stacks? Stand up, Buzz. Akish. So
They're always too long. When will you learn? They're always too long. Oh, West Brom 4, Luton 1. All eyes go to Portsmouth. Luton are going down. Hold on. Oh, Luton going down. Sorry. Okay, let's focus in. Now that I know who's going up. What are the fucking playoffs looking like? Preston have beaten Bristol City. Right now it's Coventry and Blackburn. Coventry are 1-0 up against Borough. Blackburn are 1-0 up against Sheffield United. Well, Blackburn are going to make the playoffs after losing like 6 in a row. Holy fuck. Bristol City. Choking. David Raya used to play for Blackburn. I mean, many people used to play for Blackburn. Alan Shearer used to play for Blackburn and won the league with them. How are the Saints doing? Oh no. Overweight Cat 34, thanks for the 4 months. Well, let me put it this way.
Let's go
Southampton
and promote next
1
year as well.
point to avoid finishing as the worst Premier League team or joint worst Premier League team of all time. So yeah, not great. Oh wait, oh yeah, I just said that. Let's go City. Fucking hell. No, Wrexham won't go up next year. The problem Wrexham are gonna have now is that in the Championship, basically all of the teams will be as rich as them and as big as them, or I mean bigger, right? Like they'll have to contend with the Premier League clubs coming down, who will have a pretty significant advantage. They'll have to deal with a bunch of teams who, yeah, are just historically bigger, who have owners that are as rich as basically all of Wrexham. So like the step from League One to the Championship is pretty massive.
Side of things,
not quite as big as maybe the Championship to the Prem, but I don't think
let's see how it's going to happen for them.
Straight up. I mean, maybe like we've seen it before. Like Ipswich went up and up. If you're well managed and have like a good coach and squad, then you can do it. But
better of that, however, and
I wouldn't say it's likely.
Potentially to A.
This is exactly what
This
both
is where
teams
there
get
should
to
be
do.
a
They
bit of a
have Euros in
like
their
if
composition.
anyone
Something
rich took
eight
over
matches
a
into
like
towards
anything
heaven on
below
towards
League
A, where
One, you
might
can
be
get
able
to the
spot things
championship.
out.
Getting to the
T1 playing
championship is
cautious.
very realistic. Anything
Yeah,
else
back around
past
the
that
door
is
as
where it
well.
starts to get pretty hard in
See
English.
who's going to be first casualty in
Balloon
this
might go down again and
round.
again.
It's
Wow,
quite
Luton
the
could
slow
go
one
back
at
to
the
back
moment.
relegation. That's
T1
rough.
open up the door and try to bait a trap play.
Available as well.
Why have Paper X
Some
picked
smoke's being drawn
defense?
out by Forsaken as well, though, so we'll see. He does position himself for the mount.
With their double
push
duelist
in
composition?
With the flashes, and that
Maybe it's the run
finds
trap
the
plays
first
well.
I don't
frag.
know.
Yeah, the double flash combo.
Well,
Paranoia
they
D.
owned Meteor.
Arco is
Meteor
close.
was solo trying to
Line up
fake
everybody,
on
but with
A,
that kill, you gotta
and he
transition to the A
continues
side. I'm
his
seeing something,
run of
catching some
bad
loose
results.
bullets of the right click.
As well as the spike getting planted firmly down. Something in for the piece
Still
that
got a
takes down
kill.
Stacks. In for
Oh.
the first from the rest of Paper
Something
Rex.
just got
Jing
double
finding two
right-clicked.
huge shots. The J's
What?
doing some
What?
damage, but for
Oh,
Buzz
what?
as well, he's down low
I know, he
HP,
does
so a
get
little
killed
bit
in the end.
unfortunate for
Track
Forsaken
by
to
track.
clean things
That's-
up for the Dinosaur.
That's quite
on
a
the phone
bad
there, managing to
micro
get the
kind of
job
round
done,
from
so
T1.
Paper X will pick up the pistol round, of course. They
Meteor
won
getting
both
caught.
of them.
What, you don't
What is
like
the
my
reason
tail
for
They've
Meteor
lost
to be
both of
solo
them
faking
over
again?
on Fracture, so if we
It stacks the whole time on a set, and now what? Are we gonna have our Tejo solo fake on this
Sometimes
map?
That's what it comes down to. Still decent work in trying to bait out utility as well as make some moves all the way across the map. T1.
I mean, wait
that
till
said,
T1
though,
learn what Fade
Komodo,
does.
Can't believe I am saying this, but we do have to say goodbye to
Just you wait.
one of these teams at the end
2
of
years
this
time,
map.
they're gonna be
I know,
so
right?
good.
Like Paper X, a winning team of last year, 2024.
Or
Can your
Or
cam
T1,
go a little
the
smaller?
Masters
You're
winners.
blocking the kill feed.
I mean, there was
Yes.
a world in which, you know, Paper
Wow.
X didn't make playoffs as well, remember?
It's
So
all
they
about
just
you.
narrowly
People don't
scraped
wanna
on
see
by
me
in
TMP.
that fourth
It's fucked
position.
up.
yeah, they're still looking for
No,
that
I
return
get
to
some
the
comments like that
international
every so
stage.
often as
Right
well.
now, looking for the T1
Even though I
players,
don't
hearing a
block
lot of
anything.
noise around C1.
You know what I do when people
Yeah,
say
so
that?
Damage is going to be able to come out for
I
T1.
put my camera on the
Ball is a
crosshair.
quick swing, but Paper Rex with the full rifles as well as a stinger from Dubai will be able to collect into
Okay.
so many kills. Just
That's
Izu
as much
left.
as you're getting,
Three
chat.
members too
That's as
strong.
much as you're getting.
And Apes continuing together strong against Izu. He does do a bit of damage though, but you know that's what happens when you
Being
have
washed.
100 men against one gorilla. The one
Track
gorilla, I
by
guess,
track,
being
Autumn
Izu.
Bum-ass won't make Toronto. I feel like you've got a lot of hate in your heart.
Guns
I've
though.
been on the internet long enough.
God, that
No,
must have
I'm
been a
still
rough day when
clean.
T1 won a
Brain
Masters.
rot memes.
Ah, no, those are
You know, Autumn's
that's illegal.
What is
a
allowed is the
title-winning
full lineup.
coach.
For sure,
That's
T1.
rough for Autumn
Get their
haters.
buy up, see if they're going to be able
It
to get
really
on
is
the board, or
rough.
if we're going to have another installment of a bonus round going the way of Paper X. Who don't
Did
have
you
the
see
worst
the
record
little
around. Lots of
Twitter
rifles in
beef
here.
between
Combo who
Angel
sell
and
towards the
Chet?
A
And
rifle
chat,
side of
yeah.
things. And luckily enough, it was a
That's a
Yoru
that's
to
that's a
charge
fucking grand
Buzz
final of
and get
Twitter
Crash
beef.
out
That
of
is.
there.
Also for then the
Yeah,
Yoru to
yeah, I agree.
all for the side of Paper X play around for possible rebel control if T1 does decide to head back into
The
A.
judge pushed up on A.
You got a bit of
I
a
mean,
big
Chet
stack
just
of
cannot
wins
resist
towards B, though,
sticking his nose
Paper
in, though,
X,
can he?
the Shia
No.
still at
I
the front
mean,
of it as
actually,
well, so confirms
he's like a
no one's
moth to a
close, at
flame.
least.
Anything that
Frello,
will
meanwhile,
reduce
something.
his...
He's going to catch the time, he's going to catch a double, he can get out of
Oh
dodge
my
if he wants
god,
here, but
what?
the gate crash,
By a judge.
whilst available, not online on the
T1 are
map.
crumbling.
So sticking here to be this scary soldier with the judge. I don't mind it. It's a 5 versus 3.
And then
He's
you got the
lit-
sheer.
what I like about something hasn't used the gate
Then you've got
crash.
two
He's
members
not
at C.
trying to ever get out.
Just
He's
thwarting
staying there till he
T1's
dies.
chances of trying to find a round right now. Still, though, at least the salvo is the TP over, just to bypass the sheer. Sylvan has to play further up front. He's got to contend with Patman, who's been on a tear right now.
I'd
right
love
off
to
the
see
Good
rim,
him
awareness
kill.
from
towards
Patman.
I would
round
love to
3
have seen
of
it.
map number 3 as well. Meteor, however, now finding a single kill. Trying to play off
A round for
post-plant
Meteor to go
positions.
crazy.
Stacks being able to block off a little bit as well. Another trade, but low
Or
HP
Stacks, I
for
guess?
then Forsaken.
Track by track, track
Once
by
again,
track.
cleaning
Stacks is
things up.
panicking.
Yeah.
See,
He is
I'm
panicking.
conflicted in this one because if the train derails, particularly now if they go up in a big lead and then crumble, that will be funny. But also,
It will.
I've been a T1 doubter slash hater this whole time.
That no one's really close towards A here. I mean, generally, why would
I mean,
you?
didn't
right?
you
Why
predict
would
Paper
somebody
X?
be
Because
in front
oh
of
no,
a
you
top
didn't.
16?
No, I
You
said
didn't.
T1 would win this
You just said that you were
and then they'd
conflicted.
go
It's
out.
not normal.
But yeah, I
No
have been
idea.
on the
Yeah,
heavy
and
doubt
then
train,
Worse.
so I am
And this is
conflicted in
Paper
this
X we're
game
talking about.
because
Sometimes they can be
I don't think
absolutely
T1 are very good.
unexpected.
And you know what people should start saying? Well, we'll see what happens in Split 2. But if T1 struggle in Stage 2,
He has had
They're going to be the most
worse
fraudulent
performances on the Euro on
champion
this
ever.
map as well, but
I mean,
now starting
has he?
things off not too bad.
Ever
Has he had a
over
worse performance
Ascend?
than one kill, man?
Yes, over Ascend.
Okay,
If they do, if
not
they
worse than
if
one
they
kill,
don't
you
make
know what I
champs,
mean.
that's the
We
most
do have
fraudulent.
T1 trying to fight
ever.
their way back into the
Oh,
rounds,
if they
though. Silva
don't make
TP'd
champs.
forward in towards the
But there's no way they're going to make
I mean, yeah,
champs
champ
points.
points,
aren't they?
yeah. But let's say they struggle and squeak in on champ points, even then, and then they do bad in champs. That's fraudulent.
Yeah, but is it more fraudulent than Ascend?
Yes,
Like,
because
that's-
Ascend had moments of being decent in other tournaments. T1 we rated as worse than Trace going into Bangkok.
For now, PRX meanwhile peeking out.
Which tells
Yeah,
you how
that's
good
fair.
they were during kickoff. We thought they were shite.
Got both flashes dumped
Yeah, that's
in.
fair. That's fair.
He's
Then they won it, and then now they're shite.
PRX, right, where you spot it out and push them back from Mound over
Honestly?
towards A. You're expecting them
Honestly?
to end at A.
I'm being convinced.
Full
I'm
verification.
actively being
Salvos does
influenced
kind of
by my favorite
flush
Valorant
Jing
influencer.
away, though, but with the blastback moment, he makes it away
It's nice of you to
safely.
say, I'm
And
your
then
favorite.
in for the crouched kill, but Buzz and Stacks both
There you
pushing
go,
up front.
everyone
No,
knows.
sorry, I meant myself.
Yeah, oh,
My own brain is
your own
coming up
brain
with
is
this.
convincing you. Ah, I see.
Yeah, my own brain is convincing me. That's what I meant.
Never
Sorry,
mind,
I would
T1
never
are
give you
back.
a compliment.
PRX are thrown.
Hold on
I just-
to this
I just wanna be
for
clear.
the upcoming rounds now. Well, Forsaken though, straight in against Buzz.
Oh,
chance
never
to
mind,
pop the
Stacks is
util.
throwing.
Forsaken
Stop planning
trying
for
to
him.
bring things back. Meteor load
Oh
well.
my fucking
On
god.
for the swing. Defy to watch.
Doesn't
Why-
matter if that's a,
I
5 versus
don't
4 advantage and
understand
T1 are looking to bring it back into
why
the side when it
Meteor
comes
isn't playing
down
Viper on this
to the
map.
end, to
I
the wire.
just
Yeah, it
will
doesn't
never
make any
get it.
sense, does it?
Arsenal
It really
Soldiers
makes no
spotted out
sense.
from T1 there, and it's just a quick
What?
little call
It-
from
it-
Paper
it's
Suits
X.
his style so
Bring
well.
on the defuse. I've got your cross.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a simple one.
I don't know. Maybe
Valiant
that guy who
attempt,
hates
I'll give it
Autumn
towards
is
them, but you
on
look
some.
through these replays and it's trades, it's
It's-
shots, it's luck a little bit.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why is the plant so dog shit? Why are the T1 players playing so isolated, playing 1v1s instead of anyone trying to trade for each other? Why is Meteor playing in a spot where it's not planted for him, but he's also not playing safe for like salvos or anything? What the fuck is going on?
Who do
man?
they play, Paper? They play Boom, don't they, if they win this? Oh my god, Boom are gonna choke.
Yes,
Come on, Boom.
yeah.
Boom, you have been so much better than Paper X throughout every week. You can destroy this team. Please destroy this team.
I just want Meteor to not look shit in this game. It's such a reasonable request. It's so reasonable. He's not had a bad performance basically since he fucking joined Gen G. All I want is for him to not look crap in the playoffs.
Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, it is rough.
For them. I mean,
God,
this
I mean,
is
how the
10
fuck
members
is
of the
this
server to
game?
the A side.
Map 1.
All 5. on
Jesus
both
Christ, they have
sides.
no idea
This
what
ain't
Fade
counterplay,
does.
Clack.
Flash
They
down
have
over,
no
and
idea
will
what
be
Fade
the
does,
collect on
man.
first.
They
The
don't
police
know
are
what
up
this
on
agent
Buzz, but
is.
They have to back off.
And that's Sylvan down, right? So if you want to play with any smoke
It's
for
very
now,
difficult
it's
to
gonna have to be on the back of Izu.
Win with
Wants
here
this so
without.
bad.
Oh
He
my
has a rolling thunder,
god!
but wasn't
Something
quite
just
sure, and something just
destroyed
takes
him. Was
full
that a no
advantage
scope?
of that situation.
Yeah, this is a
He
bit
just
of a
double
shutdown
hopped
around
up
the
on
A
top
side,
of
isn't it?
Root and fucked
He's
on
back to safety as well
Stack.
for drone. Buzz
Oh
trying to
Why
run
is
solo
fucking
back
God.
around.
Oh, this looks
You
so
can see
bad.
Buzz
It's so
washing
over.
out
They are
both
panicking.
This is the
sides.
most.
panicking and
How
crumbling.
did map 1 go the way it did if they were going to play like this the rest of the day? How did that happen?
T1's now timeout.
Like,
They
how
are
bad were
playing
Paper X that
being
map 1 went the way it did?
as it's just
Oh, he
Meteor.
spotted him.
No, he didn't. It's alright. He's unknown at the moment. The
Oh
hunter's
god.
on.
Yeah. Apparently know that. Footsteps noted. Meteor back in for the snap. But
I'm the one inside show chat hating T1 hate Autumn since Champs 23 having banned solo like
It
Pearl
is
belong
hilarious
solo
that
and set his
T1
fear
won
drive
Bangkok by
towards
playing
stage.
double list
Non-conversion on the back of the
and
timeout as
not
well.
playing
Now
Teho.
The Autumn hater
Oh,
came
my
to
God.
my chat to send
3
bits
for
just to
T1,
say that
but
they
does
hate
T1
Autumn.
have the weaponry behind it with the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
in towards the next round either? I mean,
It wasn't a
we've seen a couple of
no-scope, though.
change-ups
It was
from
a
Paper X,
full
right? We've
scope
seen some
jumper.
mounds takes, we've seen some rubble takes, we've seen a spot up through towards B pillars. They are changing it up for a team that we are generally not seeing as adaptable lately. You know, throughout the course of the group
Back
stage.
on an eco Paper X with 5
Have
ults?
switched up a
Fuck you
bit.
Not
know.
even. Not even
map
really
number
on
two
an
and
eco
map
though.
number three now,
Meteor
but
decided to force a bulldog at the
really
end there.
tough. A single week to recover off of 2 timeouts.
He's just
against
trying to
PRX.
solo
T1 now
carry.
back into Lotus.
R1 had 4 good games all year and it was a lucky 1-week streak in
This is what
Bangkok.
happens when you lose your identity as a team. Chat, this is what happens when you become the meta slaves instead of trying to be the innovators.
Instead of gate crashing towards the A side of the map that's currently available. Some information though, up through mid.
This is T1 if
Crowd
ISO
structure
never
too
existed.
Close, and this is where the mid-round decisioning needs to be pretty good.
This
for
is what they
PRX
would look
and
like.
Maybe more so for T1 with the
Dog
lesser
shit.
Which
weaponry.
one, PRX or T1? I meant T1.
Yeah.
But
Be clear about what your
yeah, I mean,
objective is
PRX are
for
playing
now,
double
trying to
duelist,
find a
chat.
split possibly into the A
Yeah,
site.
they're leaning
They're
back
still
in.
sticking to their style. I mean,
Jing's back
is
on
it a good
race.
thing that PRX
Get
have been sticking to their
blinded
style for the
either
last
myself or by teammate.
fucking 19 years? I don't know. But
Yourself, but nonetheless,
for sure,
the
T1 have
spams
lost
through from stairs. Forsaken
their
collects
secret
onto the
sauce.
first, racks up the second. He onto the third as well. Jing now
What
coming in
the
with additional
fuck?
I'm a hate
assistance
because I was a
to
fan
round
of
the-
Tim
into
broke me
the
for 2
score.
years, so I'm hating at all
Stabs back
times
into
now
it
for
as
autumn.
well.
that's just objectively not the right
This
thing to
is
do,
the
but he
Jing
still
that
gets
we've all
rewarded
known
for
and
it.
come to love.
You will
I
fear
was
my
a fan.
omen
Autumn broke
is
me for
forsaken.
2 years, so
Quote
I'm
that.
hating it
No,
all
don't quote that.
times
He
now.
didn't say that.
That's-
6-0.
that's- I mean,
PRX
reasonable-
stave off
reasonable
a silly
hate.
round that could have happened if the pistols were able to get in towards the site, but they managed to hold it
Very
down
goofy.
quite nicely. Cheeky spam through the walls and such, just good little crossfires that they come out with.
Very goofy.
So now is the real test when the weapons are back for T1.
Does Meteor have enough to
Get their
buy?
ults as well now.
Give me a
Yeah,
13
they
out
have
of
not been
10.
pressured
Give me a
enough to
fucking
be able to
13
utilize
out.
them.
We got
There
9
may very
ults
well be a
online.
scenario
And
here where
one
there's
off one
10
of them.
ults in the server if Izu picks up the Viper's pit.
Logically, this would favor
Oh, well,
PRX
there goes Jing. That's a bit
okay.
unlucky.
possibly for
Okay.
Buzz to play spoiler.
That's just a
Opening kill.
pure...
And that's important.
The
right?
spam
An
shot down
opening
a
kill
really
for
common
T1 that
line.
we've not really been seeing solidified.
We
Immediately,
fight
though,
over
PRX
towards
wanna regain
Rubble.
some of this control, forcing out the dimensional drift.
Pretty good reaction there. I like that from
Now
Buzz.
5 versus 3, it'll be
The
Right.
double
Can't
your
escape.
wall. We just got 2 people
Back,
just fucking
then
surfing
trade.
around.
And also for something then to play the position around Rubble, but
That's-
also
that's
the
a pretty
trade from
nice
Meteor.
reaction, though,
This
from
favors
T1.
T1
I
as you
like
find
what they did
Defy
there.
alone in a 1v3.
And where has he been more often than not, Quack? The C side of things that's kind
Well,
of been
no
untested
13
a little
for
bit
me.
by T1, so seeing that nothing's
They
here,
navigated a pretty
they're gonna
difficult
expect him
situation,
to
and
be off
PRX used
yonder.
2 out of 5 of their ults.
And, I mean,
So,
he can look for some kills here. He's
Important
swimming in
first
cash.
round to
He
get
can
on the
drop-
board.
he can drop a teammate
What
still
are
if
the scores
needed
on
for
it?
If Devi
one,
wins the
he'll still be
1v3,
able
I'm
to
turning
by
my stream
himself
off.
anyways. He can look for some
First to
damage.
see,
here.
See what we
Scored
can
one
do. He's got a flash, he's got Razor Vines to work off of. You
Let's
got
equalize
Meteor
that
though,
lead.
trying to play
So
around
both
for the
with 1-1.
headshot angle, spots him out, whipping the
If
first
Devi
shot.
wins the
Defy
1v3, I'm turning my
able to
stream off.
capitalize. Out, whipping the first shot. Defy able to capitalize.
They're not playing agents that
Doesn't
have
win
any
this, does it?
damage. It's a blind side for Buzz and a paranoia for Sylvan.
No, he
Smoke's
doesn't.
coming
No
back
time.
in 2 seconds as well. The spike
I don't
is
think he has
planted
time to kill
for
them both.
Tree.
Hallelujah.
Razor Vines though baits out the flash. He's looking for the tap into
we
it,
went
but
big back in
Sylvan
By the way,
able
did
to
you
pull out the
did
guns.
you
Yeah,
watch
first
the
T1 in
broadcast
round, able to
yesterday?
open up, not being scared to run away with the tail between the legs.
I saw your
sticking
little
around for the fight.
tinfoil hat
But
part.
damage, as I was talking about, right?
hair
Back
growing
to
Did you see
Sylvan
my
for
fucking
away
hair?
with another kill
Did
in
you see
that
my
one
hair?
there.
It's
ill timing
gross.
for that one, by the
It's
way, with the wall
fucking
just going up and
gross.
spotted.
It's
Regardless,
amazing is what it
damage
is.
what I'm talking about, right? It's forcing
It's
out
disgusting,
a bit more
is
of
what
an
it
awkward
is.
buy for T1
I had
than
like
they would
5
like,
different
you would
people
expect, so they
say
might
to
have
me
to
in a bit of an
deploy a
incredulous
couple of the
voice,
ultimates
"Oh,
to
you're growing
offset
your
that
hair
from this
out, are
round.
you?"
Lots of light shields, for example.
And then I had to explain, "No, I'm not. I
Possibly
don't
still
think
in a
it's
big
good. I know it looks
explosion.
bad. I lost a
though
bet."
pushing all the way out mound. I'm sure the players around Pillar can hear all this.
Yeah, just imagine if Jing was
It
gonna
looks
be
fucking
disrespectful and
atrocious.
go through for that one, though. This time, change up Vice utility towards the A site. Gonna hold them at bay, but meanwhile,
already
it's
in a
double
B, though.
trajectory lineup for T1. They want
Razor?
B, they also want A, but B is better.
Yeah, that's where Jing will
Meteor's
find his
just
mark.
alone,
Knows
though.
that
What
there's
the
another
fuck
player
is this
nearby as well.
round?
Silences him off to
Why
the
are
next
Sylvan and
3 who
Meteor
are
going
still
2
not
players
towards
into
the A
B
site just yet.
without
If they
anyone
can
on
get this pick
T1
down
trying to
to
pivot
Zizu,
blue
they
door to
might
meet
be able to
them?
hold this one off cleanly.
What the hell are you
Possibly by
doing?
time. Stacks just trying to get the spike down first. And you do have something sneaking
Oh,
in, not
no,
towards
we're
Strong.
watching
He
watching
takes down
Pit.
Stacks.
Itsu's
I know that he was in
pitting.
there as well. The timing.
Up the boom bot might
Oh,
spot
no.
even further.
What
Jing
the-
then in for the sprays.
What
He
the
catches
fuck?
the
3v1,
just
you just
Izu
gotta run
left.
in together.
Might have the cover,
Yeah,
but
nice.
can he really keep
This is
himself
good.
alive? Petman alongside another player from the back.
These-
Izu stuck between a rock and a hard place. Tries to maneuver back in, on and around. He hears the hops behind. It buys the distraction on over. Poison Cloud's into safety. Off to the wayside, but it's something with the shorty to cut him down at the torso.
Not ideal for you.
It was dog shit from T1. Dog shit. What the hell are they doing with their macro? Stax is calling a horrendous game. And then once they get into a 3v3, they don't have a game plan to play aggro in the fucking post plant, they have a game plan to play passive. Okay, that's fine. But you need to be watching shit. You need to be covering the angles and holding instead of going back into post plant positions and just letting yourself get picked.
PRX.
I mean,
This one's in honor of Sam here.
Come
Stack is a
out with.
football lover.
Nice one out from the
He
shorty
loves
there.
it.
True to the story, true to the prophecy.
7-1.
PRX running the story, the comeback.
T1 to
I'm molding. I hate this train.
P
This
of
fucking
7.
train.
instead of X for 10. Maybe we get there.
We're dying to nades. We're dying to nades. We're dying to straight
I'm
nades.
turning it off.
Then having the back off.
I'm turning it
spotted
off.
out towards pillar as well.
There is no
Oh,
fucking
fuck's sake.
C's there. That's just a nade.
Pistols, though, for T1. So if
That's
they wanna get this round
sideshow-esque.
done with, they could potentially line up to go a bit quicker.
Staring at the ground, wondering what the
Tough thing
fuck's
for Seth
this?
to deal with against
Wait till they learn what
He's
Raze does.
always got to be on his toes as to where PRX could be if they're pushing out or not.
What are you doing on the back of this shear, though? Buzz has sneakily
We're
snuck
fucking
in
a
towards
TPing
the
it on our own on A on the cut. What are you even doing?
What is Meteor doing there? What the fuck are they doing?
Oh my
Dude,
fuck.
Meteor looks
Not too
so bad
He
on
has a weapon
Taeho.
picked up. He's
So
gotten the
fucking
spike
bad.
planted, and that was the main thing that they were looking for. So even if he doesn't find any kills,
What's he
something's
looking at the
good on
wall
cleanup.
for?
Yeah.
But for T1 to get some cash in.
I mean, the fact that that TP comes out from Buzz and it's just kind of already been noted and
Pulled
dealt with
attention
as
away.
well. Maybe you're thinking towards
Why
Meteor
couldn't they
on
play this
Taeho.
shit in the
Just getting
Bangkok
caught out by
finals?
positioning as well. Right?
Why? Why did they have to win a trophy? Dude, he walked forwards into
Yeah,
it.
he
Did you
walked.
see that in the
Oh, he
replay?
did get flashed. He
Sylvan
got
trying
flashed, to be
to-
fair.
He was
Trying to step
blinded
across
and he
the
walked
dog door,
forwards
choke
into the
entry,
fucking
util,
nade.
but paint shells go over the rubble.
That's just once again PRX controlling both extremities of the map. You got to.
He's finding fucking ghosts in his head there. What's he looking at?
You've got a roadblock at every
I
step of
mean,
the way.
that's it, right?
Oh. I just don't understand what the lurk is supposed to be doing. Meteor on the pistol, solo mound. Meteor in that round, like a couple rounds ago, walking into B with Sylvan alone. Meteor in the round that we just watched ends up on B without having taken rubble control, so you don't have control of Blue Room. What the fuck is going on with their macro? If PRX win this, do they qualify for Toronto? No.
No,
They
still
would
need
need
to
to
win
win
two
another
more
two games in a
yeah.
row. This is the first round of the lower bracket
And
in
they
Pacific.
won't. Wait. They play tomorrow, right? They play tomorrow. If they win. Yeah?
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they
probably.
do. They play against Boom tomorrow. Okay, thank fuck. Imagine we'd have to suffer through fucking Sliggy and these fucking train goers.
No, we won't have to suffer. it.
Wait till they learn
Oh,
what
they don't
Fade
know
does.
Fade does.
Holy
They still
shit,
don't know
wait
what
till
Fade
they
does.
learn.
Yet again, an easy
They don't know
roll
what
too.
Fade does.
And it's the spams that do it all.
Why,
That's the darndest
again,
thing.
are
Now
they
if you wanna
trying
go
to
to the
walk
safe side,
two
well, the
players
nice
fast
util there.
into A?
Flash over, maybe
Buzz
a
doesn't
TP
use his
into
teleport
safety, but
backwards.
still
Isu
Stack's not
fucking
calling full in
dies,
just
and
yet.
then
The
three of
trade's
them
coming
run into
over,
the
though.
opposite
Thankfully
side of the
with
map.
salvo,
What
so
the
T1
hell is
finding
Stack's calling?
some form of stability. You still
April
have papers over
27th, 2022. More than 3 years ago, motherfuckers. This is when Fade came out.
Talk in how they want to play this post play.
I just don't get it.
Was
The
it-
whole
will it
point
be
is that
enough?
Buzz should be
Meteor
able
kicks
to
things off
have a
with
look over
single-
towards A and then
singular
teleport
kill.
away if he
Jing
gets
then with a
haunted.
showstopper around the back. They have to react to this really quickly. Rolling
Jolting
Thunder
over-
buys some
Oh, you
space.
didn't keep
and it
the
does
razor.
allow them to
Oh,
stay
you're
alive, but
losing.
Meteor not able
Oh
to come
my
up with
God, you're
goods.
losing
Paint
that.
shells the flash stacks into a certain position where he's able to hold it down with the off angles.
Wow.
But Penguin
That's
brings
nice
up the
from Patman.
shorty. He
That's nice from
dives
Patman.
into a victory for PRX.
Right guard at
This
the right
has
time
got to
for
be one of the
Batman
worst
there to be
played
able to get that
Lotuses
trade
I've
when
seen
he's already
ever,
low.
actually.
A classic
A few
right
tricks.
click potentially could have got it as
What the
well,
fuck
but
are they
picking up
doing?
the shorty. I mean, when
Fucking
push
scores,
comes to
man.
shove,
Look at the fucking scores
from
of this.
beginning to
Look at
end,
this.
PRX
They're faking
great in the
rubble
round, a
control
double opener,
with
though
a
I will
with a
say,
fucking
coming down to 1
Yoru who
versus 1
doesn't
at the end,
TP away,
T1
and
certainly
a
tried
Viper
to
who runs into
negotiate
their death.
some
And that's their
advantage in the
A
round.
fake, and then the
Stuns,
spike is on
well,
their
they're cosmetic.
breach, who
The
flashes
shot
them
just
in,
comes
so
on
the
out,
spike
and
is
then
still
ultimately
all the
Pac-Man
way on the
getting
A
that one.
side
It's
and can't get C
9
quickly enough.
to 1
Like, this
now.
is
Another
horrendous
defuse
from
PRX.
Stacks.
I'm saying, T1 can get in these sites. They just can't
Oh
hold them
my
off.
god.
Exactly, and again, it comes down to these situations. It just feels like utter pandemonium all across the map right now. All of a sudden,
Stacks
fuck is this?
sorry, Buzz
Survive with an
dies
outlaw
again
towards the A site.
as a
But
Yoru
Jing has to be careful
on
here that they don't go too
A.
far forwards, because this could get the better of them. So they will think better of it, disconnect from the situation.
Now one of us has
Possibly
already
back
died to an
into
outlaw in this
outlaw.
spot.
Can't
Okay,
divide.
thank God.
Watched. He's been smoked off though. Great call by Stacks. Hyper defensive. Corralled in towards the A site. Something's nearby.
Okay.
Yeah, and he does have
They've
the
got
dimensional
into
drift,
A.
but he was snuck in towards
Whoa.
the side.
Nobody
Just
helping
not able to
Itsu
find
with
Izu.
that swing into
Almost a
backside.
90-degree
Hello,
flick.
Sylvan.
Yes,
Hello.
Izu. Stability
Help your
for the side
teammate.
of T1. And then for the flashes as well, but Divide just
Nice,
dives right in.
okay.
Another kill coming
Sylvan
through, and Sylvan tries to bring
finally
things back
getting into a good
T1
position.
favor.
Jing stunned,
Just Jing left,
get
and
the
he gets
flank.
spotted out by Stacks. Climbs
Let's
Alright,
go,
that was the
T1. We're
first
back.
good round that T1
Derail
played.
this
That was
train.
the first good round that
Yeah,
T1
that's
have
better
played.
from T1 there, but again, it's just another close round where trades are coming through from PRX. They find the opener. I thought by the timing that Divide was going to get another one with the Outlaw through the smoke, but T1 get in, and they get the round by elimination.
At least 3-9 Komodo would
He's
be too
fully
bad.
blinded,
Oh,
man!
okay, fair enough. I mean, I did say
done
that
him dirty
Buzz shouldn't
like
be
that.
dying like that, but that's
Yeah,
full
another blind
blind.
as well. I mean, this is what happens when PRX are truly, fully W keying every single round of the way.
And on the defensive side
Okay,
as well, right?
9-2.
They are just not scared. Last round of the half now.
Whoa.
Take your rubble control. Force T1
Fucking
back.
sit back,
To a lone
Itsu,
death
and
by
stop
round C.
walking into your death on A. Relax.
Lower? What?
Okay, now that you've
Yeah,
taken
again, you
mount
can play
control,
retake if you want
go
to
back.
here.
Oh
Nightfall,
my
Dimensional
god, they're
Drift,
just
Steel
sending
Garden.
it on C.
Very valuable retake ultimate.
Everybody's here
Something's
ready
already
to
in position.
plant an eye
Pretty
and fast
quick now.
retake.
Salvos
Spain
to
would say good
launch,
strategy
T1
against
looking for
Yoru.
space,
It's the
looking to get
final round of the
spike down,
half,
but
and you had a
Divide
Yoru
is
ultimate,
just
and they just
biding his
didn't
time
even
with this
use it
ult.
on their attack side.
Yeah, but I think
Okay,
something
now they're
will have
using
to
it in
go
post plant.
first here. Make sure you're sniffing out who's going to
This
be
is
where
shit
for
from
team.
Stacks. He's just
Oh,
called the
every
worst
single
attack
at
side
the
of all
same
time on Lotus.
T1 just completely in disarray. They're calling it Mayday. Where do we go? Meanwhile, PRX says
He's
there's
getting
no
dicked
return,
up.
pushing up front. Every
fine
single
fine
kill
for
going
horrible
through to them.
attack
And it's
side
just Izu up by Mount. He's getting dinked up. He's low HP. The spike gets defused, and Patman delivers on the final kill.
You missed the snake spike, but there's not too much you can do at the end there. When your guns get removed on the side itself, when you've got the dimensional drift of something, getting all the information, the
called a
shots are being
fast
collected by
C
PRX.
hit.
It's PRX, it's 10.
As a reaction
And they are
to the A
looking to
pressure,
send
and
T1
T1 have just got
packing
everyone in
unless
position.
During this
Wait till they
halftime
learn what
break,
Yoru does.
There is a different
I know, it's
awakening
crazy, like,
force for
just
T1.
Chill a little bit, play a slower round, and you're
Pay
going
out.
to be able
Okay, yeah,
to go
you got
back
it.
over
Pay out.
towards A with the Yoru
Again,
ultimate.
Pay out
This
PRX.
is
Or hit
a
him to C and get
situation, a
info with the
scenario
Yoru
How
that
many
we are
rounds
so darn unfamiliar
did
with.
T1
Yes,
get?
T1 has been
They
tested
also
before.
You've already done one
Yoru
for
is
PRX
beautiful,
round.
but had
Here's
no
T1
plan to
round.
actually fight so that they could get the spike down
but
properly.
not
I don't know.
2 to 10.
That's dreadful from T1.
You got a minute.
Okay, I know that.
Have fun with it. Go with it. You got a minute. Predict with your points. T1 round.
Oh, I fucking these
What do they end
trained
on?
fanatics, actual front of the snow piercer looking motherfuckers. Just the arrogance is going to be off the charts for the PRX win. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's fucking track
Look,
by track.
tomorrow they
motherfuckers.
lose to Boom.
Oh no.
And you can just sing boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Ba 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 do 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 do. Fuck me.
Boom on not more fraudulent than the T1. That is a terrible, terrible take. Did they choke in the playoffs the first time? Yes.
I'm just not ready to accept that PRX are back.
PRX.
I'm just not
Would be
ready
T1.
mentally.
Well, now starting things on the defensive side. Got some
I
control.
also
They're
just
pushing
don't
out with the tail
believe
drone
it
as well.
in my heart. I don't believe it's true.
Important pistol rounds. Highlighted it earlier. Both on map 2 went the way of PRX.
Look,
They've got
can
the
they
first
beat
one here.
gluers?
Can they get the second and pretty
Yeah.
much seal the deal with a cherry on top?
They can
on
beat a
this
bunch of
map.
gluers.
Izu tagged up by the sheriff.
Get on the train. I'm not getting on the fucking train.
If they boot Boom, I'll be on the train, I think.
PRX quickly
I will
corralling
not be
over
on the
onto A
train.
site.
If they beat
Just out
Boom,
of principle
Prowler's
at this
out.
point.
Easier to play close.
I mean,
Every
yes,
single
I
player
should be on the
rotating
train if they
Yeah,
beat
a lot of
Boom.
numbers here
I'm
now
not going to be
for
on the
T1
train.
towards this A site. I
I'm,
think
get,
PRX
I'm
might
fucking
just have to
on principle.
patient
I'm
a little
off
bit
the
here.
train.
At the timing in the smoke, Meteor on
Into
the salvos.
stacks. Stax has run out of utility to slow them down here, but he does have a flash.
Meanwhile, you
Salvo
got Lurk
stops them.
Divine
Meteor has
hiding
no
inside a tree.
util. They only have
Thing is,
3
PRX are
flashes
already in front of this
left,
Viper
T1.
util. So Izu doesn't have to worry about the wall now. He just needs to watch the angles on the site with Buzz.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. Quick on the wide swing, takes out Divine,
Nice.
takes out
Eats
another
him.
player. It's something gone. Forsaken though.
They still
able
have
to
3
bring things
flashes
back
to
to
retake
normalcy.
this.
Plant going
Stax, you're
down.
not
Meteor
allowed to take
eventually
contact
salvos
and
back
die here
online.
without
Back
using a
to Stax
flash.
as well, but the
It's
push-up
actually
finding more
illegal
damage.
for Stax to be
Insane
dying
wall bangs
before
as well.
using a
Round
single
attacks,
God.
Penman finding out the
breach
shot from the
Oh
back
my
of Jing.
God,
It's
what
a
is
double
he
kill
doing,
flashes
man?
around.
What is he
Has
doing?
been
They didn't
picked
use
up in the
paranoia.
second
They
half.
didn't use
It's
breach
11
flashes. They
to
didn't
2
take space
Komodo.
at all.
Things go from
Take a
bad to
timing
worse
and
now
whiff.
if you are a T1 fan or T1
just walked
themselves
in and died.
the server here. The pistol round collected again by PRX. It's 11 to 2. You'd have to see the force up essentially to keep them off 12, keep them off series point, and I'm casting it back to what we said at the end of map number 2 here, Quack. We
This
had
might
a
be like the
13
fastest
out of
best of
34.
three of all
Surely
time
we
if
get a
we're
map
putting
3
that.
that's going to be close, right? Right now,
Yeah, 13-3,
Different universes.
13-4, 13-2.
What in the world is this script? The wheels are coming off of T1 right now, but they're trying to bring things back in together. You got Sheriffs, you got Stingers, and they're all
Yeah,
positioned.
the fucking
up
wheels are
towards
coming
B
off
as well as C.
T1 and they're
Pushed
getting
out in
attached to the
T-map.
PRX train.
P's
It's got
in the safety.
1,000 wheels.
PRX, they're happy with the
They
info that
can't
they
be
gained.
stopped. The
Yeah, if you're toying
momentum's
with rotations,
outrageous,
you're toying with
frictionless.
ideas, you've got a lot of space to be able to do that as well with the 11 to 2. You've just spotted out Meteor at the front of B,
Oh, God.
and you know that you've lost a bit of control over at C. So how favored do you feel going towards, well, the other side in A? Slow and steady, PRX.
Gotta play careful.
What is Meteor
Will
doing?
eliminate the
I
first
mean,
threat for Meteor.
He's
playing ISO is
he's
what he's
trying
doing.
to take the
Stacks
game
as
into
well,
his own
still hovering
hands, but
around
his
your
form
waves.
today has just
You
not
got
been
Paranoia
there.
just to block things off. Buzz has to TP out. And Stacks has no
Brother. I
idea.
mean, I guess
No
there's
idea that
nobody
Jing's already
nearby
got
to
up there.
hear the
Open
double
B-side as well.
satchels.
Spike getting planted soon enough. Izu still
He
trapped.
just doesn't have
How
the
far
read that Jinx
forward
that
does Jing go?
aggressive.
Still hovering around Stair.
Everybody getting
Does spot out the
timing.
next
The
one.
Yoru's on the
Buzz then coming
flank.
back in because Jing has
Everyone
pushed
on
out so far in
T1
front.
fighting
Then
one by
Buzz
one.
has to play it safe. He's got the Sheriff. He will find the shot, but he's got 3
Go on,
more
dual Buzz
hostiles
in
to deal with
spawn.
altogether. Trying to sling out the shots now, but the gunslinger
Well.
on the other side. Defy puts PRX up to
Quite a
map
nice round
and
from
series
PRX.
point.
Big time said it was
Holy
PRX's
fuck, T1
time,
are
it was
bad.
not copium, it
Oh
was a
my
real
God.
belief. I mean, you better bloody be believing right now, folks. 12 to 2.
I mean,
You would
this
need to see
does
an
feel.
absolute change of affairs here
This
on
feels like
Lotus
those
from
ranked
T1
games,
to get
doesn't it?
back into this
We've
one.
all been there.
Will the next round provide us something a little bit different for them
What,
on
where the comeback
this
happens?
defensive
No,
side?
no.
However,
Where you have
look
absolutely no
towards them.
chance.
And,
Your team,
I mean,
no one
the
is
attacking
speaking
side
anymore.
of this map
You're all
for,
just fucking
Lotus
doing
for
whatever the
them.
fuck
I mean,
you want.
Yeah, so. Defense also, yeah, so.
It
So I
never
don't know.
works. You just take the most
Really
aggressive
can't
duel
work it out.
possible.
Together, but it's just
Yep.
going to be something quickly
Yep.
sending them
And
to
you
their
will die.
doom. Another kill as Forsaken opens up the seaside. This might be it,
Oh
Komodo.
my
Oh, it's Jake diving
God.
straight in.
Hell.
He knows it's almost over.
Holy
Absolutely
shit.
Goomba stomped on
What a
him.
way to
Just
end. What a perfect
100%
PRX
stacks.
round to end it on. Something
How do
gets
you
2
work
with the
your way
Outlaw,
around
Jing
this?
double
1v5,
satchels in and
you
kills
can't
somebody in
bow out,
midair.
But you only have
Now that
a
is a good
singular
round to end
Guardian,
on.
2 flashes and an Aftershock, and 5 PRX players to kill. Look at the positions they're holding as well. He hears them coming out from the back. He turns back all around. They're going in for the knife. Defy cuts him at his throat, and PRX and
Well, a fitting end.
I'm ruined.
Hmm.
Dude, T1 played the world's most horrible Lotus I've ever seen. Oh my god.
Well, GG, well played, T1. Yeah, not so much.
TMV,
Yep.
you know that T1 were in like internally in shambles at the beginning of Bangkok? Do you think they return back to that and they just get mentally boomed and start fucking benching people and cutting people again?
Are you saying that Carpe? He's coming
Carpe comes
back.
in, Buzz is on the bench. Carpe comes in and plays fucking Duelist.
Buzz is on the bench? I don't know about Buzz on the bench. If they bench
God.
Buzz, then this fucking Automator in here. I mean,
I know the
he's taking
champ's
over
curse
T1.
struck edge, but is there a first Masters curse
Sliggy calling
forming
you
now
out?
given
Yeah, I
Sam
mean,
missed
of
Shanghai?
course he is. The train is got some momentum.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, that is...
I
That
bet
was-
to never hear again that the first Masters of the year isn't
That was
Mickey Mouse
genuinely the
EDG shit,
world's
T1
most
shit,
horrible Lotus
Vitality
game, I
shit,
think,
G2 almost
from
shit.
T1. I think they did everything wrong.
Yep.
So
What
he
do you
says
think
he
of the
has some
take that
room
the
on the
first
roof for
Masters
you?
every year is a Mickey Mouse?
Shut up. I would rather be used as coal for the fucking engine and die a fiery, disgusting death than hop on the fucking roof of that train.
God, when they win Toronto, you're gonna be... God, when you're casting the Toronto final and Jing gets the final kill, overheating like fuck, winning a round.
It's cold in Seoul because Mind Freak's back. He didn't play, bro. He didn't fucking play.
Okay. Are you casting today?
I'm on the desk today.
Okay. Well, have fun on the desk.
Oh, Christ.
Are you casting the grand final?
Yeah.
But you're gonna be up. Wait, are PRX the second game tomorrow?
I'm going to be up early before it, yes. Dude, I should
they're
probably go
they're
to
the
bed
first
again
game
now.
tomorrow though. It's Boom PRX first, then DRX Talon.
Why do you sound so fucking sad? Because T1 played horribly. PaperX are not back. It's all a fraudulent fucking joint mass hallucination that PaperX are back. It's a mass hallucination. They're playing against shit teams. They're playing against shitey teams.
I mean, that is
People
true.
are getting excited.
They are playing against
The
shit
train
teams.
is not fucking going anywhere. The train is going like fucking 5 miles an hour, and you guys are fucking
They're living. It's like when cars
crazy.
first came out, and like the speed limit was like 4 miles an hour.
Oh, Christ. Mostly, I'm sad because Sliggy was right.
But can you talk to us about
Well,
That's why I'm sad.
Is he that right? We'll have to see.
Well, he's only... We'll have to see.
He's
but
1 out of
definitely
3,
about
right?
the first part.
I think we're just
Yeah, he's
good
1
at
out of
double
3
duels.
correct.
And even in practice, I think we rank a lot of teams with this comp, but somehow in tournament
Track
it
by
feels
track,
different.
you bald bitch. Fucking fight me in the car park. I'll swing at you. I'll swing at you, you fucking cunt. I'm ready for a fight after what I've just witnessed. Why was Stacks playing so horribly today? Why was he solo lurking on the attack side of Ascent? Why was he playing defense?
This is what
in
a hate
market
watch is,
instead of
everyone.
playing where he can fucking knife and molly the choke points towards like tree or B main. And why the fuck was he calling the worst attack side I've ever seen on Lotus? Oh my god.
This is a true hate watch. And if any of you have truly hate watched someone and they let you down, and the team that you're hate watching destroys, and you're like, why the fuck are you so shit all of a sudden? That is a hate watch gone wrong.
Oh, dude, when we were on Plat Chat and we were talking about is it more fun to hate watch or is it more fun to support? This is the bad side of hate watching.
Yeah.
I tuned in today to hate watch the PaperX, not because I dislike PaperX, but because I think they need changes. And I also think it was funny to root against the insane Sliggy take. But the fact that they slapped T1 in 2 maps, oh, I'm molding. I'm fucking molding. I'm molding.
Okay, well.
Oh, Christ.
You can mold for the rest of the day.
I think I'm going to turn my stream off and go to bed.
That makes sense. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And goodbye to you, chat. Track by track. I'll see you later for Americas. I will be there 100%.